Wait, that looks nice. Looks really nice.
Before we get into all of that, y'all, welcome in because we will be talking about which NBA teams will win the championship this year. Fellas, who's going to bring home the ring this year? Who's going to raise the Larry O'Brien? This is probably the biggest question throughout the season is which team is championship caliber? Which team has what it takes to go the distance? Or which collection of teams will ultimately fight for the trophy? Fellas, this is our way too early championship predictions. I got Mars with me. I got Chill with me. I got Swiper Blaine with me. And I got Damian Peters with me. And today we will talk about who's going to win the championship or who we believe will make it to the finals. And also, this show is brought to you by Splashsports.
Hey, Mars.
Chill. Thoughts on this?
Damian Dane, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I think the league is in place in terms of having a repeat.
All right. Chill has left the building. So, Swiper, I'm gonna kick you to rock. What are your thoughts on this?
Man,
I'm sure you're passionate about this topic.
I am. I'm looking forward to a great season. I apparently have become the Clippers guy. I think that the Clippers are getting a lot of not disrespect, but I do understand it. You know, a lot of historical biases that people have against the Clippers. And I'm talking about previous to even this era. Obviously, you know, Mars is somebody who did not grow up watching basketball, but you came along during the Warriors era, but you've gone back and watched. I was a Clippers fan in the Corey Maggette days, like back in the day. So, I mean, I used to always like the team, but, you know, they just never had anything to play for. I just think the Clippers, in part, are getting wildly underrated by the public because of the stuff about, you know, the team and just they've never been able to win anything before. But I think this is arguably at least the second best team they've had since Kawhi's been there. That 20 team was really special. The 21 team was good too, but the 20 team was special. I'm excited to watch them play this year. So, Ron, I probably feel the way I feel about the Clippers this year as I felt about the Pacers last year, if that makes sense.
Okay. Damian, thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, it's always interesting to give your thoughts before the start of the season, because I don't know about you guys, but I always look back and ask myself what I was thinking when the standings start to pan out, because there's always those one or two teams where you never see coming, and then they end up somewhere where they're up the standings or there's a few injuries and it shakes up the whole conference. So I think though. And I like Swiper's point on the Clippers. I think there's a few teams in the West, especially, that can make a lot of noise that perhaps aren't on the radar as much as they should be. Like I've been watching the Spurs, for example, in preseason. I believe they're undefeated as a team. I've seen them in practice. The vibes look high. Wemby looks unbelievable. Like if he takes a leap, what does that mean for them? So I think it's really exciting, especially in the West. But there's a collection of teams, like you said, Ron, to open that I think are going to be sort of the upper echelon, and I think we'll get into that sort of as the episode goes on.
All right, well, fellas, what we're going to do is we're going to dive right into it. I'm going to go around the room to everybody, and I'm essentially going to ask you, well, we're going to start with Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals. We're not just going to get directly in the finals. So I'm going to ask you guys, who are the two teams that you think will make it to the Western Conference Finals? Who are the two teams you think will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? And then everybody, I need your finals matchups as well. So, Mars, I think it's fitting for you to start us off and set the precedents. Who do you have making it to the Western Conference Finals and ultimately making it to the finals from the West?
Considering I've learned my lesson, we're not here to say the answers that everyone knows are true. So,
hey, Mars, say what you believe.
No. So, projecting Wemby to become the greatest player of all time. I've got the Spurs in the conference finals, and I think they will be facing off against the old dynasty of the Golden State Warriors because Steph will go back to his prime. So I've got Wemby teleporting forward.
I personally don't think that's
and
crazy.
Steph going in a time machine to go back. So that's why I've got Warriors and Spurs in the conference finals.
And out of those two, who do you have making it to the finals?
It's hard to bet against Steph, man. Just seeing how often he's done it, 4 championships. That recipe is there. So I'm gonna go with the Spurs.
All right. Sure, you had a question?
Okay, now Mars told us what the troll Mars. Now, Mars, who do you actually think is going to be in the Western Conference Championship, Mars?
It could be those teams. So I'm saying it could be those teams. So I think we should talk about the teams it could be and not the teams we know is going to be. Because last year no one would have saw Indiana go into the finals. But guess what? They were in the finals.
I didn't know it.
So
stop, Ron, with the bullshit.
Ron, you didn't have them. You said the team sucked. So no one would have saw Indiana. Yeah, no one saw Indiana go into the finals. So based off of that, I think picking a team like the Warriors, picking a team like the Spurs, seeing how Dylan Harper looks in preseason, the Wemby jump that people are anticipating, top 5 player in the NBA, best defender, all that good stuff. De'Aaron Fox, one of the 5 best point guards. You guys have been telling me in the offseason he's gonna play like a top 5 point guard this year. You add all of that together, why can't they go to the conference finals? The Golden State Warriors, you got Jimmy Butler, who's proven he can go to the finals multiple times. Stephen Curry, 6-time NBA finals appearance. So with all of that being said, I think it's very reasonable to say that those teams could be in the conference finals.
Is it reasonable considering that the Golden State Warriors are as old as they are? Is it reasonable considering that the San Antonio Spurs have yet to make the playoffs with Wemby in the lineup and De'Aaron Fox has only been to the playoffs one time? Is it reasonable to think that they can make that kind of jump? I mean, there's a difference between making a jump and making a basic Grand Canyon leap. I mean, is it reasonable?
Well, the Warriors were in the second round last year, and Steph got hurt, so they were basically right there.
And why did Steph get hurt, Moss? So the people know.
Because his hamstring just started hurting after he made a shot.
And why did his hamstring start hurting?
You gotta ask his hamstring. I'm not his hamstring.
I'll answer that question because he's old, Mars. How about that? Because
I've seen young people get hamstring injuries, so I don't want to just attribute that to age.
But you know who I else seen get hamstring injuries? Older people. It happens more often with them than it does with younger people.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he got one because he's old. I don't think correlation doesn't mean causation. So I'm gonna bet on one of the most well-conditioned athletes in the world. Being able to stay healthy, be load managed throughout the season. And last year, like I said, when they got Jimmy Butler, they were 23-7. They ended up in the second round in a game in which they were winning before Steph goes down. Jimmy Butler wasn't even 100% because he hurt himself against Houston. I think that was a team that was on the verge of the conference finals last season.
Sure.
And now they're even better, adding a guy like Al Horford, more experience for guys like Brandon Podziemski, more experience for guys like Quinn Post. They're a better team. So I see the Warriors in the conference finals.
Hey, chill. As much as you may feel like Mars is trolling, and he may be trolling,
I'm making a very compelling case.
That's not ridiculous.
Thank you.
Y'all can feel how y'all want to. I know everybody's high on the Thunder. I know everybody's high on the Rockets. I know everybody's high on the Mavericks and all these other teams. Nuggets too. It's not ridiculous to say
but
that
he's clearly trolling, but like he's doing a good job making an argument.
But the Warriors got something for all of those teams. They've got advantages in all of those matchups. They've got disadvantages in those matchups. They've got disadvantages in those matchups too, but they've got things that they can go to that are advantages. And it's all about matchups. That's what the playoffs is about. It's all about matchups.
100%.
They get favorable matchups.
Everything that
they see Houston in the first rounds, and then they see a team like maybe the Timberwolves.
Got to get there,
though. Maybe they see a team that. The playoffs? Yeah, I think they get. You're the only one who doesn't think they get into the playoffs. You're the only one up there who doesn't think they get into the playoffs.
Your argument and your stance, Mars, is predicated on the short term, like you just said, when they got Jimmy Butler, which was in game like 50. So we're talking about the last
they went 23-7. Yeah, they went 23.
I got a great question for you. What's more likely, that both of the teams that he just mentioned miss the playoffs entirely, or that they make it to the Western Conference Finals?
Both of them missed the playoffs entirely.
I agree.
No, that's statistically probability. Yeah, I mean, no. But you got, Ron, you got to measure the field. It is
okay.
It's statistically more likely that you missed the playoff than to be one of the 2 teams remaining in the playoffs, like for any team.
Ron,
by the way,
3 and the 8 seed was separated by 2 games. Ron, 2. That's it.
It's still under side.
That's it. The same thing with it. The same.
Okay, so it means if Golden State got Jimmy Butler 5 games earlier, they're the 3 seed.
I don't know if you're trolling, Mars.
How does it not mean that? If you're going to tell me they were separated by 2 games, why can't I say if they got Jimmy Butler 5 games earlier, they could have been the 3 seed?
They're the oldest team in the league, and they're the shortest starting lineup in the league. They're the shortest.
I think they might be the oldest starting 5.
They're the oldest team in the league. I thought the Clippers were.
It's them on the Clippers.
They're the oldest starting 5 in the league, and they're the absolute shortest starting 5 in the league.
Now, I personally,
they're also the only team in the NBA that has Steph Curry.
And I would also contend to. I do think the thing that's going to aid them a lot this year. I've talked about this already, so I don't want to regurgitate the point, but it's been a while. I do think it's valuable them having Al Horford with Draymond Green, with Jimmy Butler, with
Facts.
Steph, with Pods, with Moses, with Kuminga. I do think that from a defensive standpoint, Steph Curry can play in any defensive scheme because he's obviously committed to doing it. He's not ever going to be like an elite defender. We know that. But if you told me you put Jimmy Butler, Draymond, and Al Horford on a defense with Steph Curry, they're probably going to be contending for top 3 in those lineups. Like in those iterations of those lineups, they will be contending for a top 3 defense. The question is going to come down to Jimmy Butler's health, the foul baiting that Mars always likes to note that he's generated, like I think a higher percentage of his points almost than anyone else from the foul line. He's great at it. That's the skill. Steph Curry, obviously, depending on who you ask, he was a top 5 or 7 player last year. And if he's healthy this year, there's a potential realm for him to be a top 10 player again this season. I think that if you add Al Horford, which obviously Ron thinks Al Horford and Brook Lopez are the same tier. And if Al Horford's playing like this Brook Lopez in the regular season, in the preseason, then look, I think they could be cooking. I do think that Draymond Al Horford defense is going to be a lot better than people are giving it credit for. And I do think they're not the prototypical kind of team that you would see make the Western Conference Finals due to the age and the size. But I do think there's a world in which they could do that. But I have them in the playoffs already, Chill. I know you're not as high on them as I am. Go ahead.
Yo, but chill. Before we even dive into that, Mars, I need your championship prediction, and then we're gonna move on to pick.
So we're not getting the East prediction?
No, I'm gonna just get your West. We're gonna go around the West with everybody.
Yeah, I got the Spurs in the finals.
All right. Shout out to Wimby and hey, that's a bold prediction. Now, Mars, if you cash in on that,
Mars, I'm here for it, brother. I'm here for Wimby in the finals. Yes, sir. I'm here for it. 100%. I'm definitely here for it. So,
all right, Pin. I need go ahead, Chill. You got it.
To Swiper's point, I don't think defense has ever been their issue. I mean, in last season they started the season. I think the first month of the season they were top 3 defense in the league. I think they were a good defense for a majority of the season. In fact, the Golden State Warriors, whenever they've been a championship contending team, they've been in the top 5 defensively. That's not been their issue. Their issue has been offensively. I can appreciate Moss's rendition about getting Jimmy Butler when they got Jimmy Butler. The thing that I think about with the Golden State Warriors, which I think that if this was 2 years ago, I'd be sitting in first class on Mars on this Golden State Warriors train, considering what they have. But where we are now, I think it's a bold prediction, and I'm here for it, Mars. I am. I'm 100% here for it.
All right, Pin. Talk to me. Western Conference Finals. What 2 teams do you got making it to the conference finals?
I mean, I love the idea of the Spurs making to the finals. That'd be great. I love the idea of, Steph Curry having this, sail into the sunset, great, year. But regular season, it comes down to your workhorses. Old teams, maybe in the playoffs, deep, game 7. I trust Steph. I trust Draymond. I trust Jimmy. But through a regular season grind, I need Jonathan Kuminga to show up for that to happen. And I don't know where he's at right now, but I don't trust it. Quentin Post ain't inspiring that much confidence in me. There's a lot of young players on this team. I'm failing to see that star that, is supposed to carry this older team through the regular season so that they can carry him through the playoffs.
It's Curry.
Curry's the young star. Okay.
I thought you said old. I thought you said older. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. So I don't see.
Didn't Curry play 70+ game last year though?
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, look, this is we just saw Malcolm Brogdon retire at 32, 33 years old. Like these guys are pushing the limits of logic when it comes to NBA careers. All of them, their entire starting lineup is like ready to fall off a cliff. Now, Jimmy Butler was good last year. Steph Curry was still good last year. There's no reason to believe they won't be still very good, but a little bit of regression here, and they'll miss the playoffs.
To be fair, Pin, the only year we've seen from Jimmy Butler in which he hasn't been good is one in which he was intentionally sabotaging like himself. So like 22, he was an all NBA player, and then 23 he was had a down regular season. But then I think we all know Jimmy Butler just waited to up it in the playoffs, and then he killed Milwaukee, and then sprained his ankle, and then got destroyed in the finals. But whatever. And then next year he was good. But then the next year happened, and it's like, I don't want to be here in Miami anymore. But then he was really good with the Warriors. So I think a lot of this, Al Horford takes care of his body, Jimmy takes care of his body, Steph takes care of his body. I don't think we can have the outlook that they're not going to, at least when they're on the court, Pin, be elite. I think that's more so my point. They're going to be elite when they play. Now, how much they play according to your premise, I understand that. But when they play, they're going to perform like a top 5 team in the NBA, probably.
Yo, Pin.
OKC.
Do you have the Warriors? Oh, okay.
No, I got OKC and Denver. I think I was actually jumping back and forth between who my actual favorite to come out of the West is between these two teams. I do think it's pretty close. I think this is the most talented team, deepest team that Jokic has ever had. I think he's probably ascending to the height of his powers. I heard someone say yesterday on a podcast that I really respect that maybe if Jokic wins another championship here, it would be pretty insane to keep him out of any top 10 talks, that he would have to be right up there with Bird and Magic if he wins another MVP and another championship. And I think from a legacy standpoint, I think that's very true. That being said, this OKC team on the rise. I expect Shea to be better. I expect their young core to be better. If they can be healthy, I know Jalen Williams is a little bit injured right now. I could see them stomping through the West. They've been getting more wins every single year. What is more than 67? 70, 78, 72, 73,
76 too.
76, 82.
To be fair, 82 is on the table.
Yeah, go for it. I don't think they're not going to be an underdog at all this season. OKC is going to be an underdog maybe one to two games all year. That's going to be like on the road at Denver, maybe on the road after a long back-to-back, 4 games in 5 nights against Cleveland or something like that. They might have 2 to 3 games all year where they're not favored to win. That's intense.
Damn.
So out of those two teams, you got OKC making it?
I actually got Denver making it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Big Ox, talk to me. Western Conference Finals, who are you rocking with?
That's two teams to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, that's it's 3 teams definitely that will be there. But I got respect for Steph Curry, so I will say that the Golden State Warriors have big action at doing it. Mars, I'm actually, I don't know. I got here in the middle of it, so I don't really know if you were serious or not. But people, y'all should watch out for the Spurs for real. You know what I'm saying? Like going to roots for real, y'all should watch out for the Spurs. But the 2 teams are going to be the.
What about the Spurs is moving you, Ox? What is it? Is it just Wemby, or what is it about the Spurs that's making you think that they can make a push to the conference finals?
They put a real team around that young man when they went.
Seen Dylan Harper in preseason.
And when they went last season, that made them for real. But I don't want to get too deep into the Spurs though. I just wanted to shout them out because I don't think they're a Western Conference Finals contender, but it's a team y'all should really watch out for. I don't even know why the Rockets are on the damn thumbnail, but whatever. The team
wrong about them, Ox. You are wrong.
Well, there's no one up here except the Rockets yet, so Ox has a point.
You know, see, am I wrong? Nobody even swiping and pinning even mentioned the Rockets.
It's not even about them going to the conference finals more than you just don't think they're very good without Van Fleet, and you can't be more wrong about them, Ox. You are wrong about them.
I wouldn't have picked them with Van Vliet.
Everybody's just losing their mind because they got Kevin Durant. It's like, what Real Talk said yesterday about the sweatpants, chilling with no makeup on. I got one too, Chill. She can have a Grammy. I still treat her as like a nominee. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Kevin Durant.
It sounded to me like Houston was a fluke last year. Like now we got the blueprint on them. It sounds like we've gotten some tape on them. They haven't really improved that much, and the other teams have just improved vastly.
I mean, it's not that they were a fluke, Chill. Do you think if everybody was healthy?
That's what it sounded like from Ox.
Well,
like this team
I'm
was
asking,
they were a first round exit. Like
if I can ask maybe on
Mars.
Chill, if I can ask on Ox's
so they could
perspective,
just lose in the first round again.
But they lost in Game 7 because of injuries, though. Chill, to be fair. So I'm saying it should have been over before that. Chill, do you think that if everybody in the West was healthy, which I think is Ox's contention, because I can't see the future. He doesn't have a crystal ball in front of him. He doesn't know, if people can.
You take that hat off. I got a crystal ball in front of me.
Facts. Shout out when we shout out Brooklyn. But no, what I'm saying is that. Chill, if they were healthy, if everybody was healthy, I don't think they would have been a top 4 seed last year. I think they had a circumstantial Western Conference in which they were healthy. Their defense was good. The offensive rebounding was elite. But Denver was a mess last year. We can admit that. Okay. The Clippers had injuries all season. They were clearly a better team when Kawhi got back in the last 34 games of the year or whatever it was. And then I think if you add in like the Wolves, remember Julius Randle was out. You love the Wolves. When Julius Randle came back, they were clearly a better team than the Rockets. I think they're at best a 5 seed. Like in terms of rankings, they were at best like the fifth best team in the conference. So I think
Right.
if everybody's healthy, but that's not taken away from the Rock. I'm just saying that I think Ox is saying if everybody's healthy, I think don't you think the Lakers are better, Ox, in a regular season format?
Yes, but regardless of that though, I just want to just go ahead and just say that the two teams are the Nuggets and the Clippers. Those are the teams. The two teams are the Nuggets and the Clippers.
I'm not mad at it.
And I'll probably gotta go with the Nuggets. I probably gotta go with the Nuggets, but today I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I'm gonna assume Kawhi Leonard's gonna give us 65 this season. You know, I'm gonna go with the Clippers for sure. They revamped that squad. Brook Lopez is still better than Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? So you know. There's a backup center that's still.
Brook Lopez got real defenders around him now. Chill, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we got a backup center in Los Angeles that's still better than some starting centers in the league.
True.
I mean, John Collins, great addition. I know y'all still don't like Bradley Beal, but I'm high on Brad. Man, that Clippers team is good. I'm going with the Clippers, y'all.
Y'all remember the last time?
Three still brings something to the table, y'all. The Clippers have. I don't see any weak links over there. The only weak link is that knee. Is Kawhi Leonard's knee? That's the only.
John Collins figuring out defense too is going to be a little fun.
Y'all remember the last time Kawhi spent an entire summer getting slandered? Y'all remember that?
Slandered by a thirsty bozo.
2018.
No,
Was that 2018?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he got
Spurs.
slandered in 2022. To be fair, he got slandered in 2020.
not nearly to the degree. Like his reputation was.
Well, he played 15 games that year, or 9. Was it 9, Pen?
9.
Nine.
And what's interesting is when he got that 2019 championship, there was an engraving on the inside of it. It was a middle finger. It was to the Spurs.
Wait, on his ring?
Mm-hmm. Special engraving
That
on the
he
inside.
asked for, or that they gave.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he had to
for it.
ask for
He
that,
asked for
Mars.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Petty.
it.
Well,
You want a middle?
you know
Like,
what
you
y'all
show
can
it
do?
with a middle finger on your ring.
Y'all can blame.
Hey, look.
Y'all can blame this one on
Pablo Torre.
Pablo.
Hey man, shout out Pablo.
Damn.
Yeah,
Shout out
y'all
Pablo.
can blame
Shout out
this one on
Pablo.
Pablo. He's so thirsty. He just wants to.
Nah, he ain't thirsty, bro. He doing his job. By the way, shout out Pablo Torres with the follow. That was random, out of nowhere. But shout out to my dog, man. Great work. Keep it up.
He's just desperate at this point.
He's not even going at Kawhi though. That's
He
the funny thing,
followed
Ox. Yeah, of course he did, bro. Of course he did.
Yo, Pablo, if you
course he
watching,
did.
shout out to
Come
you,
on
boy.
now.
Hey, that's some good work.
that's R&B.
You know what's funny?
That's
You should
R&B
bring him
legend
on the
type
show. And Ox, you cannot come on for the first 30 minutes. I'm going to ask him all the details. And then I want Ox to come up, just me, Pablo, and Ox. Pablo in the middle. And Ox, I want you to ask him all the Kawhi questions that you want to ask. Matter of fact, I'm going to send him a DM
It's gonna
today.
look like this.
Hawks don't want to give this situation any more attention.
Right.
No, he wants to give it, but Ox, it would be good content.
I don't
Hey,
have any
Pin,
questions.
Pin,
I don't
pretend
have
like
any
you Pablo. Kind of look like a Pablo.
I look like a
questions for
Pablo.
Oops.
No questions for Pablo at all.
Okay.
What you doing,
right.
man?
He said you look like a Pablo. It's
I
crazy.
look like a Pablo. Okay, cool.
Yo,
Wait.
take me off too, Ron. I don't got no questions for Pablo.
Viva Mexico. Okay.
He said you look like a Chico.
Okay. So,
All right, that was just
a
a preview of what it would be. That was just a preview of what it could possibly be.
That's-
Swiper, for real, DM Pablo, and if we can set it up, we'll definitely set it up. But before we move on to Damien's predictions,
got a
I just want to
dentist
ask:
appointment that day.
Does anybody think that it's crazy to say that the Clippers logically, or maybe
Yes.
illogically, however you put?
Chill. Take your hater hat off before you answer this.
Yes.
So what's
is
crazier,
crazy.
Damien, the Clippers or the Spurs?
The Spurs. The Spurs is crazier because the Spurs are they're not ready. I mean, Wemby can take a leap and they still wouldn't be ready, I don't think. They're very impressive. I think they're one of the teams that are going to be really good in the long term, but I can't see them making a finals now. Even if Wemby becomes a top 5 player in the league, I don't think that they have enough yet there, enough maturity, enough experience to go all the way. The Rockets stuff, I'm probably a little bit higher on the Rockets than maybe a lot of people on the panel. I do agree, though, that they probably overachieved in the regular season last year. Circumstantially, they benefited. But when you can't score in a playoff series and then you add Kevin Durant, and if you can manage Kevin Durant through the regular season, all of a sudden you have a guy that's elite in isolation in the playoffs. You know, he can get any shot he wants. So I think that in the West, I think that OKC and Denver clearly are the top 2 teams in the West. I think there potentially is a gap depending on what Luka looks like this year, because Luka could well be the best player in the world this year, depending on how he comes out. So that elevates the Lakers a little bit. Obviously, Minnesota's there. I think Houston's there as well. But if we're talking about the Western Conference Finals, I'm going to go Thunder and Nuggets. And I think OKC make the finals again. There's just something that happens when you win the finals once, or you get to the finals once. It just unlocks a new level of, I guess, being comfortable on the biggest stages. And I think that's going to help them, combine with all the development for their young core and keeping everyone together. I think they'll be back in the finals.
I think belief and continuity is going to matter a lot, and I think that, look, typically the Nuggets always underperform in the regular season, in my opinion, and overperform in the playoffs, and that has a lot to do with Jamal Murray. He just starts out season super slow. To see Jamal locked in right now is scary, like special. Straight up scary, because that means that this Nuggets team believes. Everybody believes, and I don't care which team you're talking about that won the championship. There has to be a belief in training camp that we can actually go the distance, and this team believes they can go the distance. They got the vibes. Whether they're right or wrong, it really doesn't matter. Whether Bruce Brown is washed or not washed, or he's going to find the fountain of youth, over the last 2 years or whatever, it doesn't really matter. The point is, right now, I think if you look at that series last year, even if you factor in a little bit of maturity and growth for OKC, it's hard to ignore how close the Nuggets were to knocking that team out and how depleted they were of resources that they will likely have this year. So
they were better than them.
They were the better team.
They were better than Oklahoma City.
I think the margin for error for Denver, I think, is higher. I think Denver have to, if they were to play a series now again, I think if we consider that J-Dub's going to be better, Chet's going to be better, J-Dub's going to be fully healthy, even if Jokic is at that level, you're probably going to have to get the best series Jamal's ever had since 2020. You're probably going to have to
do it again.
Oh, he's saying since 2020. About to say, if he gets that Lakers series, and it's over.
Styles make fights, Damian. So what is it that OKC does to opposing teams that makes them so effective? They speed them up. They make them turn the ball over, right? So if you put the ball in Jokic's hands, I would argue, you got Cameron Johnson, who's a better decision maker overall, and just overall a higher IQ basketball player than Michael Porter Jr. Jonas Valanciunas is no dummy either. You got Bruce Brown. You got a really high IQ basketball team. So I think when you have this high IQ basketball team that can get off the ball quickly and not get trapped as much as some younger teams will against the Thunder, if you look at the Thunder as two different teams, the teams that won and the teams that lost games in the playoffs, it's a tale of two very different teams. When they lost, their offense couldn't do anything. And I think that it's shocking that Denver's defense was actually very effective against this team.
I just think that Denver was so much more effective in not allowing Oklahoma City to play, not allowing Oklahoma City to make them play the way they wanted them to play. Like, I felt like Denver very much stayed in the way that they play. I think that they stuck to their principles. Jamal Murray was really good coming off pick and roll. I mean, him in that two-man game with both him and Joker, I mean, it was working. Aaron Gordon did not allow himself previous to injury, Aaron Gordon did not allow himself to get pushed around. He was really good in the paint. I think that this Denver team defensively, I don't think that they were as good as Oklahoma City, but I don't think that they were bad neither. I think that they were good enough to get stops. And when we get to the end of games, if I got the best player in the world, I'm riding the best player in the world. No question in my mind. If that's what I have. So I just feel like, barring injury, I just think that overall, I think that they were a better group. And I think that the injury bug bit them too late.
I think the fair criticism is, beat them. Chill, they didn't match up. Like when Jokic had the 48-22-6 game, the first game, that's when they balled. Then game 2 was horrible. Was that the one that was 18 hours after, or was that 36 hours after? Was that game 3?
It was a quick turnaround because I remember you.
Yeah, it was 8-21 in the first quarter, I think it was, and then the referees then they got blown out by 30 or whatever else it was. And then game 3 and 4 they were up. Jokic had was 2 of 8 from 3, then 0 of 10 from 3 in back-to-back games, and that obviously affected everything. He didn't perform well enough, in the shooting the ball, all that other stuff. But then they still won game 3. But then you remember game 4 and 5, Jokic 27-13, but he didn't miss the free throws down the stretch, all that stuff, and he didn't play well enough, I think, on the offensive end as a scorer and everything, and so they didn't coincide. But then game 5 happened. Jokic goes crazy. and then nobody else shows up in the fourth quarter. So I think last year they just didn't. Jokic underperformed when the team was performing well, and then Jokic would go to crazy heights, and then the team fell apart. And then Game 7 happened, and as Ox has talked about, the injuries and stuff just kind of did them away. I think that should be the difference this season, Ron. I just do think that having extra bodies hopefully will be the things that help and everything else, especially I would think like Cam and Tim Hardaway Jr. and all that, because we can go through that later too, Ron, if you want. Like the rotations this year have been drastically different than they have in previous iterations. So I mean that should help a lot.
And I think Christian Brown also deserves a little bit of credit here, because I think that this dude is about to take a jump. And that earlier point that I made about the the Warriors maybe not having that young player that I really believe can carry some wins in the regular season. I'm seeing Christian Brown in the preseason, and I'm like, dude, this guy looks like a really much better player. And he was already a really good player last year. Really good player last year.
And I think, Penn and Chill, to your point, the Jokic factor is such a great equalizer. Like when you have the best player in the world and there's no one that can match up with him, and he can bend the defense in any way he wants, and he can put up these crazy numbers and carry you for a quarter, carry you for a half. It's the ultimate equalizer in a series. So I have no problem. I have no problem with people picking the Nuggets over Thunder in a potential series, because he fills the gap between teams incredibly well. Maybe.
Can we stop this nonsense? I just want to stop the nonsense about Alex Caruso slowing him down. Like when he got Alex Caruso on the box, I'm sick of hearing that. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. When he got Alex Caruso on the box and then he got Alex Caruso in the paint, he got swarmed like a pack of bees. It wasn't just him and Alex Caruso one-on-one. That was not going on. But if I let you dudes tell it, if I let you dudes like Ox and I let you dudes tell it, Alex Caruso was basically, it was just him and Dikembe. It was Dikembe.
What does it matter?
One-on-one.
Whether Caruso put him in a straitjacket or whether he got stung by a flock of bees, whether he got stung by a flock of bees, he still got minimalized.
That's ridiculous, Ron.
Wait. Let's slow down a bit. Hold on. Let's slow down a little bit, chill. First, okay, when he finally did use his body and get him on the box, he did get swarmed and yes, or he punished somebody like he's supposed to. I'm talking about when Alex Caruso was making it hard for him to even get the ball, and he was flailing around and all that. But chill. Besides Alex Caruso, what Damian was saying, I want to give a little pushback on that about Jokic being a great equalizer, which he is. None of us can deny the talent of Nikola Jokic, right? But what we can do is talk about other guys who we've seen match up well with him on other great teams. And Swipe, I think I'm going with Big Zoo right now. I think what Zubac showed us in that first round is a good enough reason for me to believe that the Clippers can absolutely play with the Nuggets, especially after revamping their roster a little bit. Other than that, I haven't really seen anybody play that recently. You know what I'm saying? In this NBA today, I can't really think of another guy that matched up that well with Jokic and really gave him problems in one-on-one. Like obviously it was a team scheme. And so I know sometimes Chill, you and Penn, y'all get real upset when we talk about what Alex Caruso did. Alex Caruso was the head of that snake and bothering Nikola Jokic 100%, and we can't deny that. How was he not the head of the snake? At this point, you guys are being naive.
It was consistent help. Yes, I didn't say there was no help. I didn't say there was no help. I need y'all to take a deep breath. And I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so why are y'all getting so upset about the truth? Alex Caruso,
because the head of the snake is wrong. He was the fangs on the snake that shoved his teeth straight up Jokic's ass.
Hold on.
More specifically,
real talk.
He was
Aristotle said facts don't care about your feelings, right?
Teeth.
Ivica Zubac is the great matchup for Nikola Jokic, right? He's great. He's an amazing defender, and I actually agree with you. And it's kind of interesting that against that same Jokic stopper, that same guy who's the great matchup against Jokic, the facts don't care about your feelings, right, Ox? He averaged 24, 12, and 10.
He was a great Jokic stopper.
If the player averaged 24, 12, and 10, they win.
No, but to be fair, Zubac individually held up versus Jokic in his prime. I'm throwing the Sun series in 21 was a horrible example. So just throw that out. No other center has held up versus him better than Zubaz. I think that's how they want me to correct and say it, whatever. I'm saying that in this instance, Rudy Gobert hasn't even done that. Like, if you look at the scoring number for Jokic in that series, like, Zubac did the best of anyone. And then, because of the Game 7 slant, he shot below 50%, when Zubac was the primary scorer. And I think, and that was on a lot of possessions too. So, like, he does get credit for that. Like, I do think, though, that the difference is
locked down. I just want everybody.
Yeah. He did well. Like, y'all know how I feel about Zoo. You're never gonna find nobody that's gonna like slander Zoo in my presence. I think he was an All-NBA player last year. But I'm saying that I do think the difference though, Penn, is in Ox. I think the correction that happened was Game 7. Remember, Caruso prior to that had guarded Jokic in short stints and was getting fried. But then what happened is in Game 7, when because you watched it, Ox. The Aaron Gordon's hurt, Russell's not shooting well, Murray was playing like garbage. Then they put Caruso on Jokic, and then Jokic was super frustrated, and as you said, playing a little soft, and he was trying to bait the ball fouls and all that. And then in the third quarter, that's when everything flipped, and that's when the whole narrative started about him getting locked out like Caruso. Granted, Caruso was playing phenomenal, and I do think though that was a little bit of wearing down. Like all over the course of a series. So I think that there's two different things that happened, but Caruso still played very well. And I'm trying to be really, really fair to both sides here. I think there's reasons why the Nuggets did that. I think there's reasons why OKC has so much success. But I do think this year, the hope is because of the way they're going to play this year and the available bodies they'll have, you just can't defend Jokic the same way that you were last year. That's their hope.
What's really interesting?
I'm sorry, Damian. I gotta grab the wheel because we've talked about whales, we've talked about snakes, we've talked about horses, we've even talked about big oxes. But I want to bring it back to the whale that's on the screen right here that you guys know so well about. This is Splashsports. But it's not just the fact that you can make your picks and go more or less on those picks. It's not the fact that they have all type of games and contests that are amazing, but it's the fact that we now have an NBA player survivor on Splashsports. Now, what does this mean, everybody? This means that you get to choose a player every single night that you believe will score 20 points. And you only get to choose the player once. So this is really a game of knowledge. This is a game of wit. This is a game of you knowing how to choose your players correctly because, once again, they have to score 20 or more points. And if they don't, then you're out of the contest. And if they do, you move on to the next day. And the next night, you choose somebody else to score 20 or more points. And here's the thing. On the first night, you have an opportunity to choose 2 players, and you get 1 alternate. Once 1 player hits that mark, then you get to move on. But NBA players like to low manage. So if one of those players don't play that night, your alternate steps in and they have an opportunity to hit that 20-point mark for you. Long story short, at the end of the day, the last person standing will get $2,500 in cold hard cash. That's right, $2,500 just for proving you know ball more than everybody else. So lock your picks in, and you can do that by scanning this QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the bio. Trust in your gut and seeing if you can survive the madness and be the last person standing in the winner's circle. Fellas, this game will start Tuesday, so you have up until Tuesday leading up to the games to join this contest. It is filling up fast. So make sure you get over there. It only costs $10 to enter. And the winner will get $2,500. We will see you guys in the winner's circle. Let's get to it, y'all.
Ron, don't forget though, you can have up to 8 entries in there. So you know what I'm saying? So,
y'all go do your thing.
I got 5 in there myself.
You got 5 already?
So I'm with that bread, so y'all better get with it.
Okay.
Damien, you were making a point.
I'm sorry, Damien. We got to get back to the main topic. Swiper, we have not got your predictions yet. Who do you got in the Western Conference Finals? The Nuggets and...
Yeah, man, this is going to depend a lot on seeding. There's a world, I think, where it's Nuggets, Clippers, Nuggets, or Thunder, but I'll just go with the fun one a little bit. I think Nuggets, Clippers. I think the Nuggets probably face the OKC maybe in the second round again. Who knows? I have no idea. We're just putting it out here. The Clippers, they face the Clippers in the second round, and the Clippers are healthy. Kawhi Leonard has the Ox series. Wow, top 5 player. You know what I mean? One of those kind of series. Zubac goes crazy. Brook Lopez makes a lot of a difference in that series. John Collins out of nowhere has his best series since the 2021 Eastern Conference Finals, I believe, since they played versus the Bucks. And I think that, off the bench too, Chris Paul, he has a healthy season. Him and Chris Dunn, Bogey has some good runs there. Yeah, I think that SGA has a 34-point series, whatever else that is. But J-Dub gets locked up. Chet falls apart offensively again. And then I think the Clippers win that in 7.
You got the Clippers going to the finals?
No, I have the Clippers beating second round and then going and play Denver. And then I think they play Denver this year, and I think that's another extremely long series. And it's probably going to be a 7-game series again. Denver wins the 7. And Denver goes to the NBA Finals.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, Chilltown, talk to us. Who are you rocking with in the Western Conference Finals?
Ox, if you could follow me for a second, I vividly remember, and I was a kid when this happened, but the Lakers traded Adrian Dantley in 1979, and they ended up lucking up and getting the number 1 overall pick in 1979, and they ended up getting a big point guard. They get this big point guard. They got an aging big who's looks like he's on the other side. They get this young gun in here. This young gun turns into this guy that they want to put at the small forward, but he's like, nah, I want to play the lead guard. And he ends up playing the lead guard, and he ends up running in the backcourt with Norm Nixon. This aging big that they got, this turns into an MVP-like season. In fact, it's an MVP season for him, and they end up in the NBA championship, right? So I think you know where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the Dallas Mavericks trade their star. In the process of them trading their star, they got an aging big, but he still got the goods. They end up getting this young pup, and this young pup who's running in the backcourt because Jason Kidd gives him the basketball, and he likes what he sees with him running the offense. He still looks a little unsure about what he's doing, very much like this young guy did in 1979, who had just turned 20 years old, by the way. He's kind of unsure about what he was doing, only to find out that we move forward. My big guy becomes the best player in the league, wins the league MVP, and they end up in the NBA championship. I see a little bit of a correlation with this Dallas Maverick team where they're going to be awesome defensively. I think Anthony Davis is going to be I think he's a dark horse league MVP candidate this season. Cooper Flagg is looking more and more comfortable with the basketball. He kind of gives me, like I just talked to you, I'm not saying that he's Magic. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying, though, is it gives me a Magic Norm Nixon backcourt with him and Irv in the backcourt. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe. I would not be surprised if I saw the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Championship, considering how good they are defensively, the kind of rotation that they have. It would not surprise me. I don't see Oklahoma City because I think Denver's going to handle them in the semifinals, and I think I could see an Oklahoma City, Dallas, Western Conference Championship.
You mean the Denver?
Didn't I just say that?
No, you said Oklahoma City.
Denver, I apologize. Dallas. I can see a Denver, Dallas, Western Conference Championship.
Who wins that, Chill?
I think Denver beats them.
How soon does Kyrie got to get back for them to make that type of move, like to win enough games to get a good?
If I could get Irv back, maybe before the trade deadline, I'm comfortable with that. If I could get him back for the last third, not even January. If I could get him back for the last third of the season, where he's ready to go, I'm straight with that. Yes.
You realize we got 2 predictions for Texas teams up here, and no one picked the Houston Rockets. This is crazy.
But I'm the hater though. I'm the Houston hater, and none of y'all picked them.
we didn't pick.
Well, because we're talking about them in the regular season. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Houston in the regular season, and I'm high on Dallas. I've been high on Dallas before this whole thing started, and this is where I'm at with the Dallas Mavericks. I think that they could end up in the NBA championship. If they end up seeing Denver, I think Denver can beat them, but I would not be surprised if they beat Denver. But I think Denver's going to beat them in the NBA championship,
sure.
in the Western Conference Championship.
Cooper Flagg is 18
further
years old.
to your point, Pin, because
Magic turned 20 in August of 1979.
Yeah, 18 and 20 is okay. I understand all of that. First of all, league totally.
He's a kid. I'm not going to argue that point, Pin. He's a kid. I'm not going to argue that.
I am very high on this idea of Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, gelling together, Klay Thompson turning at the hands of time, them finding just some role players or stuff like that. There's a world in which this could go very right, and I trust Jason Kidd as a coach. So, yeah, but Cooper Flagg is not going to be the Magic Johnson or anything close to Magic Johnson in his rookie season for that team if they're going to be successful. He is going to be the James Worthy of that group, if you will. Like he'll be like the transition, demon, the the switchable defender and stuff. Like he could play the Scottie Pippen role in a sense. He's not Magic Johnson though. He's not gonna be a lead initiator. I've seen him do it a lot last year at Duke. It's nice that he could do it in a pinch. He ain't gonna do it at the NBA level with that kind of ball pressure. You put OKC on that dude, you're gonna turn the ball over 18 times.
Yeah, but Penn, to your point though, like what you just said, Cooper Flagg playing the James Worthy role, especially if Kyrie can come back in a decent amount of time, and
Kyrie
if
is
D'Lo
magic.
can hold if D'Lo can hold it down, I think that's great too. Like James Worthy was a intricate piece to that squad. So to your point or Chill's point, I think that's a great pick. But I want to say this though, Penn, too, because Mars even chose the Spurs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that sounds to me like the Rockets are the worst team in Texas.
I don't think they're the worst team in
Not in the
Texas.
regular
I don't think anyone up here is necessarily saying that we're picking these two teams to finish ahead of the Rockets in the regular season, although it's possible. I do think this Dallas team is a decent pick, though, Chill, because Derek Lively, really good player. They got a great center rotation, and between those four guys, Anthony Davis, provided he stays healthy, Derek Lively, provided he stays healthy, Daniel Gafford plus Cooper Flagg. Where do you attack? What do you attack? Who are you attacking? That's just nothing but length and size up front. And that's a lot of, and to pair that with the experience of Irv and Clay in the backcourt, I just think that there's so much upside with that team, but it will depend on Kyrie Irving coming back.
What do Cooper's Flag in this rook season at 18 years old? What do his numbers look like? Over under 15 a game?
Over. They don't have any other scoring besides Cooper and AD right now. If you kind of watch
when we say over, how far over are we going?
17 and a half. Yeah, 18.
17 and a half.
We really are
high for me.
So about 17 a game. Okay, I could get with that. In terms of him having the basketball
Maybe
in his hand,
more,
Jason Kidd moving him to the lead guard. Because when I watch him come off pick and roll. I said this last night to myself when I was watching this. He kind of reminds me of Serena when she was playing against her sister Venus. Like, I don't know if I should be kicking her ass. I don't know if I should be beating up my big sister yet. It's not that I can't do it. I'm just not sure that I should be doing this yet. It kind of gives me, like, he can do it, but I think that's where Jason Kidd puts the battery in his back and tells him to go at these guys. So with that being said, what kind of distribution are we looking at from this guy, Mars, in terms of a distributor? Over under 4 assists a game?
Probably averages more than 4. I'd assume
5.
Where we going? So
like
17.
4.2.
Okay, so 17 and 4. That's what we looking
I
at.
guess, yeah.
All right, 17 and 4. I'm an offense initiator. I'm gonna get guys involved. I'm gonna get my buckets also. I'm not throwing the ball between tight windows and things like that. But I'm doing stuff that's gonna get us done. Ox, would it bug you out? Because I'm listening to you dudes tell me that Cooper Flagg, as of today, it looks like I'm about 17-4 and I don't know what 17-4 and 5 on solid efficiency. Would it bug you out that Magic, his rook season, he was 18 and 8? 18 and 8.
And Coop plays defense.
Assist?
And Coop plays defense.
You saying 8 assists?
Yes, 8 assists.
8 assists.
I don't
that's a
like Coop. I don't like Coop at the point guard whatsoever.
Why not?
I do not like it. I think it's so unnatural for him. I understand kids thinking, let's give the guy the ball in his hands, especially in preseason where it doesn't matter that much. Let's try and accelerate some of his development in other areas. But if Dallas are hell-bent on doing something special this season, D'Lo's got to be in the starting lineup and Cooper's got to play the 3 or the 4. I don't think that it's a good idea to make Cooper your lead guard when you're trying to do something special, because you have to allow for some of these growing pains. Like Penn said, all of a sudden you're up against an OKC team that's swarming you. He's not a natural sort of initiator. He's really a front court guy, and they're just putting the ball in his hands. He can do a lot of things. I think he can be really impactful defensively. Maybe he gets his numbers by running with the second unit more. But for him to be the lead guard on a team that wants to do something special, I just don't see it. I don't think he should be that now. I don't. If we're talking about Washington, if he's in Utah, if he's in a bad team, I understand it. But Dallas have always maintained that they want to win championships right now with AD. And I can't see that happening if Cooper's
Yeah.
going to be
With
running
him
He's
the
one
playing
of
on
the
his
best
with-
freshmen of all time, by the way. Just so we're clear, I mean, he was a legit 17 years old when he showed up at collegiate at Duke, and he was one of the best freshmen of all time. I know Ox is making that face because he's got some point about it, but I promise you, the numbers, the eye test, the success that they had as a young team, I think if they have a slightly different backcourt that plays a little bit better, they probably win a national championship. They were a really good team, and the reason that I think some people have some misconceptions about Cooper's game, I think he's a much better scorer than people realize. He's a little
I
bit
do too.
more natural with it too. I think his handle can go a long way. But it's worth noting he was legit 17 and 18 years old while he was facing 21, 22, 23-year-olds, and he dominated them. Like, he busted their ass. If you look at just after he got rolling, like maybe the last 75% of his season, it was right there with AD as a freshman at Kentucky. It was very close. And what's very interesting about this is if you actually look at their numbers as freshmen, they were both on really good teams. They were both on teams where, they had a lot of help. AD scored 27 points per 100 possession. Guess how many Cooper scored?
26.
37, chill.
Wow.
So there's a chance that he could go
What's
out
a
there
counter-
and actually put up 20 points per game as a rookie, and it wouldn't shock me. And the reason that I say this is because there's a type of player that in collegiate basketball maybe struggles going up a level, and then there's a type of player that actually looks better in the NBA. I think Cooper will be better as an NBA player than he was as a collegiate player because he's this really long, big athlete who needs wide angles. And the wider angles are going to be available in the NBA floor, more spacing. You got Irv, you got, AD is not a spacing problem at all. He's never going to be a spacing problem.
Well,
Lively,
they're having spacing issues now, to be fair, in preseason. No,
Are they?
But
I don't know about that.
Those guys
will
aren't
solve
knocking
this.
down
And
shots
also,
early. That
there's
doesn't mean
also
they're
a
spacing
natural
issues.
synergy between how he's used to playing and how he's going to be asked to play because he does have that lob threat. That thing that Luka benefited from, having Lively, Gafford. Well, he did that with Kaman Malawach all last year. The Con Knipple role. Well, that's just Clay Thompson now. You know what I mean? So there's already a natural synergy with how Duke played. And
do you
how
think
Dallas
he's going to be
play.
a positive enough jump shooter this year to be able to overcome some
That's
of the
going to
stuff
be the
they'll have?
swings. That's going to be the swing skill swiper. But at the end of the day, in transition, he's going to be a Damon.
Let me ask you something about that. Let me ask you something about that.
He's going to be crazy, and he's a really smart player. So, like the three things that often rookies struggle with: physicality, speed, quickness, and just basically the size of the NBA. He's going to have all those things figured out. So basically, we are a jump shot and a handle away from him entering, I don't know, all NBA talks by year 3.
Ox, right quick.
Ox,
I got to step in because the thing that's really going to help Cooper Flagg flourish is the fact that he eats factor meals. Now, do you guys want to be like Cooper Flagg and transition into the next phase of your life and be great? Well, you can do that by looking no further than factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off for $50 off your first purchase. Now, once again, I know that we're all transitioning in life. Some people for better, some people for worse. But it doesn't have to be for worse if you make your next move your best move. And between your busy schedule, between your fall plans, between you gearing up for winter in the cold season, I know a lot is on your plate, pun intended. But you can take a lot off your plate and put better things on your plate, such as you getting your time back, such as you getting more free time to do the things you want to do, like spending time with your family or friends or getting outside and playing basketball. Whatever the case may be, Factor Meals gives you more time because you get out the kitchen and you get into life. They have 65 weekly meals made specifically for you, how you want to eat, how you want to live, and ultimately what you want to taste. And me personally, Swiper personally, Ox personally, we eat this every day, and we believe that you guys should do the same thing because it's made our life better, and I know it can make your life better too. So what you need to do after liking the video and subscribing is go over to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off for $50 or for 50% off your first purchase. The shipping will be free on your first box. You will get 50% off your first box. But what you need to first do is go there and purchase it. We'll see you guys in a better place in life after Factor Meals, just like Cooper Flagg. All right, fellas, we are in the crunch time chat segment. Some people have sent through super chats, so I'm going to read these super chats, and we're going to see what the people have to say about what we had to say. Starting with Tupac Westside. Tupac Westside said, "Good morning, chill. I promise I won't bring this topic up again, but how the hell could y'all not like Good Times?"
Well,
Chill, you
Good
don't like a
Times
Good
was such
Time?
it was such a drowning show, y'all. Like y'all got to remember, they didn't leave the house. I'm sorry, the apartment, and then they never left the street. And then every time they brought someone into the home, they always had drama. The dude that lived out on the street, the wino, drama. The person that lived across the street, drama. And then the house was
the
drama.
reason why we never left the house because we didn't have anything. We ain't had no money to go nowhere. So
I know. And then every time they got a chance to get some money, somebody died. And then somebody got fired. The biggest. But no, it's not, because I'm sorry, chill. A number 1 overall draft pick quarterback falls in love with Thelma because she was the tightest woman at the time. Thelma was the tightest woman in the world.
Was beautiful.
Literally, when she falls in love, if she was Mark, if she had an IG, in 1970, dog, she would have been running the game. Pam Grier.
Hold on, Swipe up.
Thelma.
Mars, do you know how fine Thelma was?
No, he don't know who Thelma is, bro.
I'm talking about fine.
Yes.
Shame.
And by the way, Mars, tight, and his reference of tight meaning like good, and not tight like you think he means, Mars. No,
like tight. It's just tight. No, it's tight. Like she was tight.
That's dope. Like
is that there's no way that's out of style at this point.
Apparently it is, but
it's just a description. Tight, but Mars, I'm trying to make it relevant to the time. In the 70s, they would say she was tight. So I'm saying, like, she was tight. Mars, let me tell you how egregious this is. So just for your context, Mars, imagine the consensus number 1 overall, black quarterback, by the way, consensus number 1 overall quarterback, right? So Cooper Flagg gets drafted. Cooper Flagg tears his ACL. So they're getting married. Cooper Flagg tears his ACL. And instead of them moving out of the hood, he got to move back into the house with them and get a regular 9 to 5. He was the number 1 overall draft pick and didn't get any money in his contract.
In the projects, by the way, not like
it was just a depression show. That's all.
He was a quarterback. What you mean you got guaranteed money up front? What you talking about? Your career over? Goodness gracious! Now they stuck. No, I hated that show.
It was just.
I hated that show.
I can't.
And then the dad left. All of a sudden, the dad just left. He quit to do another show. He just left. He just moved to Arizona or something like that.
He got killed
in the show.
Yeah, they killed him.
All right. And so dad died, son broke, Thelma broke. Thelma too bad to be broke. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's too bad to be broke. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's let Frank Lucas see Thelma walking around the street. She ain't gonna be broke no more. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, that's how it be. These baddies be so broke, bro.
She's putting a fur coat on for me. I'll tell you that much on. We getting her a mink right now.
All right, so shout out to all the tight TV shows out there. Next, we will.
Dynamite.
Go ahead, Ron.
We have another super chat from Jonathan Frazier. Jonathan Frazier said, "Scotty Barnes." Let me bring somebody up to the top row. Scotty Barnes put up less points than shot attempts for the third time in 3 preseason games. We gonna talk about it, Penn? Salute to you, brothers, but I can't let this slide. By the way, Ron, I ain't a Glazer.
I did watch that game yesterday, and Scotty did not seem to be that much involved in the offense as a bucket getter. He was involved in other ways, but he wasn't involved as a bucket getter as I would like for him to be. This is what I'm talking about, Penn, when we talk about Scotty Barnes, when I'm not swayed as much as I should be. Like
he's looked horrible in preseason show. He's looked horrible.
I see the stuff.
I'm a year away on Scotty. To be completely off Scotty.
Here's like
a year away from being a year away.
I'm a year away from
just quitting.
From thinking about
So yeah,
Damien sounds like he's about to take his bread and he out. I'm not investing in no more Scotty Barnes stock. I get it. I'm out.
And look, the year that he became an all-star, he dominated preseason. So this is not a good sign that he has come out so bad. But I would say that starting lineup makes no sense. It makes no sense. They have atrocious spacing, and he looked a lot better with the second unit because Mamu is a stretch big. Jacoby and Ocha actually know how to cut.
Hey, look at this
And-
dude over here in the corner. Look at this.
I
What
know
are we saying,
I'm
Bob?
interpreting that sentence, but I'm gonna be the
No.
bad guy if I interpret it that way. So.
Are we moving him to the second unit, Mars?
No, we're not.
Are we
No, we're
bringing
not.
Are we bringing
No,
Scotty off the bench? Is that what we doing? We
That's a
turning him into a
ridiculous
rotation guy now,
misinterpretation
Mars?
of what I said. Listen,
Sick
there were two exact plays yesterday, which were very interesting. One, and both of them involved the exact same floor setup with one difference. One was with Ochai, one was with RJ. So Scotty dribbles up to the left side of the court. Did you notice, Chill, that the Celtics had their best defender on Scotty Barnes pretty much the entire night? Did you notice that
Derek White?
Yes. Did you notice that 3 to 4 players swarmed him every time he got past 10 feet?
What he do?
They guarded him like they guarded him like
Jalen Green ain't never got this grace from Penn, by the way.
Okay, they
left side of the floor was
guarded him
overloaded.
like a star.
What did he do with the ball when he got swarmed? I'm curious.
Hang
I
on.
didn't watch it.
So two
Went up with some
two
bullshit ass
exact
layups
possessions.
against
You
Two
guys swarm
exact
like a pack of bees.
two exact possessions. I promise to get this off real quick. So 2 exact possessions. So both situations, Scotty brings the ball up on the left side of the floor. The first one that happens in the first quarter, he asks RJ to clear out. Okay. Peyton Pritchard is like there. Nehemiah Keita is there. So he asks RJ to clear to the opposite side of the corner, and that would allow Brandon Ingram to maybe cut and Scotty to initiate a drive or generate a double team to move the basketball, which is what Scotty likes to do. RJ decides to post up Peyton Pritchard. There's 9 seconds on the clock. Scotty's like, okay, I'm not going to fight you. So he gives the ball to RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett mishandles the basketball, and it results in a late, basically he throws the ball to Manuel Quickly. Manuel Quickly doesn't see the clock. He throws it to Brandon Ingram, and he sets Brandon Ingram for a buzzer beater crap shot. The same play happens a quarter later, but this time it's Ochai. And Ochai, Scotty has to just do this. Ochai cuts sort of sideline. He just cuts along the baseline. Brandon Ingram cuts. Scotty draws a triple team, kicks it out, finds Ochai in the corner. That's the play. So unfortunately, right now, you got Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett who don't know what the hell to do, and they don't know how to play with this guy. And Mamu does. Ingram does.
He actually does.
And these dudes are the guys. So to me, it's like with Scotty Barnes right now, he's not even trying to go through contact right now. He's getting like 2 inches off the ground. Chill. If I told you this dude measured a 40-inch vertical at the draft, you wouldn't believe it because he's getting 2 inches off the ground right now. I think he's trying to avoid injuries in preseason. I think he's just trying to be a great defender and just kind of play the team game. When the regular season comes around, this ain't going to continue. I promise you. Bet money he's an all-star this year.
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear, blood pact, whatever you got, man.
For who? Who's an all-star? Scotty?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if he's healthy, yeah. Well, there's not that many forwards in the East. So, I mean, yeah, why not?
Had nothing to do with that.
Paulo and Franz.
They making it. Yeah, Paulo and Franz making it.
Giannis.
Pascal.
Evan.
Jalen
Pascal. Bam.
It's not just a. It's not.
Well, who? How many spots do they got,
Ingram.
Mars? From center?
There's 12, right? Oh, well, it's all front court, right? So it'll be 4 guards, 6 front court, and then 2 wild cards.
Remember, they switching up the format. I don't think that necessarily switches up.
Oh,
how many
yeah,
people,
USA
but-
versus
Yeah, but it's
international.
3. But it's still 24 people. It's
Wait,
3
so
teams,
who
right?
is Scotty international or playing for USA? Penn, do you know?
Hey, he
Whatever
better
helps
switch
him
up
get
that
on
tag.
the All-Star
USA
team.
his whole life, but yeah,
That's
I think he's going to be considered an American.
So
But
he's not making the All-Star game then.
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
Just named about 8 players. It's gonna
Don't
be
care.
hard. Oh, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson too. I'm not gonna lie, Penn. I'm with you on the Raptors train, but that boy Jalen Johnson, if 61
Is
passes
he
a
making
game
it
last
over
year,
Brandon Ingram?
Yes, yeah, he making no bringer. But 61 passes a game for Jalen Johnson last year.
Sure.
Yo, if I can get him 2 more assists this year with Kristaps Porzingis, 19, 10, and 7.
19, 10, and 7 would be crazy.
I mean, he was at 19, 10, and 5 last year.
How's he getting 7?
Well, I just said
Raptors'
that.
offense is egregious, by the way.
Yeah, the Hawks' offense will be better. They'll have a better system around him. I think that also adding Kristaps Porzingis matters. And then if obviously Trae Young has to be healthy, I think Zachary Ricochet has to bounce back like an even better season this year. He closed the year almost making rookie of the year for me, by the way. So
He was over
hey,
last
am I tripping, Rod? 6.5 assists, Penn? It's not crazy.
Well,
Jalen
see.
Brown, Karl Anthony Towns.
But all right, y'all. Davo sent through a super chat, a 2-part super chat, and he said, "Number 1, let me move you to the top row now. Swiper is sleeping on the Bucks. Let's bet If they don't finish top 6, I will pay you $500 towards your next vacation. That's Puerto Rico. If they do, you have to wear a skirt that says Giannis is best in the world. A skirt that says Giannis is best in the world. Jokic is trash on defense on every show for the entire season. Ron, read this early enough so I can respond.
I will. Wait. American dollars, or what did he send, Mars? Because that don't look like it's American change.
He sent pounds. He sent pounds, but pounds is worth more than dollars.
Pounds.
Oh yes, that's what I'm gonna say. Which one we doing? Because is you sending me pounds? I have no issue with that. If $500 odds to wear a shirt. He didn't say I can't wear a jacket. I would love to wear. I wear jackets all the time. I would gladly wear that shirt for $500 for show. For show. Matter of fact, how about this?
He gonna put a shirt on top of your shirt.
Yeah, but that's why he said he wanted time. He wanted to run to read it early so he could respond. So
yeah, $500 on a shirt, so I get a free shirt that you made in love, by the way, or I get $500 toward going to. Next year, Serbia. Ron, where are we going next year? We're going back to Puerto Rico. Where else we going next year? Yeah. I told y'all, hey, Ron, I want to go to Greece. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm tired of y'all talking about Greece in front of my face. Dave, too, in the background. Oh, Twipe, you gotta get off the Greece. You know, it's tough in Greece. I'm like, all right, well, where we going? So, trust me, $500 towards Greece, I will do it. I would love to do that. I will take that bet.
Sound like a deal.
$500, Swiper. More than $500.
They ain't finishing.
So what was the guy? What was the guy's name?
That was Davo.
Davo, it looks like you got a deal. That's what it looked like, Davo. It looks like you got a deal.
Ron, we going to Greece.
You don't like Greece, Swiper.
Learn your Greece. Learn your Greece.
Y'all better sign a contract. I'm gonna tell you right
man,
now.
No, he a man. He a man. We can bet man to man. We good with that. We stand on our team.
Looks like you got a deal, Davo. Yep. Looks like you got a deal.
That would do well in Greece, Swiper. I like it.
Somebody said, John D said, "Be careful and get." I got jumped outside the club over there because you was at the wrong club. But we'll have another conversation.
John, you got jumped in Greece. All right, well, look.
When I was in Greece,
I'll be with the in crowd, Johnny.
John D was walking around Greece with a red hat on, wondering why he got jumped. Shout out. Somebody said, "Yeah, I'm with it, Ron. We're going to Greece next year, bro. Light it up. Hey, yo, chill. What we doing in Greece? Hey, we're gonna get a panel show going on in Greece. We're gonna be all sitting and kick back. We're gonna have. I'm gonna take my $500. I'm gonna share 100 between the panel, and we're all gonna have panel shirts on that are like written in Greek.
But you're gonna have the Giannis is the best in the world. Jokic sucks on defense shirt, but we can have the Greek shirt.
Agreed.
Okay.
Short flight for Mars.
Have that shirt.
Shots.
All right, fellas. What we gonna do?
I'll be there virtually though.
Mars, that's right around the corner from you. I'm almost positive. I like to make you a bet, Mars, that you'll be there.
Mars will 100% be there. We in Glee Father, yes, Mars is gonna be there.
I lost my passport.
Mars, do you have a passport?
Lost it.
Well, don't you have to have a passport to live in England? Yeah, you do. Yeah, shout. Yeah, the parliament required
That's
it.
news to me.
The parliament required it.
No, you don't have to have a
that.
passport to live in England.
I know about that. That's
You
news
do
to
not
me.
have to have a passport to live in England. No, you do not.
You think
All
they're
right,
just
y'all,
knocking around the door?
You messing around with America? You gonna need a passport to live here with an American flag on it. Be like, make sure you live here, or else
Mars is in Alabama right now. He's told you guys that multiple times, and you guys don't want to believe him. But either way it goes, y'all. What we're going to do next is we're going to talk about a few preseason games, and then we're going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then ultimately we'll all make our finals predictions. But there were some games last night. We spoke briefly on the Raptors losing to the Celtics. Shout out Derek White, 33 points.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
9 assists, 6 rebounds.
Who could have seen this coming, Mars? I can't wait to be vindicated about my Celtics, Jill.
How many minutes did Jaylen Brown play last night, Swiper?
He had a hamstring injury. Yeah, he had a hamstring injury.
He should honestly. He shouldn't be playing till December, Ox.
Right. I thought he wasn't.
Yeah, am I tripping? I thought Jaren Jackson Jr. was missing like the first month of the season.
Is he coming back soon?
Night. No, he played last night.
Out there
dribbling like
he was
hurt.
hurt. He was hurt.
Jaren Jackson was.
Yeah, so am I tripping? Like,
That's what you do, man.
did that news not come out that he was available? Now I just will start putting on the Hornets game, and I see number 8 Jaren Jackson out there.
Yeah, I don't know when he got cleared, honestly, but
He might not have had. Maybe it was surgery. He didn't.
They got smoked.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
I
it right now. They said
LaMelo looked like someone who could definitely score and play make.
Who would have thought?
I think the Grizzlies could be in trouble, by the way.
That's so funny. I didn't even notice.
I got them missing the playoffs too. By the way,
I was looking at Brandon Miller and LaMelo. I was so lost.
The Grizzlies.
Yeah,
I don't like what's brewing over there.
Yo, so in that game in 22 minutes, Jaren Jackson Jr. had 17 points, 2 rebounds, which shouldn't be to nobody's surprise.
2.
That was about
damn.
it for the Grizzlies.
In that, bro.
On the other side, Miles Bridges.
He's gonna average 10 this year. So
In 29 minutes, Miles Bridges scored 29 points and had 10 rebounds. He had a good game. Brandon Miller, 21 points. LaMelo Ball in 30 minutes. LaMelo Ball, 23 points, 8 assists. He had a nutmeg and an alley-oop to Brandon Miller.
Melo got
I'll be looking at a different Brandon Miller this season. The shot creation looks like it's gotten better. Not only has the shot creation looked like it's got better, I always thought that he'd be good with LaMelo Ball as a transition player. I thought LaMelo would get him involved in the game. I think the biggest issue that he's had is injury more than anything. He's been in and out of the lineup, but I love him in transition. I do, playing with LaMelo, even though LaMelo's decision making can be questionable at times. But I love these two guys together. I still don't think that they're going to do much, but we'll see what happens in Charlotte.
Also, they scored 145 points last night too and smoked the Grizzlies.
How do you feel about Ryan Cockbrenner as
Jordan
the last
said they
big
score a lot
remaining?
of points.
How do you feel about that big man rotation show of Mason Plumlee and Ryan Cockbrenner?
First and foremost, and I'm on record saying this. That's his name. It's Kalkbrenner.
No, are we disrespecting Musa Dembele?
Okay,
Musa got busy last night too. 24 minutes. 24 minutes, 18 points, 13 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Put some respect to my girl, Musa
Dembele. The kid Kalkbrenner is the big kid from Creighton, and the Celtics made a mistake passing on him. They should have drafted him because he actually is their starting man.
They got Luka Garza, man.
Yeah, that the kid from Creighton, that's their starting 5 man. I think that they made a mistake passing on him. I know I sound like a broken record a lot of times, but to be honest with you, this kid Kalkbrenner, he does big man things, and I love that about him. He creates a lot of space in the paint. Not only does he create a lot of space in the paint, he's good around the rim. He's a good rebounder. Love that about him. He can speed them up. He's actually a decent rim protector. He's still young. I mean, even though I think he played 3 years at Creighton.
He played 4 years at Creighton.
5
years. 5 years at Creighton.
So
was he defensive player every single year? I think he was.
I think he was defensive player of the year in the Big East last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he was last year for sure. But
But here's the tricky thing that we do with guys coming in from college, because just so you guys know, y'all dudes roast me all the time about Donovan Mitchell being deficient on defense. Donovan Mitchell was an all-league defender in the ACC when he came.
He was four-time defensive player of the year.
So the best defensive player in the Big East, right? So I think that the Celtics made a mistake passing on him. I think he's going to be really good with Charlotte, with that front court. Plumlee, I think Plumlee at this point, I mean, I think he's just a vet. But to Mars's point, say his last name again, Mars, because I keep
Musa Diabate, my glorious
Diabate. That's what I'm thinking about. Diabate. I think this big lineup can work with these two guys. I do. The question is going to be your primary ball handler in LaMelo Ball. Is he going to get those guys involved in the offense, or is he going to get these guys involved in the offense, or are we going to get stretches where he comes down 5 straight trips and takes shots and throws the offense off? Is that what I'm looking at with him? Because that could definitely be a problem for them moving forward. We can't really get any continuity on offense. So I think that they got some pieces that they can work with. You guys know how I feel about. You guys already know how I feel about the kid from Duke. I think he's Luke Kennard, maybe a little bit better. That's what I think he is.
You're gonna be a lot better.
All right, y'all. The next game was the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Sacramento Kings. Clippers beat the Kings 109-91. And a couple notable things. For the Clippers, it wasn't so much their starting lineup, even though it was kind of alarming to me that Derrick Jones Jr. starting over John Collins. However, John Collins came off the bench, went 7 for 8, and scored 24 points in 18 minutes. Also, off the bench for the Clippers, I just thought John Collins would be starting over him.
Well, he has been, but they're playing. They're trying to figure out their lineups.
Experimenting, they're experimenting right now.
Yeah.
Do we see this being a thing in the season?
Maybe,
but I think
John, it's gonna take a while to figure out. John has, he's never played in a defensive scheme like that.
Ron, who led the Sacramento Kings in scoring?
Who led the Kings in scoring? Was Nick Clifford? Yeah.
They didn't have Russ, so this game don't count.
Just want to let you know that. But I remember after the draft, I was saying, like, you can pay attention to this guy. He's a really good player.
I think the Clippers, though, The Clippers have some decision making to do with that starting lineup, though, because I was surprised as well. Like, because John Collins could be one of the sneaky great additions this offseason. He could really help them in the regular season, reverse a little bit of that locker room reputation that he had in Atlanta. But yeah, the Clippers starting lineup, it's probably going to depend on health, just given their age. But I think they can't take too long to land on it, I think, because if you take too long in the West, all of a sudden you find yourself down the standings. So I think they're going to have to work that out sooner rather than later.
The good thing about the Clippers is they have so much versatility that they can play with these lineups all they want. I mean, they can go small if they want. I mean, I don't know how entrenched John Collins is so new to them. I don't know how entrenched he is. You know, if they need to go smaller and start Chris Dunn, they will. If they need to start DJJ, they will. John Collins might start more games than everybody else, but they just have so many players. I mean, you know, who knows? They could start Brook Lopez and Zubac, you know, at one point in time. The season would surprise me.
Or does Ty Lue go based on who they're facing each and every night, because they have that versatility? It's going to be
they were
really
in the playoffs.
interesting.
They changed their lineup in the first round because last year they were starting Chris Dunn most of the year, and then they got into the playoffs. They struggled, and they put Batum in, and then Batum ended up starting. So it just depends on.
Is this the biggest lineup? Is this the biggest team that Ty Lue has had since he's been a head coach? If you think about the crews that he's had, is this the biggest?
Who's in Cleveland? Who's in Cleveland, Chill?
Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love.
And Channing Frye.
Yeah,
Channing
he had the
Frye.
Russian. He had the Russian too.
Mozgov.
Yeah.
They weren't that.
With that being said, do we get rid of the small ball merchant logic with Ty Lue, or do we go back to that?
Well, Kawhi answered this question, by the way. He got asked directly about this. He said we haven't had we had to do it because they felt like they had to do it. They didn't feel like they had a viable backup center they could play consistently when Zubac wasn't in the game, based on the lineup. So the good thing about Brook Lopez, as you know, Ron being a Brook Lopez stan, has been able to acknowledge, because he's such a good shooter. He's such a good shooter that, like, it's basically playing small ball five in a lot of sense offensively. So they still keep the same offensive principles with Brook Lopez, but now they have somebody that can actually be an anchor on the interior defensively. So like it actually still works out in their favor. That was such a good ad.
Brook Lopez stan, Ron. Like, what's your fascination with Brook Lopez, by the way, Ron?
Brook is just nice. And he got busy last night too. He had 16 points off the bench, went 4 for 5 from 3, and he did that in 17 minutes. Yeah. And so, like, Brook Lopez as your backup five, like, once again, it don't get too much better than that. I'm experienced. I played the game long enough. I can score on the block. Like, you probably aren't going to draw up plays for Brook Lopez, even though they're a veteran team, so I could see Brook Lopez getting the ball on the block more than he usually would. But he's just going to make championship-winning plays, championship-caliber plays, like he did for the Bucks when they won the championship. And he's one of the best shooters on his roster at 7 foot.
Mars, what year was it? How was he 29 when he made the change to a shot dot?
It was like 2017, and he came in when 2010. Wait, when did Brook Lopez?
No, earlier
before that.
It was after
08. Was it 08?
He's
Was
had
it
a
08?
remarkable like transformation.
So about year 9.
Because it wasn't until like what, the Nets, but it was like, was it a couple years?
His last year in Brooklyn.
He was an
I think,
all-star in
last or
Brooklyn.
second to last.
Yeah.
So
And
he came in 08, and he didn't start shooting threes for real until 2017. So about year 9.
So one of the things that they shared a graphic, Mars. I believe he scored 3 points. Did it 3 points prior to that year from 3?
3 points.
He had made 3 threes in his career before 2016.
Yeah, he made 3 threes. Now he's made since then. Has he made a band?
He's made over 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, he's made over
like,
chill.
like
1300
or something.
Stretch big.
That's crazy. Ox, when's the last time you seen like a big be able to modify their game like that? 3 in 9 years, and then you have 13 after that.
I
think
Brook always been like that though.
as well. Exactly.
Like,
Always been like what, Ron?
Brooks.
He's a good
You
shooter.
guys know I'm a West Coast guy. I grew up watching Pac-12 games. Like, I wouldn't just watch University of Washington games, even though I watched those a lot. I would watch Stanford play against USC. I would watch UCLA play against Arizona State. I would watch Arizona play Washington State. I would literally stay up to the wee hours of the night watching these teams play. Brook Lopez, like, you knew Brook Lopez was going to be a top 5 pick, and he was like that at Stanford. Brook Lopez always had touch. He always had a mid-range shot. Y'all remember Anthony Goods came on here and talked about it?
Yeah, I was going to say, and he said that.
He came on here. Yeah. Go ahead, Morris. No, what did he say?
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. I was going to tell the story when Anthony Goods came up here. He said that there was a practice where, like, Brook was out there he didn't miss threes for like 45 minutes. Like, So Brook could always shoot. And even in Brooklyn, it wasn't threes, but he had great touch in the mid-range. The post game was immaculate. He could make free throws. So Brook always had shooting touch, and then just expanded his range, and then became obviously the stretch.
And you know what? That also speaks
kinda
to the
learn
Lakers
as
too.
well.
Remember, he got ran out of LA in part because he was just not like, I don't know, performing or whatever else.
Magic,
I don't
Magic
know.
is on record saying that he regrets not re-signing him. Magic
Yeah.
is on record saying that.
Just a lot of that's
Unanimous
like,
letting him walk out the front door.
yeah, LA market is so hard to play in, and so he just he underperformed for their expectation, and then he left, and ever since then he's just been a completely different player. So like, Brook is phenomenal, like phenomenal player. But also, like I said, I really do think it matters, and Ox is the king of this. Like, situation matters. He's with other really good defenders, so Brook can be a really good defender because he's with,
and that's what I think
other excellent
about
defenders.
And that's what I think that, to Damien's point, because Damien was pushing back on Cooper. I think that Cooper Flagg's margin of error, if he was in Washington, is way different. The fact that he's in Dallas, he's got so many different guys to protect him in different areas, both on offense and defense, as a distributor, as a defender, as a rebounder. So I think that the things that he's not good at, I don't think we're going to see that nearly as much as we would if he was in Washington, if he was in Utah, because they aren't very good.
But
And he'd have to
people
do
don't
so
watch
much
Washington
more.
games. So if he
I
was
think-
bad in Washington, you wouldn't see it anyway.
I worry
Actually, I'm
about.
going to watch Washington this season. I'm on record saying that I am going to watch more. Washington,
Good
Utah, the Trailblazers. I'm going to watch more of those games this season.
I'm on record saying I won't be there. But y'all, also too in this game, I do want to shout out Chris Paul. He had 10 assists off the bench in 18 minutes. Salute to Chris Paul. And also,
What is in
Big
the
Ox.
water in this fucking place, man. This dude is going to be 41 in February. What's happening right now?
He got good players
Like
around
these
him.
dudes should have been James, Paul, Curry. Like these dudes should have been gone already. What y'all still doing here?
They're good, Joe.
Wow.
Really
I
smart.
think Chris Paul's longevity needs to be acknowledged more. A guy at his
100%,
size.
Mars.
Absolutely.
I'm not
100%.
about to compare him to LeBrons and KDs. I'm not doing that. Just a guy at his size playing this well into his 40s. I think that should be commended more. It doesn't need to be compared to people, but just looking at what he's done, the fact that he just played all 82, I think for maybe the first or second time in his career at 39, 40 years old, I think Chris Paul should be given a lot more credit for how good he still is at this age.
I hate to use a fighting term, but like pound for pound, a top 10 player of all time. Pound for pound.
Hey, chill. I also heard somebody say this yesterday. I was watching one of the games. Oh, well, it was when somebody was acknowledging Russell Westbrook. And they said only 2 point guards have played 20 plus years. That's Chris Paul and John Stockton.
Yep.
I think Kyle Lowry now.
Kyle Lowry?
Kyle Lowry might be going.
Kyle Lowry now, I think.
I think he's going into year 19. If
Let me check. I'll check.
Yeah,
I think this is.
He's going into year 19. Then he ain't getting to 20. I think this might be it for Kyle.
Maybe he's not.
What about Mike Conley?
Don't quote me on that, Mars, but I think he's going into.
Conley came in 07, right? He was the same year as Greg Oden.
He came in with KD. Yeah,
So
he came in with
Conley has been in the league. This is his 2007, so this would be his
18.
The only year 20 guys are Chris Paul and bro.
18 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm talking about just point guards.
LeBron's 03 draft, so LeBron's in year 21.
Well, I mean, currently, yeah, Chris Paul.
LeBron's in like year 23.
23. I think it's 23.
23. My bad.
23.
So Chris Paul's 2005.
So he's year 20 now. Right?
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul showed up in 06, if I'm not mistaken.
If LeBron's in year 23, then Paul's in year 21. Came out 2 years after him.
22. Year 22.
Let me just count.
It's year 22 for LeBron.
Yep, he was in the
It's
05.
year 20 for Paul.
Showed
There
up
we
in
go.
05.
Okay.
Coming up is LeBron.
Year 18 for Mike Conley. And who else is in the league? How old is
No,
Al
Chris
Horford?
Paul's going into year 21.
Yeah, 21. Sorry.
Yeah.
21
LeBron's
and
going
23.
into year 23. Yeah, LeBron's going into
Yes.
year 23.
Because this is the 2026 season. Yes.
Yes.
Bro,
What is
I'm
this for DeMar DeRozan?
behind. Yes, 23.
I know Russ
Saying,
going in
He
the
came out in
18,
09.
17,
He came out in 09.
21 years, dog.
That's crazy. Eh?
In the water.
That's crazy.
Now you can go back. You can watch Chris Paul play against MVP Steve Nash, and now we're watching him come up against Shea and all these guys. It's like how long he's been playing.
He mentored
Like,
Shea.
he's
Wait, what was old boy
That's
show with the play for the Spurs with the play 20 years? Kevin Willis?
Kevin
Yes,
Willis.
Kevin Willis. Mhm.
He played against Kevin Willis. Kevin Willis played
Was
against.
Kevin Willis in the league in 06?
He had to
No,
be
he
still.
wasn't.
He wasn't.
gone.
Kevin Willis was
his
gone in like
last-
03, right?
His last,
Oh,
his,
he
his last year
was?
was with the his last year was with the
No,
Spurs.
Kevin,
They won the
no,
championship.
Kevin, he not wrong. Kevin Willis technically played.
Yeah,
in
07.
for
Yeah, he
5
was in
games
07.
in Dallas. For 5 games, he did play.
Yeah, so Kevin Willis was through 06,
They
07. So
overlapped. Yeah,
Kevin
they
Willis was in the
overlapped it,
'84
yeah.
draft. That's 23 years.
but that's what I'm saying. Kevin Willis is connected to Jordan,
Yeah, he
Charles
overlapped,
Barkley,
yeah.
and Kareem.
Elijah
So
Wan.
remember, 6 degree of separation shield. Chris Paul has played against someone who played against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And
For
Kareem played
context.
against Wilt.
That's crazy.
Like that's great. Just so y'all understand how long Chris Paul been in the league. Wilt Chamberlain played against Kareem. Wilt played against a lot of people. I'm not going to go that far, but Wilt, whatever. Then Kareem, and then you get Kevin Willis, which is Jordan, Olajuwon. This is before Shaq. Then you get Kobe and Chris Paul and them. Chris Paul is connected to like that's nuts, y'all. I remember
to
watching
your
Kevin
point,
Willis.
So to your point, Mars, for him being this is year as long as he's been around as small as he is in terms of his stature. How long has Chris Paul played at a high level in your estimation? He showed up in 05. I think that we get Ron. I think we get Chris Paul at an elite level. I'm gonna say like 07, 08 is
No.
elite Chris
No,
Paul.
no, fast before that,
Hell no.
before that.
He
Chris
was
Paul-
elite
I
as
mean,
a rookie.
Chris Paul was really
So
good.
when he
as a
showed up,
rookie,
so he's so
but
from the
by
door.
year two.
By year two.
By year two,
By year
Chris
two,
Paul
yeah.
was one of the 5 best point guards in
Yeah.
the NBA. I want
So
to
in
say.
Yeah.
05,
All-Star
06,
year
so
And then
06,
chill. He
07,
was
he's
getting
the top
he was
point
getting
guard in the league.
MVP votes through 21, and then he was still really good in 23. For context,
And it's funny
20
because there's multiple times where like Chris Paul was washed and then he would come back the next year and he would be really good still.
yeah.
So like you're looking at 15-ish years of Chris Paul being an elite point guard. Not to mention he was the best point guard in the league for like half a decade at least. So like
So you're saying 06
Chris
to
Paul, one of
20
them
to
was.
21, Mars? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I would say 06, 07. So year 2 until 2021, Chris Paul was an elite point guard
Mm-hmm.
at 6 foot.
MVP votes, chill. Top 4 in MVP
And I
voting in
think-
21.
So because you telling me that Chris Paul in 06,
He came top 10 in
07,
22.
right? So Chris Paul in 06, 07, he's a top 5 league guard. So who the league guards?
I'm
during
saying that
time?
I would have to like actually check, but like it feels
Chris
like
Paul
he
was.
if that makes sense.
He was.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. Like Chauncey Billups is running around during that time.
Yeah,
Steve Nash is running
Darren
around.
Williams was at this point in
Steve-
07. By the time
yeah,
you get to 07.
Chauncey Billups, Steve Nash is running around during
You
that
got
time.
Gilbert Arenas still too.
Gilbert Arenas is running around during that time. Darren Williams is running around during that time, right? Jason Kidd is still awesome
Rondo.
during
It
that
is still
time.
good.
Tony
Rondo
Parker
had-
is
yeah.
still.
But
Tony
Rondo,
Parker
was
by
good.
the time
Yeah.
you get to 08, Rondo is like Rondo.
I don't think Rondo was there.
Nah,
yet.
it was like 2010 where Rondo really like.
I
solidified his-
never thought Darren Williams was better than Chris Paul. Going back,
I
on it,
did.
I wasn't
And
that
we,
time.
to be honest, with you,
I've
Mark,
never
we-
Well, you
watched him and thought, oh yeah,
Chill,
Darren
going on.
Darren had the like he was 6'4" and he had the boom.
Yeah.
He had the package to him, so people just
like that was really going on with him.
Yeah.
So
But,
07,
but they came in the same draft class. So if Darren Williams was top 5 in year 2, then credit to him as well. Like they were in the exact same draft. They were the same age damn near. So
Hey, but
Chris Paul has
Morris,
this crazy stat where his teams that he's gone to have the highest sort of upping win percentage from the previous season ever.
Yep.
Like that's how impactful he is. It's insane.
So that leads me to my next question. Mars, how much better does Chris Paul make this team? Or does he?
yeah, he helped stabilize the non-Harden minutes. 'Cause I think what they struggled with is having ball handling when James Harden went to the bench, and now you have one of the smartest decision makers in NBA history, commanding your second unit. Now you don't have to rely on Chris Dunn ball handling or trying to find it from wings or whatever the case, or Kawhi Leonard being overtasked. So I think that's where he's helped stabilize the team, and also he's just a really smart defensive player as well. He's not going to be able to stay in front and stick guards at the level he used to, but he's never going to blow his assignment. You're never going to have a play where Chris Paul didn't make the rotation he was meant to make, or Chris Paul didn't tag a roller, because Chris Paul knows what he's supposed to do on defense. So he's not bleeding major value on defense, and then he's stabilizing your offense for like 16 minutes a night. That's extremely valuable. And then in the playoffs, I think IQ always prevails. So you have one of the smartest teams in the NBA. Another reason why I think the Warriors have real action. I just think Chris Paul helps winning.
Can he still
and
make
he's
those
never
rotations
not helped
today?
winning.
That's my question, almost. Can he still make those? Like you said, to tag a cutter. Okay, I can definitely get with that. To beat a guy to the spot, I'm not looking at Chris Paul as still being that kind of defender, no doubt about it. But I still think that I got that old man strength, but I can still be physical with a lead guard. Now, in terms of rotating, it's different when we rotating especially with the amount of space that we have in the game today. It's different with me rotating from the free throw line to the block, maybe to dig or something like that, as opposed to closing out on somebody at the long ball line. How many minutes am I getting out of Chris Paul on a night-to-night basis? And on top of that, how many games am I going to get from Chris Paul? Over under 75 games.
I don't think they
Under.
need 75. If they can get 60 plus games from Chris Paul, 16 to 22 minutes.
He played 82 last year.
Yeah, but you don't need
Starting,
82
by the
from
way,
Chris Paul.
Swiper.
But he won't
But
play.
if Chris Paul can play, I don't see the issue with him playing, but I also don't see the issue with the Clippers load managing him. I just think if he can give you 16 to 22 minutes a night, where you can have James Harden and Chris Paul out there at the same time, but you can also make sure in the 15 minutes that James Harden doesn't play, you've got Chris Paul on the court for all of those minutes. Like, that's major value right there. So I think Chris Paul is going to be huge. And to Ox's point about Bradley Beal, I think people are going to come around to Bradley Beal because he's no longer making $50 million. So people aren't going to be like, oh my God, he sucks. But like, Bradley Beal never forgot how to play the game of basketball. It's just he didn't reach the expectations you expect from $50 million. Now he's on whatever he's making in LA. I'm not pocket watching. I don't know how much he has. But now that he's making that something more reasonable, I would say, people are going to value Bradley Beal's bench scoring and the ability to create for himself and create for others. So all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Bradley Beal, he can still play. He never forgot how to play. You just didn't like what he was
quietly
producing
good
for the
numbers
money
last
he was
year.
getting paid.
But Mark,
17 games as the third guy.
Why do people act like they're the ones paying the contract? Like, what are you?
That's what I keep trying to say. I keep trying to preach it, but people still disagree. How much money you make doesn't matter when it comes to how good you are at basketball. That's two different conversations. How valuable you are to listen to the words I'm about to say before you disagree. How valuable you are to an NBA franchise, cool. That's about finances, how much of the cap you're hitting, cool. But if the conversation is how good are you at basketball, how much money you make is irrelevant. Bradley Beal making $50 million or $1 doesn't change how good he is at basketball. It changes his value in an NBA context, but that's not always the conversation. People were actively just saying Bradley Beal sucks. That was never the case. He never sucked at basketball. Was he overvalued? Was he overpaid? Sure. But how good he was at basketball doesn't change now because he's making less money. It never changed. Bradley Beal could always play the game of basketball. He just couldn't play to the level of contract value that you put on him. But that's a different conversation than Bradley Beal is bad at basketball, which is what people have been trying to say for 2 years, which was never the case.
You're not really
But Mars,
saying
wait a minute though.
anything
But wait a minute though, Penn. If we're gonna,
Cool. I'm talking to the people who say Bradley Beal was bad at basketball. He wasn't bad at basketball. You just didn't like how much you got paid. If that's me saying nothing, then
that
cool.
is always a function of relative to expectations. Relative to what? If Cooper Flagg comes out and averages 8, 7, and 6, people are going to say he's a bust. But if a second round rookie came out and did that, they'd say he was a success story. It's always relative. So when you sign a $50 million contract, there's an expectation to that. Now, I don't want to get off this topic without just mentioning some things about Chris Paul, which are very interesting to me. And I think, Chill, you're going to get a lot out of this. Do you know he's number 16 in the NBA, in NBA history in games played?
Number 16.
All time in games
Where will he
played.
be at the end of the season?
He might be a lot.
Or where
higher.
can he be?
Well, I will look that up for you and put it in the private chat. But I wrote my little notes down. He's number 2 in assists all time. John Stockton's number 1. He's number 34 in triple doubles, which kind of caught me off guard. I was like, "What? Number 30? Like that's crazy." And he's number.
Do you think he should be higher than that?
Like I didn't realize he had that many triple doubles. 18 triple doubles. I'm like, whoa, how do you get 18 triple doubles? And this is the mind-boggling one. He's number 5 all time in win shares. I know it's a basketball stat, but here, just for context, here's the top 10 in win shares. I just don't feel like he gets the respect of any of these other players. Kevin Garnett, number 10. Dirk Nowitzki, number 9. Tim Duncan, number 8. John Stockton, number 7. Michael Jordan, number 6. Chris Paul, number 5. Karl Malone, number 4. Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Who's number 1?
Also,
Kareem.
Also, yes, right. Also,
it's a longevity stat.
And I'm guessing this, but isn't Chris Paul number 2 all time on the steals list too?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
No, he 100% is.
I think
number 3 in assists. Is he number 3 or number 2 in assists?
I think number 2. Number 2.
No, he's still
number 2. He moved up last year.
So he ain't catching Stockton, but still
he's not.
Finishing second.
Steals or assists.
Yeah,
But-
but finishing second is amazing.
Those are safe
What's
for
y'all
quite
shot-
some
It's a-
time.
it's a
Shout
pretty
out to
big
Chris Paul though. I'm very interested and intrigued to see what he does for the Clippers this year. As Damian mentioned, he's floor raised or ceiling raised. Just about every team he's been on, and I don't expect anything different from him this year. So I'm interested to see. But fellas, we got one more preseason game that we gonna quickly talk about. Not even necessarily gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna give the score. The Lakers lost to the Mavericks last night by a score of 121-94. Shout out to Gabe Vincent. He had like 18 points in 16 minutes or something like that. He finished with
Started
19,
5
went
for
9 for
5,
18
yeah.
from 3.
He scored those 18 points in I think like 4 minutes.
He
or something.
started the game 5
Yeah.
for 5 from 3. Yeah.
I didn't watch the game. I just saw people going crazy on Twitter.
Ron, you
I'm
really
not
think
gonna
Bronny better than him today?
Hey, give Bronny that 4 minutes or 20 shots in 4 minutes. See what he does.
By the way, I'm Bronny though. No, but I'm Bronny. I think Nick Smith Jr. and RJ Davis are going to make it very interesting if he's going to see the floor. To be honest with you, because those
have
two
Nick
guys
Smith?
can play. Hey, Nick Smith Jr. Yeah,
They have him? Oh, they do. Oh,
He's
damn.
terrible.
Oh, yeah. Bronny
So-
might not play this year.
yeah. I mean, they're looking like they could contribute more than him at this stage. So, don't know.
RJ was solid last year for him, too. I thought he was all right. But all right, y'all. And Cooper Flagg also had, what did he do last night? Cooper Flagg scored 13 points in 27 minutes, had a few rebounds, a couple assists. So that's really that. Anthony Davis, 18 points in 31 minutes. But all right, fellas, you guys know what time it is. We talked about the Western Conference. It is about that time to talk about the Eastern Conference. Before I do that, everybody in here, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. And I also do want to shout out to Swiper. What do you call these people?
Man, shout out to the Trailblazers, man. Y'all the number one chat in the world.
All right, so YouTube calls you guys the top fans. Swiper calls y'all the Trailblazers. But number 1 on the list is Trasmania. Number 2 is Julius Irvin, 5612. Number 3, coming in hot again, my man Tupac Westside. And also at number 4, Napoleon Ice Cream. And at number 5, an Unknown Warrior. Shout out to our top 5 fans from the chat yesterday. You have an opportunity to join the top 5 today and get a shout out tomorrow. All you got to do is keep going crazy in the chat. All right, fellas. Eastern Conference Finals. Mars, I'm going to start with you. Who you got?
Well, upon finding out that Cade's going to be the MVP, I think I'd be remiss to not have the Pistons in the conference finals. Since they're going to be a 2 seed, Cade is going to take this jump to where he's on the level of the guys that are actually going to be the MVPs. Asar Thompson, he's going to turn into a 40% three-point shooter because he worked on his game. So I have the Pistons in the conference finals. Also, they were really close to beating the Knicks, who were in the conference finals last year. So do with that information what you will. And that was with no Beast Stu, who's their best defender on the interior. So they were already basically in the conference finals last year. My other team, it's hard to bet against the best player in the conference. That's just a tough bet to make.
Who, Paula?
So I'm gonna have the Pistons and the Sixers in the conference finals. That's what I'm gonna go. Pistons and the Sixers. Yeah.
And then out of those two, who does Wemby face?
I mean, you gotta go with the MVP. Like realistically, like, well, because last year the MVP was in the finals.
Yes.
So that means every year the MVP is gonna be in the finals.
Interesting, because the year before that the MVP was not in the finals.
Why are you talking about the past?
I just wanted, because you brought up the past. In fact,
I brought up like 3 months ago. You're talking about over a year ago. So I don't know what
you
you're talking
just brought up the past. So.
Shush. Actually, the rightful MVP was in the finals. He just got robbed. So,
Interesting.
and 23,
the MVP was in the finals. Yeah, the MVP was in the finals,
Exactly,
and in 23,
exactly.
only except in 22, the MVP was not in the finals.
The MVP was not in the finals
21.
in 23.
No, but the one who should have been the MVP was in the finals.
But he did not.
But I'm saying the right MVP, like Cade is going to be the right MVP this year. They're going to be in the finals, just like they have been the last 3 years. So I'm gonna go Detroit versus San Antonio in the finals.
And who are your NBA champions?
Oh, I gotta do who's winning.
Yeah. Who's the NBA champions?
Can't stop betting against the MVP now.
Yeah, you already there, Moss. We already there. What the hell?
Nah,
Why we
but-
stop
Well, no,
there?
because Wemby's gonna be the should have been MVP. So you
Yeah,
got the
but
MVP
Wemby-
versus the
but
should have been MVP.
But Wemby's
know?
Wemby's gonna ascend to peak Bron levels. But Bron lost 6 times in the finals.
I just
So
why
I got
did
the
you
Pistons. I got
hone
the Pistons.
in
I
on
got the
Cade?
Pistons.
You know how many players I talked about yesterday as being
I got the
potentially the
Pistons.
running?
I got the Pistons. I
So
got
the Pistons win an NBA championship this year. All right.
Pistons
I'm
over
here
Spurs
for
in
it.
6 next year. 05
I'm here for it.
in 7. 05 finals repeat. That's what I got. 05 finals repeat.
I'm
All
here
right,
for it.
there we go. There we go.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
here for it.
Pin,
Yep.
I'm interested to see how far you got Cade Cunningham going to.
Well, I don't got him going to the finals. Sorry, it can't be as high as Mars.
Conference finals?
No, but I do think the Pistons will be very good this year. I think there's a world in which, you know, it's our Ron Holland athleticism, man. Athleticism. When I say youth and athleticism, it'll carry you through the regular season. Man, if Jalen Suggs is healthy, if Jason Tatum comes back, if Joel Embiid is miraculously healthy, everything I'm saying is going to get washed out the window. All right, like it doesn't matter like anything I'm saying here, because I think the Celtics, you know, I don't think Jason coming back is going to help the Celtics at all. Is going to help the Celtics make the finals, but it could change the playoffs for me. I'm believing this Evan Mobley hype. I am. Like, I've been seeing his offseason
As you
workouts and
should.
stuff, and I'm
As
like, you know
should.
what? Like, this dude could really, really take a jump up here. This team is very deep. They got Lonzo Ball. I like that. So I got the Cavs, and I got the Magic. I'm just
For y'all
praying on
dudes to talk to
Jalen
me
Suggs
about
health.
how, for y'all dudes, and I don't know if this is this group up here in particular, but for y'all dudes to talk to me about how Donovan Mitchell has never been in a conference championship, or this team has never, Joel Embiid has never been into the conference championship. You guys are ridiculously high on this Orlando Magic team, who have been ushered out of the first round both years that they've been in the playoffs.
They were hurt.
Here's the door.
They're
Thank
very
you very
young
much for
still.
participating. We appreciate you.
They were hurt.
Here's the door.
I
No doubt
I
about
believe Franz Wagner.
But you guys are ridiculously high on
that
this
good.
Chill, they were hurt last year, and then
The
the year.
Warriors
So was
lost in the
Cleveland.
first round in 2014.
No, they were
and then
They
won
were
the
no.
chip
They
the
played
next year.
versus the healthy Tatum's without KP,
Against the
and then
Clippers,
they played versus the year before. They went 7, and the year they were very much ahead of schedule.
So they were hurt. Okay, I can get with the logic that
But
were
they're
hurt.
also very young. Chill.
Okay, so and that's the point. Swipe. We
Paulo's
don't do
like
that
what
with no-
7 years younger than Donovan Mitchell? Six years.
I don't know how much
Yeah,
younger
yeah,
he is.
yeah.
I
He
don't know
got
how much
drafted
younger he is.
6 years later, so
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
Right.
that's a different situation. Like
5 years later.
actually Donovan might be older than that, because if Donovan was in college for what 3 or 4 years.
Donovan, yeah. So I'm
2 years he played at.
Do you think people?
I
are
think
too hard on
Paolo's
Magic?
22. I think Paolo's.
Sorry,
22.
Damien.
Okay, so we got the young. Okay, so we got the young logic going on, because we got
Yep.
the youngest
7
team
years.
in the NBA. We got the youngest team in the NBA that won the NBA championship.
That's from me to
can get with
Mars.
that. Yep, I can definitely get with that. Meanwhile, we do have, Mars, you're a lot older than you get people. Anyway,
Swipe is
so-
35. He just said I'm 28.
Yeah,
you actually might be older than that.
you're working on
Tricking us.
40. You keep it up. Chill. Finish your point.
The point that I was making is that this Orlando Magic team, I understand that they've been hurt. I understand that they're young. I think that those things are the things that make them not ready yet. And I think that you guys are ridiculously high on them. Mars just brought up a point that Golden State got bounced in the first round, and then the next year they were in the NBA championship. The same Golden State team that the year before that, they lost in the semifinals. So they did get out of the first round of the playoffs. So it's not like this team wasn't winning. And yes, but they did do that. That they did have that experience. So we could see that we could see them being on their way. I could see Orlando being on their way. I just don't think that they're there yet. And I
Chill,
think
they
that
were
we,
so injured last
They're
year. How can you judge anything
Cooper
you've
Flagg-
seen last year?
Hold
And
on,
they
man,
got,
Cooper
Yeah,
Flagg
yeah.
is a
Get him,
rookie.
get him, Ox. Get him, Ox.
Cooper Flagg is a rookie. You just said that he could.
But
be
he's
the
Magic Johnson.
He could be
He's
the
Magic
starting
Johnson.
lead guard on the Dallas Mavericks going to the Western Conference Finals in the
which is
West.
a bunch of vets.
So
Which
how
is a
can-
bunch of vets that aren't
Yes,
that
but
old. by the way.
led by
Desmond
a baby.
Desmond
led
Bain
by
is
a
a vet.
baby that you said to come with 17, 8, and 5.
he did
Yes,
say AD would lead
on
them,
a
in fairness.
crew that's got vets who aren't that old, as opposed to this team with Orlando that's young, stays beat up, and
They're
they haven't
healthier
been out
than
of
the
the
Mavs
first-
right now.
Chill. Desmond Bain is not that young.
Right now, though, we're talking about. Are they going to be?
They got at least 2 players better than Paolo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Mavs are betting on someone who quite literally has a torn ACL right now. We can't be using health against any other team and then saying, "Oh well, the Mavs." Like one of their players ain't even playing right now. And you got them in the conference final.
And they got 2 wings better than Cooper Flagg right now.
And the reason
You
why
got
I got
problems
them
with
in
the
the
Warriors because they're old.
What's their ceiling though? Chill. What's their ceiling then? The Magic.
Anthony Davis is the quote unquote number one. Has won one playoff series in his life.
Anthony Davis be hurt. You got a problem with this team because they're young. Cooper Flagg is young, so all the issues you have with all these other teams, they all come together and make up the Mavericks.
Chill. It sounds to me like you're contradicting yourself.
I just ran it down to you. You got a problem with old niggas. Klay Thompson older than me. You got a problem with hurt teams. Kyrie Irving is hurt. You got a problem with young teams. Cooper Flagg is a baby.
Okay, young.
You getting cooked on both sides right now, Chill. You know when you make a mistake, you got to get all 4 sides.
May I please?
Cooper Flagg, one of the 5 youngest players in the NBA.
Put my hands up and fight, please, because this dude talking about Cooper Flagg is a baby. Cooper Flagg, not the unit. Cooper Flagg. That's it.
Yes, and then the other unit is
kid
in old.
France,
You got
kid,
teams. You got old teams.
Kid. Also hurt. Suggs. Paolo hurt. Not only him hurt. France. These guys are in and out of the lineup. Meanwhile,
Anthony Davis.
To Mars's point, Anthony Davis, who did win the NBA championship with the Lakers, but he did win
6 years ago.
But he did win.
And D'Lo was a bum.
You know, Cooper Flagg was 12 in this championship run you're talking about.
Okay.
When are you talking about, Mars?
How old is Derek
When Anthony Davis won this championship, Cooper Flagg was 12.
And we're talking about today. And is Anthony Davis? Is Anthony
13,
Davis,
but the point is still stands.
Man, you don't have to step in front of the bullets all the time. Just move out the way.
Is Anthony Davis today where he is in terms of a player? Is he still a championship level?
He's not Bubble Davis. No, he is not Bubble
Anthony
Davis.
Davis.
I'm not saying that he's Bubble Davis, but I still think that.
How old is Derek Lively?
100% he's better than Frank. 100% he's better than Paolo. Today, Anthony Davis is better than these dudes. D'Angelo.
How many playoff series? How many playoff series? Anthony Davis.
Something that we are missing here. Derek Lively has played in the finals. Daniel Gafford has played in the finals. Kyrie Irving has finals experience. He's a champion. Anthony Davis has played in the finals. He's been the best player on a finals team. That is what the Mavericks have that the Orlando Magic do not. Sorry, what did I say that triggered you? What did I say?
I don't think he was better than LeBron. No. You said it so matter of factually. I just
Okay, sorry. He was arguably the best player on a finals team. Cool.
At least
I'm
most
saying
important.
that's it. Let me put it this way. I think y'all jump and chill for no reason here because he didn't say that Cooper Flagg is going to lead the Dallas Mavericks. I think he factored in.
He just said Magic Johnson. Yeah, he just said Magic Johnson. Yeah,
Magic Johnson, not Magic Johnson in 1987.
Yeah, the finals MVP.
What is it? What is it where a man could say
79?
Yeah, the finals MVP, Magic Johnson. Yeah,
one of the greatest rookie seasons ever and a championship.
Yeah, just the finals MVP match. Yeah, low bar, just finals MVP.
I understand the parallel he was trying to draw there, though.
But
one of the greatest finals games of all time, Magic Johnson. Yeah, that Magic Johnson.
What's the so Chill is the
Go ahead, Demi.
Is the Magic ceiling then, Chill, for you the second round?
Semifinals team. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think they're a semifinals team.
Ceiling?
They are.
No,
Chill. Wait.
His only issue is that you didn't pick the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's not it at all.
Yo, fellas.
Let's keep it a stack. Hold on, Ryan.
Fellas,
You can't save him, Ron. I'm dragging him out.
What I'm saying though, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Yo, this is Pins.
Michael Charles taught me how to swim, so we can go out to the deep end of the water. Let's go.
This is Pins Eastern Conference Finals prediction. Can we get that? And then we'll get around to everybody else's. We'll see where Chill has the Magic. Swipe it. We'll see where you have the Magic. Damien, we'll see where you have the Magic. But as for right now, Pin, who do you have again in Eastern Conference Finals, and why? And why do you have them advancing? And then who do you have advancing to the finals?
Cavs, Orlando. I like defense. These are two of the best defensive teams. I'm obviously factoring in Donovan Mitchell being healthy, Darius Garland being healthy, Jalen Suggs being healthy. I'm factoring in health. I'm factoring in luck. I'm factoring in that no one's going to tear their Achilles. A lot of things have to go right for a team to make it this far in the playoffs, period. I don't care how depleted the conference is. When we get there, I am trusting the Orlando Magic to beat the Cavaliers. I trust Franz Wagner. I think the spacing will be that much better with Desmond Bane. I think this Magic team is super underrated if Suggs plays. And he's the linchpin. I hate to say it. I realize people don't respect Jalen Suggs that way, but I think he's legitimately like the best guard defender or one of the top 3 guard defenders in the NBA. And I think that he is a winner and he is a person
Is he a better
who shows
guard defender than Lonzo
Caruso.
Ball
No.
today?
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo?
Is he a
Yes.
better, is
Hell
he a
yes.
better guard
He's better
defender
than Lonzo. He's better than Lonzo.
You gonna say Dyson Daniels next?
Layers up. I think.
Leave Dyson out of these convos.
I'll
please.
take
We
him
have
over
to act
Dyson
like he
too.
clear Lonzo.
I'd
He
take
better
him
than
over
Lonzo.
Dyson
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
Jalen
yeah.
Suggs is like that. I really do. I think he is a elite rim protector for a guard. He is tenacious. He is that type of guy that changes your defensive chemistry. Like literally, I could take him, put him on any bottom 10 defensive team, and he would flip them from a bottom 10 defensive team to a top 10 defensive team overnight, if healthy.
Alex Caruso, Chicago Bulls. Don't look like that, Mars.
Yeah,
Don't look like that, Mars. Don't look like that.
There's levels between Jalen Suggs and Caruso. I think there's levels.
I think they're close.
Apparently not, Mars.
Hey, wait, whoa. If you give Jalen Suggs, Vooch, and DeRozan as defensive anchors, he could make it top 10 defense too.
Yeah,
easy, no problem.
Caruso made a top 5.
No.
So
Respect.
So
humble.
Pin, talk
humble.
to us about the finals. You got the Magic making it to the finals. Magic versus the Nuggets. Then
I got the Nuggets. I think experience just
Wendell
wins
Carter
out there.
Jr. in the whole series versus Jokic, that'd be so annoying.
Well,
That
if
would be
Jalen Suggs is better than Caruso, why can't he guard Jokic?
Huh?
I think the size of the Orlando Magic, like I think positional size is a great thing. The Magic really got rid of their undersized guy. And honestly, the most annoying player in the league for me, Cole Anthony. I just can't stand him. So he's gone. So I'm like, good stuff, man. He's gone. We got Anthony Black. He can't shoot a lick. You know, we lost Caleb Houston. I don't like that, actually. I like Caleb Houston, so I'm kind of sad that they lost
to the finals with all this trash.
Well, they lost Cole Anthony. That's how you get to the finals. You
That
lose
doesn't make
Cole
any
Anthony.
sense.
You
Cole
trade him
Anthony
away.
is the difference, Mars. That's right. Cole
Get him out of
Anthony
there.
is the-
So wait,
Get him out of
wait.
there.
Well, you weren't.
Jace Richardson.
You
Jace
weren't with
Richardson.
me
I
on the
think he's
Anthony
ready.
Black. Anthony Black is more important to this team than Jace Richardson. I hope we're seeing that right now in preseason. Like, I hope we're there. Like Anthony Black has to be. He has to be the one to take the leap. So you're on my side about Anthony Black now.
Yeah, like I think I've always been high on Anthony Black. I just don't think that he's going to command. I don't think he deserves the basketball as much as you think he does, and I don't think he's going to play 28 minutes or 27 minutes or whatever you said.
I suggested that he could.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think as a primary initiator who doesn't shoot very well that you can command that. But he is a great defender, and Jace Richardson's a very smart defender, and Tristan Da Silva is a good positional defender. You don't have a lot of holes that you can poke in. I'm just saying Jalen Suggs takes them and turns them into OKC East defensively. And if Paolo can take a step up, I trust Franz, Desmond Bane, and Paolo to dominate the East. I just think this team's going to be really good. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they fall ass backwards. And also, Paolo been kind of a playoff riser. Kind of, you know, last 2 years been really good in the playoffs.
And man, if
They
he
pushed
did
the Cavs
what he
7
did
games
in the
way
first 3
before they were ready. So
if he did what he did in those first 3 games versus the Celtics, chill, and he finished that through the NBA playoffs, I think you got to put him in best in the world conversation.
Also, I like Jamal Mosley a lot. He's a really,
All right.
really good coach.
That is just so
How many
nasty.
games you got the Nuggets in that series?
Bleh.
I got them in 6.
Nuggets in 6. All right, cool. Well, fellas, before we move on to Ox's predictions for the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals, we got some super chats because it is the crunch time chat segment. So let's dive into them. DDM sent through a super chat and said, Swiper, good times, fact check. Keith was a running back, not a quarterback, drafted by the Bears. He became a cab driver after his injury. John Amos was fired from Good Times because he didn't like the direction of the show.
All right. Well, first off, thank you, Gen Xer, for clarifying. Put that back up, please, so I can make sure I go through this whole list. That's clearly a Gen Xer. So he is above 47 years old to be able to know all those details about the show. I was a child when I watched the show, so I forgot some of the details. He was indeed a running back. Still don't make no sense. But again, apparently it was 1970, so we saw what happened when you tore your ACL. You know, your career was over. So, you know, whatever. But apparently, no, you didn't get $50,000 up front. Crazy. He became a cab driver. That's why it was also another sad show. I'm with John Amos. He left the show because the show was trash. It was trash.
John Amos said he left because of how depressing, like how they was just so oppressed, like an oppressed show. You know what I'm saying? How they can never elevate the family. He
Ever.
said he couldn't. He just couldn't get with that no more.
Now I want y'all to think about this, Ox. So think about it, right? We talk about the Cosby Show, chill. You look at me when I'm talking to you. Cosby Show was the best show on television in 1980s, 1990s, sir. You need to know this. Ox, walk with me. Open your third eye. Ox. The man was running. The man was running Good Times in the 1970s. They wanted to keep us down, so the Good Times never made it out because the show was really about having bad times. If you understand what I'm saying, you got to open your third eye. But once the man got out of script writing for us, we get the Cosby Show, chill. We get the Fresh Prince, chill. We get Martin. Martin had a radio station that he had. And then you get one-on-one. You get all that stuff. You get girlfriend. You get all of us. We started moving on up.
Don't forget the Urkel Show.
Family Matters, all that stuff. All these great family units after we got out of Good Times. But just think about where we were in 1970. They didn't want to see us looking great on television. So, yeah, man, shout out, man. Good Times was a horrible show. Show.
Can I just say thank you to that person who sent that super chat? Like, first of all, sending $10 super chats is very nice. So thank you for that. And also correcting someone up here is a gift. I think when someone takes a nice time to politely correct someone, it's a gift. So thank you very much for that super chat, man.
It was. I appreciate the Gen Xer giving his opinion because,
we also like
why he gotta be old, man?
No, he's clearly a Gen Xer. He's clearly a Gen Xer. That's a lot of details.
Maybe
that's like Penn. Do you know what Wayne? You know what Wayne's World is?
Yeah, of course, we all do.
You remember Wayne Head? Do you remember Wayne Head?
No,
Mars doesn't know because Mars is 17.
Wayne Head. Hey, look, Mars. Wayne Head had a fake leg. He had a fake leg. It was a show on WB2. My dog was in the hood struggling with a fake leg. It was a great show. It had one season. That girl was a great show, Mars. That's how you know I'm a millennial, because I remember that show. I used to watch that show every Saturday. So, Good Times is in the 70s. Y'all don't, nothing.
I ain't even trying to fight you, but like when I tell people my favorite movies and my favorite TV shows, they assume I'm 55 years old. So I'm just saying, I
mean, but your thing is Gone with the Wind, dog. That came out like 1960.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it.
That's like a different thing, bro. Like, that's different, bro.
Swipe and see, y'all tripping because the best shows are Gunsmoke and Bonanza.
Bonanza. Oxford with his grandmother. Ron, Oxford with his grandma. That's all that means. I got in trouble as a kid, had to hang out with his grandparents. That's all that meant.
Hold on, the Rifleman, Gunsmoke, the Big Valley, Bonanza.
Y'all remember Knight Rider?
All right.
No, we didn't watch that crap.
Swipe.
Crap.
I got more for you. Three's Company. I don't know if y'all.
Ox, you were in trouble, so you had to go to Mama and Papa's house. That's why you watched that stuff.
I don't know why
we are all Mars right now. We are all Mars. Love for Dina sent through another super chat and said the Wolves have question marks at the point guard position, but if they build on their continuity like in 2024, and Ant's post/mid-range game is legit, plus the 3-ball, don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
I will not rest until I put you on.
If they're in the
Girls,
conference finals.
On the what?
I'm gonna put you on Golden Girls.
Golden Girls.
We all watched Golden Girls.
Those were the sitcoms that came on late at night when everything was done. Like when everything was done, Golden Girls and MASH came on. I turned the TV off. I'm trying to watch that. I'm going to sleep.
If you think about what's going on in Minnesota, is it ridiculous to think that they could be back in the conference finals? Is it ridiculous to think that?
Yeah, they get good matchups.
I'm going to take that jump into MVP level. They've been to the conference finals back-to-back years.
Yeah,
they run into more energies.
They lost Nikhil. And I don't like that. And
Mike
Conley is 85 years old, and I don't like that. And I think Rudy Gobert is about to take a step back, and I don't like that. And Julius Randle just got paid, and I don't like that either. So
if Rudy Gobert takes a step back, they're cooked.
I think he's getting worse every year. And I think Anthony Edwards, a reasonable step for him. It might not be MVP talks, but maybe making his first All-NBA first team might be a reasonable step.
He should have made it last year, but then he got robbed by Donovan Mitchell because of wins.
If you make All-NBA first team, that means you should be top 5 in MVP, which means basically you are the MVP.
That's not how it works.
That's not how that works.
K made All-NBA third.
In the conversation.
Keep going, Diesel. Keep going, Diesel.
We all agree that Anthony Edwards was robbed first team last year, right?
Just
Except
like
for Chill.
No,
Donovan
LeBron
But
Mitchell.
I believe it shouldn't have been Donovan Mitchell. I'll just say that.
I
believe it shouldn't have been
yeah,
Donovan Mitchell.
even
if I'm doing that,
I
then I
thought
gotta
even
do
LeBron
Donovan
had
Mitchell won
been-
64 games. Ooh, wasn't even
I
best
thought
offensive
even-
player on the team. Ooh.
I thought even LeBron
Who's
had
a better
good
offensive player than him?
Darius Garland. We gonna do this again. I'm gonna keep doing this with you. I'm gonna keep doing this with you.
Darius Garland was a better offensive player.
A 50, 40, 90 player. Yeah, the best playmaker and scorer on the team. Yep.
Tony Snell was 50, 40, 91.
Oh, Tony Snell and Darius Garland talk. That's how you know Chill's getting cooked.
Right now.
Tony Snell, you're disgusting. Chill.
you-
When you want to be a disgusting human being, you're a disgusting human being.
What are we
I should
doing?
vote you off the island.
Okay, chill.
What's happening?
Yo,
right.
Pin. We not about to go down this road because I got more super chats.
Okay,
But shout out to Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards for potentially making the Western Conference Finals. Also, shout out to Dennis Smith. He became a YouTube member and then sent through a super chat talking about Good Times again. He said, Thelma from Good Times, top five of all type. Up there with Pam Grier, Sally Richardson, and Nia Long.
Man, boys, Pam Grier. I'm talking about by the time she was Ox in her 40s, when she was on Fresh Prince, was still putting up LeBron numbers, bro. Like, yeah, that's a
Chill.
all-time
Chill.
great.
Hey, out of all these names being mentioned up here, who's the tightest?
Sally Richardson. Come on.
Yeah, they older than Chill, by the way. These people are older than Chill, just so people know.
Chill, who the tightest up here?
Chill's not that old.
Yeah, it is. I saw Sally Richardson in Low Down Dirty Shame. I thought she was the most beautiful girl I ever seen in my life. I was like, oh,
Hey, Sally, I'm not gonna lie. Sally Richardson been married for a long time, but I mean, Chill. Remember Antoine Fisher with Denzel Washington? She played Denzel's wife in the movie. I hadn't seen her before. Chill. I legit like I can't be. I don't know. 2007. I must have been 16, whatever. Bro, I stopped the movie and Googled and said, who is this? Sally Richardson, y'all. If you ain't seen Sally Richardson, I'm trying to tell y'all, Ox, am I lying? Sally Richardson looked crazy today. Pin, Google her. She looks crazy today. You want to talk about Chris Paul longevity, LeBron longevity.
Sally Richardson.
Bro, she can play in the league right now.
she was an I Am Legend. I know who Sally Richardson is.
What? That's not Sally Richardson. No, his wife. You talking about his wife before? Yeah.
Yes.
Sally is crazy. Bronny. I think Bronny. Yeah, Bronny dating Byron. That's my dog. One of my best friends, Byron. Bronny's dating her. Forget. I'm telling you, bro.
You mentioned
Sally, pull up.
You mentioned Fresh Prince, so I went to
Sally,
the
pull
logical.
up.
I went to
Pull
the
up.
logical.
Yeah.
I
Next time
went
we
to
have a
the
panel
logical-
event, pull up.
I think it's so sick.
I went to the logical conclusion of bringing up I Am Legend because you brought up Fresh Prince. See?
Oh, right.
We on the
Okay.
Will
Love that.
Smith tip.
I see you, Pin, for sure.
Ron,
All
if
right.
Sally Richardson pulled up at an event, you telling me, man, you tripping, bro?
I'm gonna read super chat.
Hey, Ron,
That's some respect, man. That's a married woman.
hey man,
Yeah,
shout
I'm-
out, shout out.
If she pulls up, I'm gonna read super chats, and specifically, I'm gonna read the next one from Davo, who said, "Nah, Swiper, you were paying for the shirt and can't wear anything over it. It has to be on full display on everyone's show appearance for the entire season.
Hey, I'm just
On
saying,
every
like,
show appearance.
I wear, as everyone knows, I wear jackets, I wear scarves, and you know what I mean. I have a Goku, Hispanic wear that I wear on the show. So you know what I mean. As long as I can wear things to make the shirt look nice, and I can't wear it every day because you got to think about how many shirts are you. Well, you gotta pay for the shirt because I gotta wear a shirt every day. I can't wear one shirt. I gotta do laundry every single day because I'll be up here going
Every
heavy.
Part of the
day?
bet. That's part of the bet. You
That's
gotta
what
wear
they say,
the
gotta wear it
same
every day.
Sneaky Sally
Three
shirt.
shirts. 3 shirts.
You do
3.
laundry every day.
Huh?
You
Three
do
he'd
laundry
have to
every
do
day.
laundry every
Can
day.
you just what?
He'd have to if he only got one shirt.
He can wear it
Oh.
twice. Rerun. You can rerun.
Well, he's paying for the shirt, so if he don't want to do laundry, every day,
You
buy
wear
5
it
shirts.
for like 3 hours a day. Split it
Like-
out. Like just
like-
take it off
like
after the
David
show.
said,
You're not
he's
gonna wear it
paying for
around
the
all
shirt.
day.
So if he's that worried about laundry, buy more shirts.
Just buy 3 of them. You'll be all right.
I mean, you're not
Yeah.
Nah,
sweating
buy
up
one,
on the
you'll be
panel.
all
You
right.
sitting in one place. I don't.
Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna make the shirt. You know what's gonna happen? I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make the shirt. I'm gonna have Braun and Ox make it. So it's gonna be really nice, really nice material. Really nice material. I'm gonna put my logo on it. I'm gonna sell them things like hotcake. Watch. I'm gonna make. He putting $500 in it. I'm about to make $500,000 off that shirt.
And for the record, Ron, Thelma is not
What's
top
up?
5. No, she ain't.
You talking about that era?
She wasn't top 5.
I agree, chill. With all due respect.
Sitcoms?
Nah, swipe it. With all due respect.
Nia, he said Sally Richardson, Nia Long.
Yeah, but
she wasn't. She okay. First of all,
That was not in
First
that
of all,
class.
First and foremost, Jane Kennedy was traffic stopping fine. Like she was accident fine. Thelma wasn't even close to her, right? Sanaa Lathan runs circles around Thelma. If we're being honest,
I don't know about all that.
But they're not even in the same era though, or like at all.
He brought up Sally Richardson. That's who he brought up. He brought up Sally Richardson. He brought up Nia Long. That's who he brought up.
But Sanaa Lathan is with Regina King, Regina Hall, Sanaa Lathan.
That's who he brought up.
That's their class. Nia Long.
But that's who he brought up. And I want to get
Ron, stop fidgeting over there. You know you enjoying the conversation.
My thing is,
it's a super chat.
No, I get that. All I'm trying to say is the evolution, similar to players, is wiping out all them old.
No, they're not. What are you talking about?
Mariah the Scientist and Ruby Rose. You know what they would do to them? Do you know what they would do to them old geezers?
All right, Ron.
I'm talking about. It wouldn't even be no sitcom if Mariah the Scientist was in the 70s. It wouldn't even be no good time.
Did you say Mariah? Mariah.
It wouldn't even be no good
tripping?
It wouldn't even be no good times if
Bro, this is the most. Hey, Mark. This is the most inflated era of beauty ever, and they still ain't touching the 60s. Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. Everybody got more money, more access to needles and all that stuff ever.
Hey man, you can't be mad at them for modern science. The same thing you trying to say about these players for modern technology. Hey, look.
Ron, you're hyping filters?
Hey man, modern technology. Shout out to it. But all right, so we gotta.
I ain't no all right, nothing. You said Sally Richardson can play.
You guys argue.
You can't drop me. I got too much power.
You guys are sick individuals.
Yo, move on, Ron. Move on.
All right, come on, y'all. Eastern Conference Finals. Next up, Big Ox. Talk to me. Who do you got? That's going to face the Clippers in the finals.
There's only 3 teams that it could be. And we already know that's the New York Knicks, the Orlando Magic, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Unfortunately, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers will be on the outside looking in. I'm gonna go ahead and assume health for Mitchell Robinson. And I'm gonna take the New York Knicks. So the conference finals will be the Knicks versus Orlando. Once again, like I said, I'm gonna assume health for Mitchell Robinson. And I'm just going to expect OG Anunoby to carry the squad. So, yeah, I got the Knicks going to the finals against the Clippers.
OG Anunoby to carry the group. Oh, my God, man. Ox, you tried to sell me this shit last year.
That's more reasonable than Cooper Flagg, Magic Johnson.
I ain't say he got to score all the points, chill. I'm just saying he's the guy. He's the guy that brings
Magic. Not 87 Magic, Mars.
You
not
said
1985 Magic.
Why you keep ignoring 79 like it didn't happen, though, chill?
Yeah, you just ignored the greatest finals game of all time, arguably.
Okay, I am not ignoring that. What I am saying is the correlation between this rook and a rook and Cooper Flagg coming into
Anthony Davis ain't even Kareem. I don't even know why we let that one slide.
Playing
correlation at all. AD is not even Kareem. Like none of it applies.
Yes, it does because AD is one. AD is a top 5. AD
is not Kareem.
I didn't say he was, but I said he's correlation.
You ain't seen
he's a top 5 player in the game.
He wears goggles. That's it. He wear goggles now. That's the only correlation. He wear goggles.
Top big man wears goggles. Basically Kareem.
That's it. That's the only correlation. They both wear goggles.
He wears goggles.
One was the best player on the planet. One's Anthony Davis. There's no correlation.
Yes, it is because once again, Anthony Davis is a top 5 player in the league. He's one of the
player.
He's a what?
Yes.
Player.
Joker, Giannis, SGA, Luka, Anthony Davis. I'm gonna say like
in your life you've ever said that, by the way. This man ain't never said AD.
You didn't say this a month ago. We get on the list.
I had Anthony Davis at 6 because Jason Tatum existed. That's why.
That's fair.
That's the only reason why I.
So he's not a top 5 player. He's not a top 5 player, but okay.
He is
cool.
a top 5 player.
Even if Anthony Davis is top 5, where was Kareem
at that time?
79.
He was first.
79, by the way, not 87. 79.
Numero.
Chill. What are you thinking about?
No, let him think. He knows.
No. What are you thinking about?
Let him pretend to think.
No, it was a long time ago. Is your brain loading right now?
Yes, because I'm thinking about Moses.
Moses Malone in 79.
Dr. J.
Swipe a
ridiculous human up on this. You know this is cap.
I'm saying
go ahead.
Respect Dr. J.
Respect. Respect.
I don't think.
Absolute
I don't. No,
respect.
I'm not Doc. No, Doc was never better than Jabbar, not ever. No, I don't
Doc
think that-
absolutely
Neither
was.
was
By the
Malone
time
until
he,
80.
by the time they get in the middle, the middle 80s, yeah, it's a different story.
I don't think Doc was ever better than Jabbar. However,
Alvin Hayes.
like Moses Malone, because Moses Malone had just won the league MVP like the year before that in like 70.
And who won it in 1979-80?
Magic. I'm not Magic. I'm sorry. Jabbar won it. I apologize. Yes,
And that was his what? Sixth MVP?
sixth. That's correct. It was,
Oh,
that
wow.
was-
Wow.
Y'all do know George Gervin finished ahead of Kareem.
He wasn't Jabbar good though.
in eight.
No,
I know, but in 78,
he wasn't
79,
Jabbar good.
George Gervin and Elvin Hayes finished ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in MVP.
Shout out
voting.
Were they
Elvin
better
He's the
than
best
him?
player in the NBA, though, Pin.
What are we doing?
I
You guys
think
trying to
he's the best
justify
player.
anything.
I think
We
he's
know
the
that
best
he was
player.
the best player in the
Ken,
world.
I need you to move. This is you again twice today in front of Chill. No, just let him take the bullet.
Like, what are we doing?
Just let him defend himself.
Everyone knows Kareem was the best player in the world. But in order to try and make this parallel to Anthony Davis, we're trying to act like he wasn't. Kareem was by far and away the best player on the planet.
And
Everyone knew
Kareem
that.
was the best player, and Kareem was the
y'all
best
make
player in the
good
world.
faith
But when
arguments-
we're talking about a
when y'all make good faith arguments, I will move out of the
They-
I'm
way.
about to,
and
I'm
this
about
is
to
not
drop
one of them.
Pin so
Ken,
Chill
this
can
is
defend
not one of
himself.
them.
And trying to trap him into
This
shit
is
that
not
he
one.
didn't say.
Because
That's
when we
not
make
cool.
correlations,
What he said was there's a correlation between the 79-80 Lakers and the current Dallas Mavericks. They have this generational big man, Anthony Davis and Kareem. The issue is one was the best player on the planet, and by that point, maybe the best player to ever exist. One is Anthony Davis. They had this great point guard prospect, not to mention the fact that Cooper Flagg ain't even a point guard prospect, by the way. He's a forward that Chill is now manifesting as a point guard when he's not a point guard. We'll let that one slide just for the sake of the conversation. But apparently, Cooper Flagg is going to be rookie Magic Johnson. When Magic Johnson as a rookie was one of the best point guards in the NBA, and Cooper Flagg ain't even a point guard. But I'm in the wrong for saying there's no correlation between these two teams.
You can make that face all you want,
Hey,
Ron. This is such bullshit, and the reason
that
why
boy
this is such
good.
bullshit because when we correlate guys, we don't correlate guys as them being the same player. We do the same thing with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Kobe Bryant. Him and Kobe Bryant.
Who does that? One person.
Every time that's happened, you said you're gonna disagree and you hate that keeps happening. But now Anthony Davis and Kareem is cool. But when the Kobe and SGA comparisons are happening, you were losing your mind.
Who's closer? Who's closer to Magic Johnson? Ben Simmons or Cooper Flagg?
What?
Be for real now. Be for real.
Ben Simmons.
Bullshit.
Ben Simmons.
Rookie.
Ben Simmons.
White
Ben
man.
Simmons.
Bullshit he is.
Ben Simmons.
Bullshit
Ben
he is.
Simmons.
No.
Ben Simmons.
Coming out of college?
Simmons.
Coming out of college? It was
Hell
Ben
no.
Simmons 100%.
Hell no.
Coming out of college 100%.
Magic
Yeah.
said, Magic
Make
said
it
that.
to
Magic
Magic
himself
Johnson.
said that.
Cooper Flagg.
Simmons is easily closer to Magic Johnson. Easily.
Get Pin off your team.
Ben Simmons is a significantly better passer out of college. They're significantly different.
In the future,
No, no, but Magic Johnson said
I will make
Ben
sure.
Simmons was
I'm
closer.
taking the bullets right now. I will make sure that when I
and a point
correlate
guard.
players in the
The
future,
kind-
No, I'm taking him as one of the best transition players we've ever seen. Guess what? Ben Simmons. I'm taking him as one of the best passers we've seen. Guess what? Ben Simmons. I'm taking him as elite size for the point guard position. Guess what? Ben Simmons was projected as a guard. Cooper Flagg is projected as a forward, but Jason Kidd said, I'm going to try him at point guard. Now here goes Chilltown Hoops. Oh, he's a point guard. No, he's not. No, he's
I
not.
didn't say
He's
he
not
was a point guard. That's not what I
You
said.
likened him to
Ran him
Magic
at
Johnson.
They ran him
Okay,
at point
so
last
once
year.
again-
and
But
I-
well,
I
hold
only
on, but
leave
Pin,
y'all-
wait,
Why are we leaving out the
Pin, move, Pin, get out of the way. Just let me ask Chill a question. Chill
Why are we
Eurostep. The question Mars asked was in 1979 who the best basketball player was, and you were thinking. Okay, but that's Mars's point was you're comparing, juxtaposing for Penn, who likes big words. You're comparing Anthony Marshawn Davis at 32 years old to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a scenario that this guy out of college who's not a point guard is going to have a season likened to Magic Johnson, and then you moved it from 1987 to 1979 because you think we're saying he's prime Magic. He's not. We're saying that in this situation, and Mars is especially saying in this moment, Cooper Flagg and what he would have to do to elevate that team as a playmaker to be what you're asking him to be, that there's a massive gap between what Magic Johnson was for that Lakers team in 1979, which you can acknowledge, and what Cooper Flagg is going to be able to be for this team in Dallas. That was Mars's whole point. So I'm saying, that those are two extreme scenarios, and there's no way for Cooper Flagg to actually approximate that value. But your basis of them making the conference finals is built on Cooper Flagg having to reach those kind of heights in order to make it happen, which is why it is unrealistic.
That's not my basis. First of all, number two, when Magic Johnson showed up to the Los Angeles Lakers in 1979, they already had a lead guard. His name was Norm Nixon. Just like the Dallas Mavericks already got a lead guard. His name is Kyrie Irving. He's going to be out of the lineup.
Kyrie's not playing.
Yeah, the one who's not playing. Yeah.
He's going to be out of the lineup. Like Kyrie Irving is out of the lineup. When Magic Johnson got to the Lakers, they weren't sure if he was going to be the lead guard. They wanted to play him at forward, like Cooper Flagg is going to play the forward. However, Jason Kidd has put the ball in his hands. That is a fact. Jason Kidd has put the ball in his hands. Not only has he put the ball in his hands, he's experimenting with him at the lead guard spot. Does that mean he's going to play the lead guard the entire season? Does that mean that he's going to be Magic Johnson the entire season? No, it doesn't. But does it also mean that he's
never going to be Magic Johnson?
As a rookie, not we ain't talking about him.
He's never going to be rookie Magic Johnson.
I'm talking about Cooper Flagg, his rook season. They're experimenting with him at the lead guard spot. With them experimenting with him at the lead guard spot, can he be productive for them in addition to the
like Magic Johnson was for the Lakers?
What position did Cooper Flagg play last year, y'all? For someone who watched every single game he played last year, I can tell you he played a lot of point. Maybe not on the box score or whatever he was in the point guard, but if you think Sion James and if you think those dudes were the point guards on that team, you're crazy. He was running the offense, he was initiating, he was doing a lot of that stuff. Jason Kidd also has a history with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's done this before. He has a history with Luka Doncic. He likes big playmakers. So with Cooper being a smart player and being a very capable passer, no one's saying he's better than Ben Simmons or Magic Johnson coming out of college, but there is some parallel here, and I think that it's a pretty obvious parallel that he's a big playmaker working under one of the biggest playmakers.
It's not. Then there's no parallel whatsoever.
And also,
all you had to do is not bring up Magic Johnson. You could have brought up any other big guard or forward.
I'll let you yap.
Yeah, you could have brought Michael Carl Williams. You could have brought Michael Carl Williams.
Make your last point, and then fellas, we got to move on. Go ahead.
At 31 years old, hold up. At 31 years old. At 31 years old, right? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, per 100 possessions, put up 27, 15, and 6. What did Anthony Davis do? 36, 17, and 5. Y'all acting like these are not comparable players are insane. Anthony Davis
comparable to Kareem, guys. Yeah,
in the NBA today.
And Anthony Davis comparable to Kareem, guys. Yeah, facts. Yeah,
Anthony Davis is a hell of a good player.
Guys. Anthony Davis is compared to Kareem, guys.
You think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was?
Whoa. What do you mean you don't know who the hell we think?
This the guy who's taking up the show, guys. Anthony Davis comparable to Kareem, guys. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Anthony Davis comparable to Kareem, guys. Yeah, facts.
Hold on, Mars.
Facts. Anthony Davis comparable to Kareem. Yeah. Compare say anything otherwise because the per 100 possessions that say they're comparable. Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
That's what Penn just said.
Penn said.
Your lawyer just made the argument that they're not far off because of per 100 possessions. Your lawyer did that.
Big Ox, we're not going to work anything out today. Maybe tomorrow. But what I'm saying is, Big Ox, we got to get to your predictions. And before we do that, we got to get to Splash Sports. Everybody, all 1,500 people in here, including the people on Facebook, including the people on Twitter, including those on TikTok or whatever app you may be on. Get off your mama couch and get into the Splash Sports app. First, that starts by downloading the app. You could do that by clicking the link in the description, or you could just scan the QR code. See, on the Splash Sports app, you don't compete against the house because that's what lames do. You compete against other fans that know ball, but they just don't know ball as much as you. It's very simple on the Splash Sports app. You choose 2 to 6 players. You do it based on their player projections that you like, and you go more or less. It's really that easy. And Swiper actually did it, and these are the picks that he came up with. Swiper, how did you get to these picks? Why did you get to these picks? And where are these picks going to lead to?
Well, if you look at the per 100 possessions for Aaron Rodgers, it shows that at this point in time in his career, he's kind of likened still to peak Tom Brady. But you got to obviously stat that out a little bit. But Aaron Rodgers is going to have to throw the ball today. I don't know how advantageous their run game would be. 20.5 is not a lot. So that's good money right there. Jamar Chase, if you look at what he did last week, once Joe Flacco got in the game, he became wide receiver 1 all over again. So 75.5 for me is easy money versus this Pitt team. And then Kenneth Gainwell, people don't realize right before the bye, he had a spectacular game when Jalen Warren missed, and he got more playing time yesterday, or last week rather. I think he's still going to be able to put up 47.5 rushing receiving yards. He still provides a lot of value overall as a running back and that's a threat out of the backfield, especially for Aaron Rodgers, who loves to dump the ball off as well. So these are three, I think, easy. Again, when you do these, you don't got to take all of them, but I definitely suggest you take at least 2 of them. And shout out, keep making you some money on Splash Sports.
And another way for you to make money is also by joining our NBA Player Survivor that is available right now on Splash Sports, and it will end at the start of the season next Tuesday. So you only got a few days to enter to win $2,500 from surviving as long as you can by picking a player each night, and it has to be a different player each night to score more than 20 points. Once you select a player, I'm assuming you guys are all going to pick Shea the first night. After you pick Shea opening night, you can't pick him again. So I can't wait to see who wins that. And I can't wait for you guys to download the app and see who the winner's going to be. I also can't wait for your predictions for the Eastern Conference Finals, Ox. I feel like I've been waiting for about 20 minutes, but
that's okay.
Let's get him.
I was going to pick the Hornets, but it looks like Spencer Dinwiddie just got waived.
Damn, Spence.
Won't be doing that. But no, so where was I at? Oh, I had the Knicks beating Orlando in 6 or 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. And
Knicks versus Clippers.
I got the Clippers winning it all. So Chris Paul getting that ring, y'all. Chris Paul is getting that ever elusive ring this year.
In how many games, Ox?
6. I don't know.
All right, Big Ox got the Clips in 6. That's what it is.
Chill. I'm gonna hate to see Kawhi busting OG ass like that, but gotta happen, man. Gotta happen. Chill out, Mars. Come on, bro.
All right, moving along, Damian. Who are you rocking with to make the Eastern Conference Finals and advance to the finals ultimately?
Eastern Conference Finals, I have the Knicks and the Cavs, but it's the Knicks' turn to make the finals. They're not going to have to deal with Boston. You're not going to have to deal with Indiana. Milwaukee's not going to be good. I think their biggest obstacle will be Cleveland. I like Orlando. I like Philly if they're healthy, but I've got those two teams in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the thing is with that matchup is I think the Knicks match up really well with the Cavs. I think all the stuff that we worry about with Brunson, the Cavs also have it with Garland. I think the wings are an advantage for the Knicks with OG and Bridges. I think the Knicks can go double big as well and match Cleveland with Mitchell Robinson and Towns. I think Towns can make you play small because of his ability to shoot from the outside. And I think the Knicks just have them physically. We saw that a few seasons ago in the playoffs. Physically, mentally, I think they've got them. I think the Knicks have also had a quietly good offseason in terms of improving their depth with Jordan Clarkson and Yasu Bele, and with a new coach that's not going to run them into the ground. I think it's a good thing as well. So they'll be a bit fresher when it matters most. So I got the Knicks.
Okay, and then so that means you have the Knicks versus the Thunder.
The Thunder.
Knicks versus Thunder. Who do you got in that matchup?
The Thunder in 6. I'm gonna say.
All right. That's what it is. Thunder in 6 for Damian. All right, Swiper, talk to us. Who do you got making it to the finals to face the Nuggets, and who ultimately wins?
Yeah, so Eastern Conference, I'm believing that the second round is going to be a tough 76ers round versus whoever it's going to be here. I'm believing they at least make it that far. I'm going to go, in this instance, I'm going to go the New York Knicks versus the Orlando Magic. I think that'd be a really good series. This is what I have today as of October 16th. I think that the Knicks are going to be a lot better than not people are giving them credit for, but they're a very deep team now. Their starting five is going to be one of the best in basketball. Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns, and obviously then OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson. I think that the Magic are going to be really good this season. Chill, they kind of give me the vibes. So remember 3 years ago, Thunder, where SJ was so good that they shut him down? that was 4 years ago now. But then the 3 years ago, SGA made first team All NBA for the first time. They missed the playoffs that year. I think there's a world in which they kind of sneak up on people because of how good their defense is going to be. Franz and Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr. having a resurgent season. Then I'm taking the Knicks to make the NBA Finals. I think, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mitchell Robinson and them are going to have some really good series in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then from that point, it's going to be Denver versus New York Knicks in the NBA Finals.
And then what do you got?
That series, yeah, it'd be Denver in 6, maybe 5, depending, 6 or 5.
All right. Swiper got the Nuggets in 6 or 5. Since I know it's you and you are who you are, I'll just say the Nuggets in 4. All right.
They've only ever swept one team, so I don't know if they'll sweep another team, but no shout.
All right. Last but not least, Chill.
Who did they
rocking
sweep?
with?
Kareem and Bron.
All right, Chill. Who you rocking with? Who you got?
Cleveland I think Cleveland is in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. I think this is the most talented team that Atlanta has had this season. Not this season. I think this is the most talented team that Trae Young has had. With this group, I could absolutely see them in the Eastern Conference Championship going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm a Cavs guy. I love Evan Mobley, and I love everything that's going on there. But if I'm being honest, I really don't want anything to do with Atlanta because I don't like that matchup at all. I think Jalen Johnson, being a 20-10 guy, I think he could cause a lot of problems for Evan Mobley and a lot of problems for Jared Allen. I think the Cavs rotation could basically overcome a lot of Atlanta's problems, but I think that could be a 6-7 game dogfight, and I think Cleveland would prevail. I think they would ultimately see Denver in the NBA championship, and I think that they beat Denver in 6 games. Cleveland is the NBA champion.
First ever 6-game loss for Murray and Jokic ever. No, that would be quite the accomplishment though. So Cleveland can definitely pull it off. You're definitely
Can't hear you, Ron. Your
muted.
microphone is off.
Yeah.
Still muted.
Still. Look at Arch, bro. You're such a troll, dog. Who's up next? Who's up next? Mars.
Well, no, Mars chose the Pistons.
Nah, I
7.
said I got the Pistons. I got the Pistons
Daniel.
over the Sixers.
Penn chose the Nuggets in 6. Ox chose the Clippers in 6. Damian chose the Thunder in 6. Swiper chose the Nuggets in 5. And Chill is choosing the Cavs in 6. So as of right now, it looks like 4 players' choice. We have the Nuggets winning the championship next year.
I'm okay with that.
AD's not even playing center, but he's Kareem. All right, okay.
All right, y'all. There you have it. We got a couple super chats. Who's playing music in the background?
Is it good music?
Didn't
It's
sound
not
like it.
Taylor Swift.
All right, well, let's get into it, y'all. We got a couple super chats, so let's talk about them. Wooly Bobcat said, "Dub crash out, Mars."
I don't think it was a crash out.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it was. I disagree with you.
Cool. It was a sarcastic crash out.
Mars crashed out.
I wasn't being sarcastic at all. AD is not Kareem and Cooper Flagg is not Magic Johnson. And
This
those
was before
situations
that.
are not
Oh, no, it
comparable.
wasn't.
Nobody
Yeah,
said they
so
were.
they
Can
made
I
comparisons.
ask a question?
The situations are not comparable at all.
Yeah,
players are not
and
comparable.
Cade Cunningham,
play
isn't
styles are
Luka
not comparable.
Doncic, and Ben Simmons ain't LeBron James, and none of these comparisons are 1 for 1. But you need to just roll.
They're not
with
even
it.
1 to 26. They're not even 1 to 26.
Yeah, AD,
AD and
is
Kareem
just,
are not comparable. in
80
any way.
is just
They're not
like is like some bum. He's Walt
He's
Williams.
just
That's
not Kareem,
what I
right?
said. That's not what I said.
It's just not Kareem.
Not what I said.
Damien, I do agree.
I
You've
said
been,
he's
you've
not
been,
Kareem. That's
you've
what
been
I
a
said.
great addition to the show. I don't know if you would want to do it all the time just because you obviously would have no sleep whatsoever. But you could absolutely start going to bed at maybe 9, wake up at 1, get refreshed, some early breakfast, maybe a little snack, a little Vegemite. Some might ask,
maybe.
some might say. And then you could have like a great show, man. But you've been a great addition to the show, for real.
No, I appreciate that. And look, it's always good feedback. And what people have to understand is like I'm a writer, like naturally. So like this is a different medium for me. So to have that,
Writer.
to have that, have that feedback is really nice. But if quickly, I just wanted to say something as well, because I don't want to make this about me. But 2 days ago, I was at the grocery store, and there was 2 guys that came up to me, and they said, "Hey, love the show. Love to see you on the show. You've been a great addition, and thanks for representing our part of the world." But that wasn't the coolest part, because the coolest part was one of them started to open up about how the show's helped him through some dark times, and that it's been sort of the best part of his day. And I just wanted to say that in a time when there's never been so much negativity on the internet, at a time when people crave community more than ever, at a time when people are trying to find their identity, I think that what you guys do, the platform, being on here every single day and giving to the community like that, you don't know what you're doing for people. So it was a really cool conversation to someone. So I just want to shout out all you guys. You don't know that you could be the best part of someone's day, man. So salute to all you guys.
I just want to make sure that we remember too that when we correlate players in the future, that we do it when these guys are on the same level. I just want to make sure that nobody reminds anybody of anybody. I want to make sure that when we're talking when we're talking about correlating players, we correlate these players as the same player. I want to make sure that we remember that shit in the future. When I catch you dudes telling me that this dude reminds me of this
normally
guy,
they play similarly. Normally they play similarly.
Well, even if they normally they don't.
But let me know when AD plays like Kareem. Let me know when AD
let me know when Jalen Green plays like Michael Jordan, because he doesn't. He does not. He never plays like Michael Jordan.
Everyone disagreed with me.
Even if he is a two-guard,
everyone disagreed. And everyone disagreed. Did they not? Rightfully so.
So I'm not.
When I said Jalen Green is Michael Jordan,
but you did it.
Did everyone disagree? Did everyone disagree? Did everyone disagree?
But you
did everyone disagree?
That's the point.
Did everyone disagree? Did everyone disagree?
Clearly they did. Because this guy didn't. This guy clearly
Damian wasn't even here. Damian wasn't even here.
I ain't talking about Damian. I'm talking about this dude in the corner. He didn't disagree. No. So that's not true. So in the future.
So why was we debating it then? If there wasn't disagreements, why we debate? Because it turned into the whole debate.
I just want to make sure.
Okay. But now all of a sudden, we're debating AD and Kareem, and now we're being offended.
AD and Kareem. We're not debating them as players. That's not what we're doing. What I'm debating.
So why did I hit 100 possession number comparisons?
That was that?
That was me.
I didn't say that.
That was me.
I'm talking about the conversation that was being had.
And I can tell you right now that AD scored literally more points than Kareem in 6 fewer minutes.
Is this a comparison?
No, the point here is that you are acting. No. The comparison was made in good faith, and you were trying to nitpick it to death for no reason whatsoever.
The situations are similar. That's what I said.
You know what I mean?
You still when I made difference. I just want to let you know.
You used to.
From a team standpoint, they're not similar. From a personnel standpoint, they're not similar. From a scheme standpoint, they're not similar. There's no comparisons. It started with the comparison being wrong from the jump. He compared Adrian Dantley being traded to Luka Doncic being traded. That comparison was incorrect. He then compared the number 1 picks, Magic Johnson and Cooper Flagg. Yes. They're not similar in terms of play style or level of hype. Respectfully, we know the hype that Magic Johnson came in with. It wasn't Cooper Flagg hype. It was way more. So that's not even comparable. Not to mention.
Were you there? Were you there? Were you there?
I needed to be there.
No, you do actually have to be there. No, you do have to be there, because I will guarantee you right now that the number of people who hyped Magic, are you kidding me?
Pin, you weren't there?
I wasn't there either. My dad was there.
My fault.
Shit.
My fault.
I
wasn't there, guys. I can't say. Because I wasn't alive, I can't say Magic Johnson.
You can't say that.
Prospect than Cooper Flagg.
No.
Because I wasn't alive.
No, we're not doing that.
No, I can't even say Shaq was a more high prospect than Cooper Flagg. You know what?
No,
I wasn't alive. I can't even say LeBron James was more hype than Cooper Flagg because I wasn't alive. My bad, guys.
People who are over that player, the number of people who watch that player, what the hell is hype to you? Do you know how many more people watch basketball today?
My bad, guys. My bad. I apologize.
Okay, man.
I can't say it, man. I can't say it. My bad.
Right now, but I do
my fault. I didn't know I could say Magic was more hype. My bad.
Damien was making a really positive point, and I just want to say, there's this old saying that you are typically the average of the 5 people you hang out with most. Okay, and I think for a lot of people, who go to work, maybe don't talk to their, they say that, like you are like the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. You're the average of the 5 books you read the most, stuff like that, right? So I'm just saying, like, for people, because this is live, it's not a recorded video. There's an extra level of interaction where someone will say something, there will be like so I know there's a screen between us, but it does feel like we're in the same living room sometimes. And frankly, if this was 200 years ago, we'd all be on a stage somewhere, and these people would be in the crowd. So I feel like
some of us would be up for
We
auction.
would be.
That's what would be
Hey,
happening.
some of us would be on a stage 20 years ago.
Yeah, some of
I
us
agree.
and some of you guys would be bidding. But
can you let one go?
we've come a long
Like,
way.
for God's
We've come a
sake,
long
man,
way.
y'all exhausting.
Come
So what
on,
I'm saying,
Mark.
what
You
I'm
know
trying
what?
to
I
be
got you,
historically-
Pin. I got you, Pin. No,
thank you.
they just
So
won't.
what I'm saying
I don't
is
know what's wrong with
to
it.
to what Damien is saying, to anybody out there who maybe doesn't mess with, their environment, doesn't have the friend that they want to have. I think for a lot of people, their friend is Big Ox. Their friend might be Swiper. Their friend might be Chill, and you just don't know them. And then you don't realize it until you meet them in real life, and they're like, bro, I love this thing that you said that other day, or this thing that you said really got me thinking. And it's just like, damn, like that's crazy. We see all these views, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, whatever views, and you stop to realize that 50,000 people heard me speak this week, and that's crazy. So, shout outs to you, Damien. I think you're an awesome addition to the show, by the way. And I'm finding out that you're a writer. It makes sense why you listen so well. Honestly,
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man.
Damien is he's the free agent that you at home, you working out, and you see on ESPN Flash that he ended up signing with your team, and you like, yo, we got him. Word.
Chill. Damien's not a free agent. First off, Damien is an incoming rookie, and I'm trying to figure out if he's Cooper,
Magic Johnson.
Magic. Maybe he might be Eddie Curry. I don't know.
Michael Olowokandi.
We're trying to figure it out. Oh, Andrew Bogut.
You know what? No, Damon, you kind of are.
Y'all.
You are giving me Michael Carter Williams vibes. Like you might get Rookie of the Year and then fall off. You know what I mean? After the first season.
So I got a year. At least I got a year.
That doesn't
At least I
happen.
got a year.
We're gonna make sure that does not happen. No,
because we definitely have had Michael Carter Williams up here before, but shout out. But I was gonna say that I do agree, Damien. Chill. I mean this directly. You impact a lot of people's lives every day. Like I said, grown men crying at a bar in Indianapolis because they saw you. And then Buddy is literally up here for you every day. Think about the quality of Buddy's life if you weren't in it, Chill.
Baba too. Baba too. The other dude, one is other cronies, Baba. He's up here too. He said, quote, Chill, not everybody's here for you. Meanwhile, when he's here every day, all he talks about is me.
Random Chill stray from Buddy too. That's what I'm saying. Buddy lives for these interactions.
Oh, I know, 100%. He need that. He need that in his life. He said that Mars got us emotional. Meanwhile, he's the most emotional dude of all of them. He is the most emotional one.
I didn't know this would turn into Buddy getting roughed up.
He's one of the most emotional dudes you would ever want to see in your whole life.
Buddy is looking for a male mentor, and Chill happens to be the person he looks to every day. And Buddy's having
actually he says it's his father. Actually, he doesn't. Actually, he says it's his father. That's what he says. He says his father is his guy. So I'm good on him. Meanwhile, he up here judging us every day.
I don't think people realize how hard it is, how demanding it is, how much you're asking of yourself to come up here every day. I mean, it's 4:30 where I am, man, and you guys like Penn said, it's almost like we're sitting next to each other, man. And I look forward to it. And my wife tells me, "Hey, how can you do this?" And then wake up tomorrow and do it all again, and write again tomorrow. And it's like because I love to do it, man. Because I love you guys, and the chat obviously is a community where everyone can come together when people need community more than ever. So I think it's a special place, man.
There's a lot of really successful people that.
It
really does mean a lot.
Yo, we got him.
There's a lot of really successful people who had a 9 to 5, and then they said that they worked on their 5 to 9 afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Like they put in those 16-hour, 15-hour days, and it's pretty inspiring, like seeing you like at press scrums and at games and stuff, and you're doing all that stuff, interviewing players and stuff, and then you got this, and it's just like it takes a lot of dedication to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning when you got a family.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. But Damien, I'm happy you shared that though, Damien, honestly, because I talk about it all the time. Like we got one of the dopest communities, dopest chats, people that really they watch, you know what I mean, and they're tapped in, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it means a lot when you hear stuff like that from people that you might never meet, you know what I'm saying? Like people that you might never run into, but they're, it's always good to have a positive impact. I'm always high on just trying to have a positive impact in one way or another. Even if people don't always like what each and one of us have to say, the fact that they even care enough to, listen and respond and interact. And if it helps anybody, I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy to be here, happy to, share the stage with all of you guys. It's really dope. It's a big part of my life. You know, I'm not a
Absolutely.
guy that's gonna pretend like I don't care about this. You know what I'm saying? It's just as impactful for me, and I hope it has a positive impact on everybody else too. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. So
Absolutely agree. Yep, and as your MVP, as the chat voted MVP, I just want to say that I obviously, very much appreciate you all.
You are not the
And the effort.
MVP, Swiper.
Panelist of the
You were
year.
the panelist of the year. There's only one MVP.
That's a higher award than MVP, by the way.
That was like the Josh Allen
as the
joint.
winner of the
Josh
panelist
Allen
MVP,
joint.
I do want to say shout out to you all. Ron, you got MVP by default. You host every day. So I mean, it's like,
right, but that was political that you got that.
Ron, it was political that you won the award.
No, not Ron. If I had a bigger social media following, I would have easily been mine.
Wait, what?
Yes, 100%. Because
you buying Twitter votes. Donald Trump.
I was having a way better run than you when those votes came out. My first 4 months this year was incredible. It was
I can't remember the most impactful month you've had. All you know is you finished top 3 in player of the month.
That's what it was. You know what happened? If I wouldn't have said that Chris Webber shit.
But you still believe it. You still believe it. And you got called out on Reddit for it recently, by the way.
I don't care about Reddit. What do I know about Reddit?
They really think that he believes that on Reddit.
I do believe that.
That's why people don't vote for you.
Moss thinks that.
You think water should be privatized, not for all the public. That's the problem. You think water should be privatized, and you want to win presidency. You ain't gonna win that. You're not gonna win that. Water's for everyone. Basketball's for everyone. Vote me as your MVP. You'll get free water, free food, free groceries. You ain't got to worry about it.
Your problem, Swipe, is you're gonna take everybody's water and try to disperse it evenly. Like I pay for this water. I pay for this water. You can't take my water and give it to other people. They better go buy their own damn water. But that's all I got to say about that.
All right, y'all. I just want to shout out first off, shout out the international panelists, Penn, that's you included. Even though I know you have strong American ties, you are in Canada and you represent for Canada hard. You represent for the North hard. Shout out to Mars because he is on a different time schedule.
What part of I haven't watched a single Blue Jays game did you not understand?
What does that have to do with Toronto in Canada? And
I don't represent hard at all. I picked Kendrick in the Drake beef.
What?
You represent for the Raptors every day. What are you talking about?
I represent for Scotty Barnes, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
What? All right, well, never mind. Ben doesn't have to be included in the international panelists. But shout out to all the international panelists, and also, more importantly, shout out to all the international viewers, listeners, subscribers, especially the people that watch live. Like, if you watch it during your actual time zone, okay, you watch it when you wake up and you watch it later on in the day. But if you are like Damien or like Mars that are tapping in right now, and it's 11 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning, whatever the time may be, you are golden and you are special, and we appreciate you more than words could even portray it, because you guys are like literally a part of our community and you're a core follower in our community. So if you're a trailblazer that's international, or hey, shout out Jean Mars, shout out my man Skeet Nielsen, people like that. You guys really do help to make PC a better platform. You guys contribute a lot to the community, and once again, we appreciate you dearly. So shout out to y'all.
And
the
young
trailblazer of the year.
There's a lot of youngsters that watch too. Like my kids, like Mars. My kids trip off you, Mars. Dub used to be their favorite, but then he left, and now you're their favorite. But
that makes sense. That's how it was for me.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's a big age range of people that watch the show, and I love that, man.
We got Gen Xers, we got baby boomers that watch this show. We got some silent era generation folks that watch this show.
If I wasn't on the show, I'd still watch the show.
Trailblazers is a compliment, y'all. Like, think about it. Like, you got to think trailblazers. Like, you were the first one to glaze that trail. That's a big award. That's a big accomplishment. Keep that up.
All right, y'all. And while we're at it, I do also want to shout out to our Hall of Famers, because once again, this would not be possible without you guys. What you guys do behind the scenes. Speaking of which, they chose the Throwback Thursday game tonight. So make sure that you pull up the Throwback Thursday to choose or to watch the specific game that the Hall of Famers have taken the time out of their day to choose for you guys. You know where we're going to be on playback tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we are going to watch two of the greatest to ever do it in this era too. So shout out to Dwayne Wade and shout out to LeBron James. I can't tell you exactly what game it is. Maybe they're playing with each other. Maybe they're playing against each other. You never know. You just got to pull up and see. But shout out to the Hall of Famers. And this is Brett Bovia, R. Wade, Football Breakdown. Shout out Multi Kenny. Shout out Rob Deere. Shout out Kingster. Shout out Worldwide Mace Television. Joe Breezy. Cheese. Bulletproof. Vale. Small Boxes. Shout out to all of them. And also shout out my man Skeet Nielsen. Tomorrow's Hall of Fame Friday. You guys already know what time it is. If you are a Hall of Famer, you can come up here every single Friday to talk about what you liked or to talk about what you don't like or to talk about whether you really believe the Cooper Flagg is the next Magic Johnson. However you want to do it, we'll make that happen for you, you guys.
I should have never said that shit because now here we go.
I agree.
Cooper Flagg is winning the league MVP fucking 3 times. He's going to win the finals MVP. He's going to be the best small forward in NBA history.
You do that a lot. When you say something outlandish, you'll try to match it with something else even more outlandish as if we said you said that thing. We didn't say that. We didn't say that. The Kareem AD Cooper Flagg Magic thing.
Repeat what Ron just said. Come up here.
Wait, chill. I'm talking about your accelerate.
No.
You accelerate your own point at times. You do.
No. What did Ron just say?
What did Ron say?
Is Cooper Flagg the next what?
Magic Johnson. Chill, you might not be the only one that believes that.
I ain't say that.
That would explain the comparison.
I did not say that. I'm looking at this team, the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm looking at what the Lakers were in 1979, and I'm looking at the comparison in terms of the players, how they were on that team. Not Magic Johnson as a player and Cooper Flagg as a player at that time. Not Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is not better than Jabbar today. No, I'm not saying that at all. But
well, you guys, once again, there's a Hall of Fame group chat that's only available to the Hall of Famers. My man Amir, you guys know Bulletproof. He said, I hope we can someday, kind of in a Martin Luther Kingish type voice. I should have Real Talk read this. But he said, I hope we can one day reach a point where people can use prototypes of players as an example without getting a crash out about the difference in skills and talents, Mars.
Sure.
And then, right quick, Pin. And then Jason Grill said, what did I miss? And then Small Boxes said, Chill made a wild correlation between 2026 AD and Cooper Flagg and 1980 Kareem and Magic.
Stay focused. Okay, chill.
Sir.
Who is Cooper Flagg's actual comparison? I'll let you know that from NBADraft.net, it is Scottie Pippen. Who was Scottie Pippen compared to a lot as a young cat? Magic Johnson. So I don't
6 degrees of separation, chill.
It's not 6 degrees of separation, genius. It's 2.
You think I'm a genius?
Degrees of separation.
That's the nicest thing you said to me.
Scotty not like Magic either. I don't care what they compare him to in the draft.
The point here is big playmakers who are 6'8", 6'9", have very different angles to make passes, are very difficult to gang up on. You see it with Jokic, you see it with Arvidas, you see it with Domas. Big playmakers are pretty much what goes first overall almost every single year. Cade Cunningham. Next year it's going to be Darren Peterson, AJ DeBosa. This year was the Cooper Flagg. There's a reason why. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-for-1 comparison. The point is there's a 6'8" guy who can run in transition, unlock transition offense, and quite frankly, is the number 1 pick in the draft. There's a lot more in common than there is not in common. And in fact, I can make the case that Cooper is going to be a much better defender. So anything.
Then who?
Just keep Magic.
Cooper is going to be a better defender than Magic Johnson. He already is. He probably is going to be a better shooter than Magic Johnson. So you know what? Like I'm just saying, at the end of it, my comparison for Cooper Flagg was Kevin Garnett, and people told me I was fucking nuts. Okay, but people wanted to compare him to Andre Kirilenko, and what I'll say is he is closer to Magic Johnson than he is to Andre Kirilenko.
All right, no,
100%. Let's move on.
Would everybody else? No, we're already here. We are here.
Ron,
we landed on the moon.
You can't save somebody from drowning if you can't swim. That's something. That's an old saying. There's an old saying that goes, if you can't swim, you can't save somebody from drowning.
No one made the comparison, by the way. That's what people in the chat are telling me. Go ahead.
Well, I want to actually ask you guys, since we are here once again, we landed on the moon. Who would all of you guys like to compare Cooper Flagg to? And if you don't have to. And I'm gonna start with you, Chill. Can we get an accurate Cooper Flagg comparison? You get a chance to clean this whole thing up.
I don't get a chance to clean it up because I already said it, so it's too late. I don't get a chance to clean it up. No, it's already out in the air. But he kind of gives me a Tom Chambers, Tom Chambers, Andrew Kirilenko.
Doesn't have to be a white boy.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Oh, my bad.
I'm out.
He gives me a Tom Chambers, Andrew Karolinko kind of vibe.
Announcing
with,
your routes. That's crazy.
with better ball handling.
All right.
Sounds like Magic Johnson.
He kind of gives me that. He kind of gives me that vibe. Mm-hmm.
Damian, who would you compare him to?
I don't think he has a comparison, to be honest with you. I think he's a bit of a hybrid. I really do. I see parts of. I see when I watch him, I see parts of a lot of guys' games. You know, he's got different things from different people. Like the transition stuff is real. The high impact defensively is real. I see the second jump stuff after rebounds. Like he's probably got the best second jump I've seen for a long time. And it's not like a usual trait you see in players. So I think he's a bit of a hybrid. I don't want to marry him to one player as a comparison.
If you could pick
I like
three
that.
players,
and I agree actually too.
Right.
if you could pick,
Could we say Andre AK-40? No. Could we say like Scottie Pippen, Al Harrington, Rasheed Wallace,
Alice Cole, yeah.
Sheed.
bro. The kid is nasty, bro. Like he is a really good basketball player. So I just don't want us to get caught up in, I don't think Chill was trying to say he's Magic Johnson. I know we just had a little fun, took it a little far, whatever. But I agree with Damian. Like I want to kind of let's watch him play in the NBA first. You know what I'm saying? Like he was dope at Duke, obviously. Let's watch him play in the NBA. But if I could say kind of like I think Penn was telling Damian to choose three players, I would throw a little bit of Sheed, a little bit of Grant Hill, a little Scottie.
I can see the Grant.
You know what I'm
Actually,
saying? Like,
the Grant's the one I actually
you know what I
like
mean?
the
Like,
most.
he got-
Actually.
who was Grant Hill compared to?
I don't care. I'm not gonna.
Oh, Penny, that
Who is
whole
Penny?
team.
Who is Penny Hardaway compared to?
There is no Magic Johnson in it. Like,
Hey, Pete, you remember the one thing?
compared to?
Chris Paul played against this player played against this player. So
Wait. Who was Denzel?
Oh
Valentine
my God, he
compared
really reminds me of
Mm.
Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill and Penny
Who is
Hardaway.
Who is Josh Childress compared to?
Who was Denzel Valentine compared to?
I don't know.
Who was Denzel Valentine compared to? I don't know.
I'm saying like we do that all the time, and a lot of times there ain't nothing like that, dude. Like let's let the kid play for a year at least, and then let's revisit this because he is dope. I was gonna say to you, Damian, earlier when Chill was talking about him taking a lead guard, and I'm with you as far as I don't like that, maybe a three, but I think he's also a dude that can start the break. Like if he gets the rebound, yeah, D'Lo, you don't got to come back to the ball. Kyrie, you don't got to come back to the ball. He could push the
D'Lo
break.
probably telling him that. Like if you get it, I'm gone.
Going to handle
Yeah, but
a lot.
Also, though, I don't think it should be somebody where every time if it's a dead ball, we're taking it out. Like Cooper, get up the floor. You're good, bro. We don't need you to come get the ball. But at the same time, if you get the board, or if let's say Derek Lively gets it and you're the closest one to him, kick it to Coop. He can run the break, but I don't think he should be trying to be the point guard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see a couple of different guys in his game, and I think he's a really good basketball player. And I think we kind of overviewed that because we decided to have fun with the Magic Johnson thing. You know what I'm saying? So I like Coop a lot, and I want to give him a chance to
have
be
fun.
a player.
I see, as someone who watched all 37 games that he played, the good and the bad, and then watched him in the tournament, I will compare him to Kevin Garnett meets Grant Hill meets Scottie Pippen meets Franz Wagner. Like
so he's
no, but he's an amalgamation of a lot of those players. And I think the Garnett stuff is the intensity. I think
Amalgamation, I like that one.
Unfortunately, when people see white guys, maybe I'm the one who can say this up here. I think they often assume maybe they're soft, maybe they're finesse, maybe they're shooters, etc. I think a lot of people do see that. And with Cooper, I see the guy who is like insanely intense. He changes the vibe of your practices. He's defensive. He's a dog, and he has got like a lot of city game in hhim. Like he'll dunk on you, he'll snarl on you. He's not timid at all. So I feel like a lot of times because he comes from Maine, you know what I mean? Like he played with it doesn't seem like, okay, this kid's not from New York. He's not from LA. He's not from Chicago. He's not tough. He's very tough. He's city tough.
I ain't gonna lie, Penn. I have seen him, and I've thought to myself, he might be one of us. I don't know, somewhere down the line.
Everyone who's played against him has thought the exact same thing.
He might
there
be
ain't
one of
no
us.
way.
Not
There ain't
sure.
no way this kid is. Yeah,
If
so
you watch
that's
him
why I
play, you
don't
know
like
he's
the,
not soft. Like you know he's not soft if you watch him play. So like if anybody that sees he's a big white boy, so he's soft, and you just ain't never played with some good big
I
white
heard
boys. Ain't nothing soft about Cooper Flagg.
I heard a
I
story.
get where you're coming from with the
Yeah.
intensity. That's why I said she. That's why I said
I heard a story where Coop was they were playing summer runs, right? And his team won like 5 straight. So then his team traded him, like they just to mix it up, they traded him to the other team, just for the other team's like second or third best player. And he ended up winning 5 straight with that team too. Just that was the gap. And these were all D1, high D1 level players. These were all like, I think a couple of them were even pros from overseas. So it's just like you hear stories like this and you just like, this guy doesn't want to lose. So I feel like he is going to be a driver of winning in Dallas, similar to, you know, a certain GOAT point guard who came out. He's going to have that winning intensity. And I think if you want to talk about Magic Johnson, you want to talk about Michael Jordan, you want to talk about all these greats, what is it that they brought to the organization? What did LeBron James bring to the organization? Winning standards, winning habits, and that expectation that we are going to be a good team. And I see a lot of bad teams in preseason, and there's shit that they're doing on the court that I'm like, why is the coach allowing this to happen? Why are the players allowing this to happen? That miscommunication happened. It didn't even get addressed in the huddle. What the hell is this team doing? Cooper's not going to let that shit slide, and he got a lot of veteran teammates that are not going to let it slide either. They're not going to have to hold him accountable. They're not going to have to teach him to grow up. They're not going to have to teach him to be like, oh, Cooper, we need you to come early to practice. You have no problems with this kid. He's going to be really good.
All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody that's been in the video, especially if you've been here for the whole almost 3 hours. We now have reached our final crunch time chat segment. So let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you become a member like ZBT or All Logic, No Emotion. Shout out to those two for joining up their memberships. Also, we got super chats from Willie Bobcat. Willie said Cooper is a hybrid of Tatum, Wiggins, and Franz. Do you guys see this?
I'm not mad at that. It's good.
I see Tatum.
What is hybrid? I have an idea of what it means. What exactly does hybrid mean? When you hear Miles, when you hear somebody say,
take parts from
hybrid,
different people. Yeah, you just take parts from different people and then you put it.
It's like a tiger and a lion when you put them together.
Yeah. I think Coop to me is Andre Iguodala mixed with Sean Marion mixed with Jason Tatum.
I like that. And it's more chill to your question. It's more of what it looks like in the modern era, right? Because they take a bit from each era. And LeBron's probably a good example where you can take a bit from everyone. Like he's a bit of magic. He can score a bit. Like some of the best scorers. He's probably physically dominant like a Shaq. Like, these are hybrid guys. And as the game evolves, the players are becoming even more hybrid. Like Wemby, what is Wemby? Like he's everything. So he's probably the first guy we can maybe look at in 5-10 years who had absolutely no weakness. That's where the game's heading. It's pretty crazy.
He's going to be a prime initiator, I'm sure. Sure.
All right, y'all. Hunter sent through a super chat and said, what I'm hearing is Jokic and Murray swept LeBron and Kareem. My agendas cannot be stopped.
That's what
Pretty
I heard
much.
too.
Pretty much.
You only Bron the GOAT and you only won one championship with Kobe.
Has Kareem ever had a defensive playoff like AD had at that point?
No.
What?
I mean,
Anthony Davis
has he ever had
clears as a
100
defender.
possession numbers like that? I don't know.
Anthony Davis is a better defender.
And his per 100 possession numbers on offense are similar. So
He scored more points per game at age 31, but he played 6 fewer minutes. So saying per 100
Exactly.
possessions just made more sense.
Anthony Davis was all good.
Equalizer.
He's a top.
Anthony Davis actually a better offensive player than Kareem. And on
Yes,
defense.
he is. Yep, he is. And on defense, he a better player than Kareem. He actually should be the best.
So that's, I mean, if you're better on offense and defense,
let's do it. Let's take it there. I'm absolutely 100%.
sounds like we have. That's where we have to go. It sounds like
so. That's where we are. That's where we
I
are.
have
Anthony
a
Davis is the
super
best player in the
chat
world.
from Chris.
Let's do it.
I just want to make sure the chat heard that, so that when I say that, that's what was implied.
No, you
I'm
said
only
it. Well, let's
talking
take it there.
31, bro.
Like I said,
That
I'm
was all I was talking about.
I'm
just want to make sure that the chat hears what.
If we're
that's
taking
all
it there,
I'm-
let's take it there. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make
I'm
sure that
saying
when I say that it was
Anthony
implied
Davis
that
is the
AD at
ball good.
31 is better than Kareem, don't
No,
act
no,
like
no,
I
no,
made
no,
that
no.
up in my head. Don't act like I made that up. Like, I want to make sure we all heard.
Not Anthony Davis is better than Kareem. Take it a step further than that, Moss. He's the best player in the game. How about that?
Chill. Being serious, what's the gap? What's the gap between these two players?
The gap is that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would make Anthony Davis retire. Take off his shoes mid-game, take off his socks, take off his jersey, go take a shower, come to the podium and say, I quit. Not I'm done playing basketball. Not I'm old. Not I gotta make a second decision. I quit. No, I'm not relaxed. No, I'm not relaxed. Shit. I quit.
That's Moses and them did not feel that way about Kareem when they played.
Was 1980 Jabbar better than Joker? And that job that he did on Joker, that job that Joker did on Anthony Davis, was he better than him?
What are you talking?
In 1980, then the year that they won the NBA championship in 1980. The job that Joker did on Anthony Davis, is that Jabbar better than Joker?
He's saying would Kareem Abdul-Jabbar do Anthony Davis worse than Joker did? Remember when he had the
Yes.
Probably not.
I mean 28, 14, and 12.
I just watched the game last night. It was March 16th, 1986. I watched Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 38 years of age. Give Hakeem Olajuwon, the best defender in a lot of you guys' opinion, give Hakeem Olajuwon 43 points. What are we talking about? And you know what's funny? The month before that, February 6th, he also gave him and Ralph Sampson at 38, 46 points and 11 rebounds. Come on, what are we talking about? If he's giving, at 38, if he is giving Hakeem Olajuwon that work, I don't care how old Anthony Davis is. I don't care what version of Anthony Davis is. He's frying him. He's taking his lunch, tapping his pockets, asking what you got on my 40, and he's snatching his chain. He's getting whatever he wants.
When I tell you that he scores 10 points more per 100 possessions, that means nothing. You just read a whole bunch of random.
Damn those possessions. Cook, Ron.
He scored 44, and I'm telling you that the guy
put 30 and 20 on him.
Great ass score.
I watched Joker put 30
more than him, but you don't give a shit.
What are you talking about, Ron?
Y'all talk about Anthony Davis like he's freaking Onyeka Okongwu,
30 and 12.
It's ridiculous.
30 and 15. And he didn't quit against him. But
Kareem clears Jokic.
Not at 38 years old, Ron.
If Jokic clears AD, okay, no, that goes more to my point. If he's doing that at 38, can we imagine him at 28?
Well, Kareem is arguably the best player of all time. So, but he's not quitting.
So is Anthony Davis.
Why are you guys? See, you guys have been being nasty all episode. He might not.
You're speaking hyperbole.
He might not literally quit. But you understand the point I'm making is that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
would do a great job versus AD. I agree.
Okay, I can get with that. I'm not arguing that point at all, Ron. Yes, he would.
But remember, Chill has a higher view of AD. So when you say he's going to quit, that makes Chill feel away because he doesn't think AD's a quitter like that. He's going to hold up defensively as best he can.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has literally never touched 34 points per 100 possessions. He's never touched it. Anthony Davis had 38.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're acting like the guy can't score, and I'm telling you he can. Anthony Davis is a really good scorer.
Is he a better scorer than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
No, he's not. I'm not doing that.
No, let him think. Let him ponder. Because Burners in the chat is caping for this man, acting like he's not saying the things he's saying right now. Pen, don't think. Keep thinking. Carry on. Burns, where are you? I want you to acknowledge you are caping for a man who is genuinely saying these things, and you're acting like he's not.
I think Kareem's a better scorer, but I do think that it's not insane. It's not insane to say that Anthony Davis scored more at a higher rate. He just had a lot of injuries. Look, man, you want to talk about heaters, you want to talk about Michael Jordan, you want to talk about, all those mega scores, dude, their numbers stack up to the players of today. Ain't nobody touching Michael Jordan's per 100 stats. Nobody. Okay. Michael Jordan was up here as a scorer compared to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So stop acting like some untouchable record. Kareem's legacy is his two-way impact, his championships, his impact on winning, and frankly, his longevity. Anthony Davis ain't going to get anywhere close to that number of health. He's not going to play 39 minutes a night. He's not going to play until he's 41. And please stop dragging it like Moses Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't a conversation at barbershops in 1979 because it
Anthony Davis and Jokic is a conversation.
I know people there.
No,
Was
no,
you there?
Anthony
Was
Davis
you
and Jonas
there?
Barbara
Was you
Show.
there? You can't tell me about the barbershop
what?
when you
You
weren't
know
in the
what, Mark?
barbershop. You weren't there.
You know what,
You
Mark?
weren't there.
I
You
was
weren't
in
there. You can't
barbershops
tell
in
me
the
about that.
90s. I was
You
in
weren't there.
barbershops in the 90s, and I can definitely tell you
Kareem
that
was retired.
conversation was
Congratulations. You weren't there. You weren't there. You weren't there.
absolutely the
You weren't there.
conversation
You
between
weren't there.
Kareem
You weren't there.
Abdul-Jabbar
You
and
weren't
other
there.
players was
You weren't there.
happening.
You
No.
can't tell me what the conversation was in 1979 when you weren't even alive to listen to any conversations. You weren't there.
Well, I didn't start
You
watching
weren't there.
basketball in
You
2014.
weren't there.
I'll tell you that.
You weren't
Or
there.
2018
there.
or whatever the hell you
You
started
weren't
watching
there.
basketball. No, I'm
You
just tired of
weren't
you
there.
acting like you
You
just
weren't
have
there.
all the answers.
You
in
weren't there.
1979.
You weren't there. You weren't there.
You
In
check-
1979, I can assure you, you was not there.
Cool.
Okay. Okay.
I was around
Don't tell me
people
what the
who were
conversation
there
was.
who actually
Don't tell me what the
watched it live
conversation was.
and
Don't
chill.
tell me what the
The
conversation
guy
was.
that you're trying to cook on this topic.
Don't tell me
was
what the
there.
conversation was. Don't tell me what the
was.
conversation was. You weren't there.
I was there.
Oh yeah, I'll listen to 6-year-old Chilltown.
I'm
not listening to
I was
Pencil
absolutely in the
Basketball.
barbershop.
Tell me what the
Marion's
conversation was in 1979
barbershop.
when I can't
Okay.
say Magic Johnson was a more high prospect than Cooper Flagg because I wasn't there. You're not about to tell me what the conversation in a barbershop
He
was
wasn't more
in
hype.
1979. You're not about to tell me.
Yes, I was, Ron. Marion's
Well,
barbershop. Yes, I was.
Okay,
At 6
Matt,
years old,
Cooper
listening to
Flagg's been
Magic.
talked about since he was 15 years old nationally.
and Moses
Was
Ball.
Magic
Yes, I
Johnson being
was.
talked about at 15 years old
Yes, I was.
nationally? No, don't
tell
just
me.
wave your
You
hand.
tell me.
You want to cook me? Let's cook. Okay, you want
Let's cook.
to
Okay.
enter the air fryer? Let's enter the air fryer. I'm sick of you
Let's
right now.
enter the air
Okay.
fryer.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg is not more hyped than Magic Johnson. Make the
No,
case.
he's not.
Make the case.
When
What-
Magic Johnson
more
won
people
the
watch-
national championship at
Uh-huh.
Michigan State,
Uh-huh.
he was the most hyped basketball player on the planet. He had more hype than NBA players. That
What does
game,
that say
him
about
versus
the
Larry
state of the
Bird,
NBA, Morris.
him versus Larry Bird was the most hyped basketball game.
Because
that
the
point.
NBA
It was the most
was
hyped basketball
fill the
game.
blanks.
So
What
when
is
we
NBA?
talk about hype,
Oh.
Magic Johnson as a prospect was the most hyped prospect on the planet because he had played in one of the biggest basketball games the world had seen.
Please keep.
That is hype.
You know
That's what hype is. There's the case. There you
you-
go. One of the
you-
most famous games ever. Magic Johnson
you have
participated in
officially just-
and was arguably the most famous basketball player on the planet.
You just deep
So
fried
that's hype.
yourself. You
That's
just deep
hype.
fried
Go
yourself.
ahead.
You just deep fried
Go ahead.
yourself because
Okay, go
Magic
ahead.
Johnson entered a league that needed saving. The reason he was the most popular guy in the world is because people weren't really fucking around.
What
with
happened
the
to Mr.
NBA.
Relative? What happened to Mr. Relative? What happened to Mr. Relative?
Relative to
2
what?
hours ago, when I say Bradley Beal is a good basketball player, he said it's relative to expectations. So when I'm saying Magic Johnson and his hype, why is it not hype relative to what the world was saying about basketball? Because the game is more global now. You're gonna say Cooper Flagg was more hyped
You're
because
getting
there was
really
more
annoying.
fans to hype up.
Nah.
What we're saying is we're talking about the hype of the fans that existed.
You're gonna have your
And
fanboys.
now you're gonna use total
You're
numbers.
gonna have your
It's a
fanboys in the
relative.
chat saying you cooked. You didn't cook shit. And anyone who can actually look at what you're saying right now is gonna know 100% you're not cooking shit.
Go ahead.
I asked
go
you
ahead. Go
right
ahead.
away. I asked you
Go ahead.
right away when you said he was not more hyped.
And I
how do you
answered the
define
question.
hyped?
And I
And you
answered
didn't
the
answer that question. No, what I'm going to tell you right now is you're not
Okay.
comparing expectation to reality when it comes to contracts versus hype. Hype comes down to this. How many people are actually interested in what you're doing? Number one, that's hype.
The
Number
whole
two,
basketball
what
world. That's the answer.
the basketball world was really small back in 1979 relative to
Mr.
what it is
Relative don't
today.
care now. Yeah, Mr.
If,
Relative.
if,
don't
if
care.
no, Mr. Relative, I'm a
Relative,
nuanced
yeah,
person.
Mr.
Just because I like to wear blue on Sunday doesn't mean I have to wear blue on Tuesday, bro. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is that what Cooper Flagg has more eyeballs on him right now than Magic Johnson. People have been watching him longer than they followed Magic Johnson. People have been watching Cooper since he was 14, 15 years old. People have been talking about him as the great white hope and all that stuff. You know what America is? You know how divided America is? You know what color Cooper Flagg is? You know how many people watch this dude?
I know.
Like,
what
for
Cooper
real?
Flagg is. Yeah.
Whatever you want to
The
talk
whole
about.
basketball world watched Magic Johnson,
Caitlin Clark was a more hyped collegiate prospect than just about any WNBA player. ever.
Yes.
Candace
Yes,
Parker was
we
better,
know.
in my opinion. But
Yeah, we know.
there's a reason for
We
that.
know.
The same people who are doing that, doing the same thing for Cooper Flagg. But
Yeah,
by the way,
no one's
by the
arguing
way,
against
it
Caitlin
ain't-
Clark's
it
hype
ain't-
other than you. Because you said that hype wasn't deserved, but that's a whole different conversation.
That
No
is
one
a
up here would
different
argue that Caitlin Clark. No one was arguing that Caitlin Clark
okay,
isn't the
let me
most
put
high
it this way.
prospect. No, everyone knows.
If you want to define hype as sponsorship dollars, Cooper got it. If you want to define hype as the number of people who know about his existence, stop it. If you want to define hype as the number of people who know about his existence, Cooper got it. If you want to talk about hype as expectations coming into the league in terms of the number of people on the planet who expect you to do anything and are even going to watch what you're going to do, that's Cooper Flagg. If you want to talk about any,
So is Cooper
element
Flagg
of
more
how
hype
you
than
wanna-
Kareem? Was Cooper Flagg a more hype prospect than Kareem?
Huh?
That I'm not going to go into because I don't know.
No.
No. Based on this exact same argument,
He was. Yes, he was.
Say more.
Yes.
Okay, so
by my own logic.
Shut the fuck up. There you go. That's the answer. If you're going to tell me based on your dumbass argument that Cooper Flagg is a more hype prospect than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, your argument's stupid as fuck. There you go. Your argument is dumb. Congratulations. Your argument is stupid. Your argument is ridiculous. It's a dumb argument. Kareem is a more hype prospect than Cooper Flagg. Shaquille O'Neal is a more hype prospect than Cooper Flagg. Magic Johnson was a more hype prospect than Cooper Flagg. LeBron James is a more hype prospect than Cooper Flagg. Victor Wembanyama is a more hype prospect than Cooper Flagg. If your logic gets you to the answer that Cooper Flagg is more hyped than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, your argument is wrong. It started incorrectly. The baseline argument was incorrect. You started off, you did all your working out. Congratulations. But the issue is, you started off when you should have said 2 + 2. You started with 4 × 4. So you got the wrong answer. Unfortunately.
You're defining
but
better.
Okay,
I didn't say Cooper was better. I didn't say Cooper.
We can move on.
Yeah, so you can just scream a whole bunch of
bad,
opinions, and then we can move on.
Into the microphone.
You
had a little ass bit of people watching the basketball in 1979. We didn't even have what the internet is today, what it was 30 years ago when Shaq showed up. And on top of that, Shaq was the reiteration of what a big man was. There's a reason why he was that hype, like the way he was. Cooper Flagg, because we live in the place that we live in now, because social media is such a big deal, and Cooper Flagg is where he is now, coming from Maine. I bet you if Cooper Flagg was from New York, he'd be a way bigger deal than what he is. The fact that he went to Duke helps him out even more. But he was, to Mars's point, because we're talking about logic here, right? We're talking about logic, and we're being honest. Cooper Flagg wasn't as big a deal as Shaq. He wasn't as big a deal as James. He wasn't as big a deal as Magic Johnson, but there's reasons for that. Not because he wasn't good, because he's fucking awesome.
I'm not making that
awesome coming out of college.
I'm not making that.
Fucking awesome coming out of college.
Of course he was. No one's arguing that. But apparently he was a more high prospect than Kareem and Shaq and Magic.
Other than Wemby and other than LeBron, in my lifetime, I cannot think of a more
Zion.
Zion. Zion emerged
Lonzo
a little bit later at Duke. Okay, and yes, I know Zion. The highlights
Lonzo was
emerged a little bit later at Duke.
The media push.
Zion was bigger in high school than Cooper Flagg was.
No, he wasn't.
Zion was absolutely bigger in high school.
I think he was
number one ranked
objectively.
Yeah, I'm not even involved. I'm not involved in this conversation. I think Zion was more hype based on what my understanding of what the high school circuit was personally. But
Zion
Cooper Flagg is extremely hyped though.
Player in the country, RJ Barrett was.
No, but that's not what it was about though. Remember, Zion was the pinnacle of House of Highlights.
Like is Angel Reese a top 20 player in the WNBA?
Yeah.
Yet she's probably a top 3 most popular player in the WNBA. The ranking
Zion wasn't more hyped. So Zion wasn't more hyped because he wasn't the number 1 player in the country.
I hope you realize
Cooper Flagg was more hyped.
And by the way, Penn, I'm objective in this conversation. Mars also forgot a name. Wilt Chamberlain, out of high school, was the most well-documented athlete that we had out of high school, like in the world. So I just want to say that, like, I'm not on either side, but I'm saying historically, given where we were, like a 7-foot super giant out of high school that was an elite all-around athlete that then went to, those are different barometers. Like, Bill Russell, Kareem, like those are just different kind of players. I think there's reasons why they were the type that they were. But I do think Cooper Flagg for this era, he's right behind Wemby, LeBron, Zion. I mean, wherever you want to put him, he is in the hype category.
I'm not air taxing Cooper Flagg for having more basketball audience. I'm not doing that.
Well, it's not air taxing. I just don't think you can touch Wilt.
Raw basketball numbers. I'm talking.
Well, there's more people alive today than there were in 1960.
Number of people who want to buy your shoes. Number of people who watched you play. Number of people who expect anything from you and what they expect from you. That's how I consider.
But
hype.
Penn, again,
if you want to define hype as,
as an objective observer of the argument. As an objective observer who doesn't have an agenda in it, I'm saying the issue with that is there's way more people today than there were in 1960. So if you're saying on the basis of your argument, Mars, that is numerically he's a more hype prospect because there's more people today, sure. But like there's not a way to compare what happened in 1955 to like now.
I will ask you one question and we can square this. What's growing faster, the population of the world relatively, again, I use the word relatively. What's grown faster, the number of people in the world or the number of people who watch basketball?
Well, number of people watch basketball because that's two different things.
Because
That's two different
it has
things, though.
lapped the growth of basketball.
Technology is moving faster than the amount of people that are being born.
All of this, the number of people who consumed Cooper Flagg on any level, we're talking social media, we're talking highlights, we're talking TikTok, we're talking YouTube, is dwarfing the number of people who even knew Magic Johnson existed. Okay, you don't know what you're talking about. You can consider I'm not saying Cooper Flagg is a better player than Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. I have been on the record saying I don't think he's better than Wemby. I really don't. I don't.
Was
think
he more hyped than LeBron? And there's
no,
but think about it. But hold on,
LeBron thing goes way further.
I know, but Penn. But remember,
and
this is in 2000, in 2001 or 2000 when LeBron was a sophomore. He was already obviously Ohio Player of the Year. Yeah, but then I'm saying, but we're 23 years removed from that. Like technology has like
the world
quadrupled since that point.
No, the world population.
You know, I'm talking about the people that have access to watching basketball now has quadrupled since 2002.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but Slam Magazine existed, highlight culture existed, Napster existed, Kazaa existed. We were able to get the highlights. Any person who cared about basketball at all knew who LeBron James was, and there was another thing going on in the NBA. By the way, I'll tell you something, Swipe. There's another thing that was going on in the NBA. There wasn't a face of the league because number 23 had retired in '98, and we've been waiting for the next one, and we weren't sure Kobe was going to be it, and we weren't sure
Kobe was the face of the league in 2003,
and we weren't sure Shaq was going to be it, and this dude was like the next up. He got stamped real early. We were watching St. Vincent St. Mary games at like what 17? He's 17. ESPN showing his games. He was going crazy.
You think Kobe Bryant was the face of the league around in 200003? Are you out of your
mind? I never said Kobe.
He made a face. You made a face. You made a face.
I made a face. You want to know why I made a face?
Please,
because Shaq was running around in the league after a three-peat. Allen Iverson was running around in the league, leading the league in scoring, and got an MVP. And Allen Iverson culturally was literally the face of basketball from 2000 to 2003, 2004. Regardless of whether you like it or not, culturally with the braids and the tattoos and the accessories, 100%. Allen Iverson was that. Then you had
Max Sauce,
Tracy McGrady as well. And then you had Kevin Garnett. And then you had Tim Duncan, Vince Carter. Like it might not have been one face, but there were faces of the league.
Can I be honest?
And Kobe Bryant was 100% in that conversation.
Can I be honest? Mars, you might not like this because it's not NBA. And Ox, tell me if I'm tripping. There were 2 summers there where if you look at the numbers, Hot Sauce and all of them were also the face of basketball for a while. I'm not. Hey, if you look at the numbers for And1 at the time, they were filling out stadiums, Ron.
I'm not going to fight that.
And NBA players were going to And1 games. That's all I'm saying. There was a couple summers there. That's all I'm saying.
This is it.
But y'all, I do got to get to these super chats. What you got for us, Damien?
That's it. There.
He's in Australia.
Damn.
They came to Melbourne.
Shout out to Skip to my Lou, man.
What year was that?
That was 2005.
That's what I'm telling y'all. Ron, 3, 4, 5. They were the biggest show on earth.
Fact.
Matter of fact, Penn, this is how I know. You can look this up. They had games that went more viral and had more eyes on them than any NBA game over the stretch of entire seasons. Mars. Just for people to understand how big And1 was at a time. Them shoes was trash. And I had them.
I had me some And1s. I had me some
half and half.
2 pairs. I had the white and reds and I had the white and grays. Them was fly.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. And1 was on the Nike came in and killed him, but like And1.
I was out there trying to do the moves, couldn't do damn near none of them.
And1.
You still can't dribble.
When they came down to Miami, I played in And1 because the dude.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the dude that
they had a 30 and up league.
No, the dude that was on the crew. Ballaholic. He went to Utah State. In order for me to get into the building, I had to try out. So I tried out, and I was able to get on the team.
You ran a run? Where was the run you ran?
Down there in Miami. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Anyway,
so you don't let somebody chill?
I did not. No, I didn't even want to play. I just wanted to see my man. That's the only reason why I got in the building.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, wasn't nobody bigger than Hot Sauce in the summer of 03. I'm sorry, nobody. Not one person.
All right, y'all. Well, I gotta get to these super chats. The first one is from DDM, the guy that Swiper has a bet with. DDM said, "LOL, Swiper, don't disrespect Gen X. We are survivors. By the way, Chill is a Gen Xer. Which moment was more iconic? Florida saying damn, 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 or Will crying to Uncle Phil saying, "Why don't he want me?"
That's
Man.
tough.
Will
Yeah, it's
Smith.
probably Will because that was in the 90s. The camera was better. The damn. What was that about? That her husband dying?
Yeah. And just
Will's one wasn't even
It's
that wasn't
Evan's
even in
done.
the script, was it? Will's one.
No, it wasn't. Mm-mm.
That's
He
crazy.
improv. Mm-hmm. It was
Hey, yo,
definitely-
I don't know, but hey, a shout out Gen Xers. I don't know what your legacy is going to be in your generation, you know, because people seem to skip. They go boomers, then they go millennials. Gen Xers are kind of lost. They don't have enough motion apparently, but you know, shout
Damn.
out for remembering the show.
our
You
legacy.
saying
is
y'all
that
the
we're
70s
survivors.
era?
Yeah, we're survivors. That's who we are. That's our legacy. We're
Y'all
survivors.
survived what?
Everything. Name it. We survived it.
Surviving R. Kelly, like the documentary.
Everything.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed, Swiper, but I don't know if you noticed, Ron, but the AIDS epidemic, that was our era. The crack epidemic, that was our era. Just so you know. Yeah, we survived that. Yes, sir.
Mars, bro.
That's not funny.
Something wrong with Mars, bro. I can't look at you no more.
We survived
But
that.
I
Something is
do.
wrong.
Yes, sir. We
All right,
survived.
y'all.
Oh, but Ron,
All
the bet's not with him. The bet's with Devo.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, they were talking about. Yeah. Got you. All right. Willie Bobcat said, "Dub Mars crash out ×2."
×2.
The next one is from DNE MLV. DNE said, "Dub positivity. When I started listening, I had just got laid off. Went from working at AWS to delivering packages or to delivering Amazon packages. Y'all made the shifts go quick."
No, facts. Yeah, I worked at UPS when I was on the low when I got fired from a job one time. Mars made $13.50 an hour and sorting all your packages, all pins packages that he was getting at his house. And I'm talking about I was in Fulton County, Atlanta. So hundreds of thousands of packages in the cold and the snow. Y'all, them garages be broke. So literally those garage walls are 50 feet high.
So that's
if
why I
they're
didn't
broke,
get any of my packages.
They get wind all the way up and through. And y'all, I want y'all to know this. Y'all got a bunch of
What year
older
was this,
ladies. Huh?
What year was this?
2018?
Oh, I know what you was doing with the packages. You know it was in them boxes.
Nah, I no. But
You know it was in them boxes.
20 in
All I know
2018,
is I didn't get a
y'all
single
got a lot
package
of-
that whole
I
year.
want y'all to
was gonna
know-
let y'all know.
all
if,
these
if his employers are listening, I didn't get a single package that whole year.
all
They
these
went missing.
all these people that are listening, I want y'all to know they got these big UPS centers in Metro Atlanta, Metro Toronto, Metro LA, Texas. Y'all got a bunch of low income folk that work there. They got terrible benefits.
Man.
The supervisors suck. The health standards they have, they suck. It is horrible in a lot of those places. But you know, they be out there and we working. I couldn't stand it.
I
hated
know
it.
we're running late, but this is such an important thing. There's we run a film festival up here, and one of our DCPs, the digital cinema packages, was supposed to come from LA to Toronto, and it was late. And it went to the UPS thing, and they said because one thing was screwed up with the address, they didn't know where it was. And we had already sold that show out. We had 500 people that needed to watch that film, and we had no way to play it. This woman, Sharon, shout outs to Sharon and her son and her 2 kids, you know, she spent 3 hours past her shift to find my package because she said, I saw the look on this guy's face. She said, his face. And I'd seen that look before, and that looked like a guy who was about to lose his mind if I did not find his package. So she went 3 hours overtime. Nobody paid her a dime. Invited her out to the festival. She's been coming ever since. Crazy, man.
You tip her?
Yeah.
Did you tip her?
Yeah. She's great.
Pen's a big tipper. You can tell.
Shout
You a
out
stand
Sharon.
up brother, Penn. You a stand up dude.
Heavy handed tipper.
Chris sent through another super chat
25%
and
or
said,
more. Mars.
"Y'all question everything Chill says, but Mars got the Pistons and the Spurs making the finals. LOL. Don't tell me y'all scared to question Mars. Or let me guess, it's because he's
Well, I had already
trolling."
pre-called out the
Well,
trolling.
no, people did question it, and I explained my rationale the whole time. But the issue is when people question me and I have answers, people don't then keep digging because they know I got answers. Meanwhile, me, if I'm bored, I'll keep digging because I want to pass the time.
Man, his ass was trolling.
It was definitely a troll.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
But you had reasons
Not
behind the
really
troll,
about
but it was
the
still a good
question
troll.
troll.
Yeah, I mean,
Very compelling.
So if the Pistons and Spurs are in the finals,
we
Was I
know
still
that you
trolling?
started it because of a troll.
Hypothetically.
Because of a troll.
He was right. We'll
Because
say
of a
he was
troll.
right.
Yep.
you will Chill. I won't.
and if Cooper Flagg looks like Magic Johnson, I'll say Chill was right.
But Chill trolling
You
when he,
will, Mars,
when he
I
believes
won't.
that though.
I don't think that he's Magic Johnson, first of all. But all right, whatever.
Thinks he's Tom Chambers. Told you.
He's basically Magic Johnson.
Masenko said the Bobcats' Jared Wallace mixed with the Hennefronds equals Cooper Flagg. Dubron for the rare CP3 hate. Mars, we need the rec streams. Oh, the rec.
2K.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
Yeah, Mars,
Yeah,
I've seen
maybe.
you complain about some of the 2K updates. Those are, you don't love those?
Well, I think the game's fine, but I just don't agree with everything that changes. But the game's still better than 2K25, so I'm gonna still play it.
Like from a gameplay standpoint?
Yes, it's just way better, so much better.
That's simple. Power. I'll take power over Empire.
Empire
Every
versus
game.
Power, neither.
I'll take power
Power's
over
fire.
Empire.
What you mean?
Those
Every
shows
game,
are
exactly.
on. No, I don't want no star shows. Both of those are. No, I'm good. Black exploitation films. I'm good.
Hey,
What's the other one about the strip clubs?
I don't bother with that one.
What's that
Come
called?
Come to Portland.
Grand
I'll
Theft
show you.
Auto?
I'll show you the real life
I
episode.
think it's called the P word, something like that.
No, not the P word. What, Sean? Ron, you know what I'm talking about, bro. The other one, bro.
Come to Portland. That's literally what the show's called. Come to Portland. I'll show you episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't go to
We'll
those
be out
places.
till 1, 2,
I don't go to
3,
those
4,
places.
5, 6.
I don't believe in. That's like fireworks. Fireworks are the biggest waste of money, and those places are the biggest waste of money. Why would I earn money
I
to
love
throw
me
it
a
away?
Hey, I love me a good firework.
To throw it away.
Hey, Ron, the hot cake is
P-value.
24 hours
back?
again.
Is back?
They back 24 hours.
Yeah. You might really find me in Portland now.
Wait,
But,
is Snowfall better than Power Empire?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
still think
No. I'm sorry. No, it's not better than Power. Empire, I'll say yes, but it's not better than
Snowfall cleared both of those shows.
Power. No, it doesn't. But go ahead, Ron.
Snowfall
We already way over time, yo. We already way over time.
Chill. This is what happens.
We had
when you
a
put
we
the
had a
biggest
productive
yappers on
show.
one
Yeah, we had a productive show.
It went by
KD,
fast.
Kareem.
And then we saw Penn versus Mars crash out again. That Mars dropped the F-bomb like 4 times.
Yeah,
I ain't heard that
major
before.
crash out.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
listen.
everything that we've talked about throughout the show, Swiper, we are getting down to the bottom of what your bet with Davo is. Davo said, and if they finish top 4, you have to go 6 months on the show without a haircut
or
a hat.
man unit.
or a man unit. Oh, and no hair fibers either? We got a deal?
If they go top 4, let me tell you this right now. For that deal, that's a $2,000 deal. Let me see how deep your pockets are. No haircut, no grooming. Y'all got to remember, I go out and about. I'm like living. I don't live in a chair. So I got things I got to do, events I got to go to. So if I got to show up looking like Ron, I want $2,000. Like I want $2,000. Send me my money.
Ron.
Yeah, Ron.
What's wrong?
You ain't got a full head of hair.
Broke, busted, and
Like Ron.
disgusted. Ron, remember the tagline? Broke, busted, and disgusted. That's good times. Like,
No,
if
I don't remember that time.
if I gotta look like Dynamite from Good Times, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I want $2,000. That's what I want.
Hey, Davo, I got 1,000 on it. You come up with the other 1,000, we gonna have this boy out here looking scruggly.
Ron, you don't even think they're making top 4.
Bro, you got 2 people on screen that absolutely look homeless all the time.
Who?
Myself included. So
Why do you look homeless?
Who's the second person?
I wear a hoodie and we're wearing the same hat for like 3
Who's
straight
the second
years.
person? You should have left him alone.
Moss.
You should have left him alone. Now look at you. Who's the second person?
Y'all do this thing with Mars, like God. Damn.
Y'all let me know. There's some options.
I thought I was talking about Ron. I ain't talking about nobody else.
Yeah, I just
Ron, when's the last time you cleaned your room?
Swiper, check this out. You know what? I'm gonna leave you alone today because you had a rough night on the panel. I seen J Rob up there roughing you up last night on the press.
Me and J Rob had a great conversation. You seen somebody turn the lights out on him last night?
Someone turn the lights out on y'all?
someone
Yes.
said looking homeless without a home. With a home.
In case you missed the press box last night, it comes on every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time and Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We will have a big TikTok guest on this Sunday, so make sure you pull up because it's going to be another great episode like they typically always do over there on the press box. All right, y'all, we got a few more super chats and then we're going to get up out of here. The first one is from MTHJ301. MTHJ said, LeBron joining the Lakers is what stopped him from being a dynasty right now. Really think about it, or really think about all the players they had right before they got there.
Is
Nope.
Yeah, I'm
is
not
it-
Nope,
hearing that.
absolutely not.
I'm
No.
so sick of
I'm
this.
not hearing
Is it
that.
the
If
fact that
Magic
they
Johnson and Kareem can be a dynasty, LeBron and Kareem can be a dynasty. I'm not hearing that.
And not only that, is it a fact that Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle and all them dudes would have stayed together? Is that a fact?
I'm so sick of this, bro. Lakers fans are so ungrateful. They hated LeBron because he was in Kobe talk, that he surpassed Kobe, and then he got on the team that said we don't want him here. And then he did. And then they got on the team, and then he gets here. What are y'all looking at? He surpassed Kobe.
We ain't got time. We ain't got time.
Obviously, he's better than Kobe, so I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
again.
we ain't got time.
Obviously, he's better than Kobe.
We ain't got time.
And then cool. So 20. Everybody up here agreed except for Ron and Ox. And I will deal with y'all when I deal with y'all.
Good on you that you managed to get that in when you know we have to go. So
no, what do you mean get it in, Mars? You don't even believe it's a conversation. You stay away from me. Stay away from me. Look, listen. I'm saying, Lakers fans, y'all are the scum of the NBA earth. LeBron saved your franchise. You were in peril. You had like 7 coaches in since 2009 by this point. LeBron wanted to grace your city and give you his presence and his greatness. And then I feel like Dion right now. He wanted to bask in LA light with his greatness and save your franchise, brought you a championship, made you contender, and got you AD. Because AD didn't want to go play in that city. But because y'all got baddies and y'all got beaches, hold on. All LA got is baddies and beaches. That's all they got. And that's why LeBron and them go there, because they want to play at the beach.
Second biggest market.
No. That's it. That's it. That's all y'all got. That's horrible.
No market. No,
man, they ain't got nothing but baddies and beaches, which is a good thing.
No agents.
But that's why people go there. Stop it.
And by the way, AD then got you Luka.
Lakers fans, you are irrelevant. Irrelevant with Kobe. With Kobe, mind you. People are arguing that Kobe making $25 million a year in the last 2 years. Oh, why would they do that? It was thank you money to stay around to keep that franchise afloat. Ron, they had Jenny Buss's brother running the franchise. They had Mitch Kupchak. They had given money to Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov. They were in financial peril before LeBron showed up. Stop that. Be thankful. Be grateful. Goodness gracious.
Damn, he told y'all.
Amen.
Gavin G said Paolo and Franz got hurt 1 year. Suggs is the only injury concern. OKC hadn't made it to the finals until
they did.
Yeah, until they did.
I think Jonathan Isaac is an injury concern. I don't know if you factor him as part of the rotation, but 6'11" guy, still technically in his prime. He could be useful if he can be healthy. He's still one of the 10 most impactful defenders per minute in the NBA.
Jonathan Frazier.
But he correct.
Jonathan Frazier wants to address these whole injury allegations. He said, can we stop labeling guys as injury prone after one outlier season? Franz has played 88% of the games in his career. Paolo has played 80%.
So, okay. Got it. I'm cooked. Got you. I'm cooked. There you go. You got it.
Cage Black said, what's up, OGs? OGs? We the OGs. What's up, OGs? Love the show. My question to the panel is, if you drop 06 Kobe Bryant in today's games, would he be the best player in the world? The panel.
No.
He's not even better than Shea. Yeah, he's not even better than Shea.
We've been over this already.
He wouldn't be better than
So who all says no?
That's a lot of people.
Chill? No?
Chill, you don't think Kobe better than him. Stop it.
Yes, he
You
does.
think Kobe's better than Jokic?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I know he doesn't. I've had conversations with
How
he
dare
doesn't.
you think Kobe's better than Jokic? What a crazy opinion. Ridiculous.
It's not crazy. I just know he don't believe it. The only people that believe
do
that.
think that.
No, you
think
don't.
better
The
than
only people that
Giannis.
believe this
Better than
are
Giannis,
the
Joe.
Sacramento Kings fan who's also a sneaky Lakers fan. And then the biggest casual
He
up
wasn't
here.
even the best player in the game back then.
You want to fight?
I don't want anyone to ever call Chill the
You
biggest
wanna
Kobe
fight?
hater ever.
I'm just.
I'm sorry, Ox.
You know what? Hey, Ron,
Calm
it's
down.
late. My brain is
That
fried.
man, Kobe was never the best player in the world, but he's gonna be better than Jokic.
Peace.
Think about this for a second, because Mars,
trying to get a
Mars
workout before
is
the
fucking
shit. I'm outta here.
terrible. Mars is me too. I'm
I'm
about to
terrible.
because I got to work.
Chill, please say
I
what
gotta
you're
go
gonna
to
say.
the
Let me hear it.
food.
Let me hear it.
No, I'm out. I got
He
to
about to hate on me. Yeah, go leave. What the hell? I'm about to hate on me for no reason.
You see what y'all did? You
Yeah,
see what y'all
good.
did? All four of you. Let me
Oh,
remove-
well, no, you, yeah. Oh, nice.
All four of
You
us.
see what y'all did? Ran Chill and Ox out of town. All right, LeVar B. Ballin said, facts. Buddy act like Chill's baby mama. It's crazy.
That is true.
Yep, and then Penn access the shield.
Yeah,
Penn, you could have
you guys
avoided a
are
whole
so-
fry session today.
you
if
guys
you just
don't
would have
stop.
avoided.
Whenever you
No,
get cooked,
I
you go target the chat.
I don't like
that's
how y'all
disgusting.
twist
Y'all-
words. Yes, y'all. I don't
Penn,
like how
y'all will 4v1 me and nobody comes to my aid in the playoffs. Like, do you remember all these sessions? Jordan was trying to get in my brain for 30 minutes.
when
Mars,
you're
the only
making a
time Mars had ever
logical
defended me,
point-
Mars had to go be my lawyer while Jordan was trying to contest what I believe, not based on what I said. So this happens all
you
the
get
time.
Plenty of support panelists.
But
of
no,
the
I
year.
don't.
You
But
get
for some
plenty of
reason, you got to
support.
stand in front of Chill's bullets. Just let him. If you want to take it laying down, let him take it like a man. Take it butt whooping like a
Okay.
man.
Nah.
That's all it is.
What y'all like to do is y'all like to jump in 5v1. Y'all be laughing and
gosh.
twisting his words, and then he gets all cornered, and then y'all end up trying to pressure him into saying something that he didn't even want to say, and then later on he ends up saying,
Penn,
Bill
he is
Russell's
a
better than
grown
Hakeem
man
Olajuwon
with
on
his
offense.
own mind.
Okay, no, he
So-
didn't get pressured into saying that either. What we gonna do? We gonna not treat Chill like he's a child when he's the oldest one up here.
He's not
Chill
a
is a
child,
grown
and
man
he's also
who
not,
is in
he's
control
not-
of the
he's
words
also
he
not
says.
senile. Okay, so he's
Yeah, exactly. So
So
he's
let
in
him
full
stand
control
for
of the
himself.
words
Yeah,
that
that's the
leave his
point.
mouth.
No,
He's in
Do
full
you never
control
protect
of the words
Jordan?
that
Jordan
leave his
gets cooked
mouth.
up here all the time. When people
I
Mars will
absolutely
literally
protect
directly
Jordan.
challenge the things that Jordan is saying. I saw a few episodes ago. Mars will challenge something Jordan is saying. Penn, you don't do nothing. Penn, you sit back with a magazine when Jordan on the fryer. You don't come up to aid
Jordan
him at
not
all.
getting fried.
All right,
Jordan
man,
not getting
come on,
fried.
bro.
Number one, and Jordan not letting you off the hook while twisting his words. He will pause and he will say, "No, that's not what I said." So
Yeah, and then the issue
Jordan-
is you rewind it 10 seconds and you'll hear that's exactly what he actually said.
Actually,
that's
I've-
the shit.
I've-
Penn,
I've-
though, you
Like,
still
that's the
trying to
thing.
cape for Chill, and honestly, Chill did it to himself today. When he when he broke everything down, he literally said, "I have the Mavericks going to the Western Conference Finals," and then when I don't remember who it was that said the Magic, he flipped, he lost it. How can you say that about the Magic? But then
I said the Magic.
so it was you that
And then-
actually.
He didn't
I'm glad you
lose
said
it.
that.
He didn't lose it
and
at
then-
all. He just said he thinks that they have too many injury concerns.
Yeah, and then
he thinks they're
Ox
too
brought
young.
up that Dallas had all of the same concerns,
And
then
I
it turned
brought
into a
up
conversation.
that
that
the
it turned
Magic
into-
don't have Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson. Which
Yeah,
if
but the
they
issue
did-
is this all started with
Oh
when
my
you.
God.
This is the thing.
But that's
Anyone
what
go
bothers
back and
me.
listen to the
That's
show.
what bothers me about this. They're not
cool,
equivalent
be
teams
bothered,
at
cool.
all.
Yeah,
And
be
y'all
bo-
tried
yeah,
to make
cool,
it
be
equal,
bothered,
and
be
it's
bothered,
not
cool.
equal.
Okay, so I'm gonna let the chat know. This is what happened because if you listen to Chill explain why he had Dallas going to the conference finals, this is what he said. He said he compared them to the 1979-80 Lakers. He said they traded Adrian Dantley and got the number 1 pick. So let's think critically, guys. What's Adrian Dantley being traded to? Being equated to Luka Doncic being traded. That's step one. Layer one. Is Adrian Dantley being traded equivalent to Luka? No. So already we've started off on a faulty foundation, but we'll let it slide. He then brought up Cooper Flagg being the number 1 pick and likened his impact to Magic Johnson because Cooper Flagg has played point guard in preseason and in summer league. He then said, he asked, is it crazy to say Cooper Flagg can average 15 points per game as a rookie? And everyone said, no, that's not crazy. What do you guys think he's going to average? We said 17 and a half, 18. He said, okay. He then asked me specifically, is it crazy to say Cooper Flagg can average 4+ assists as a rookie? I said, no. He said, so what do you think he's going to average? I said, man, 4.2. Maybe. He then said, oh, okay. Is it crazy to say he will average 5 rebounds? Everyone said no. And then he said, oh, so Cooper Flagg will average 17, 5, and 4 as a rook. Would it surprise you if I told you Magic Johnson averaged 18 and 8 as a rookie? So let's think critically again, chat. Is he not comparing Magic Johnson as a rookie to Cooper Flagg? Is that not a direct comparison, chat? Just let me know. Because you guys told me he didn't compare them. So just let me know. You can rewind the tapes and listen to these words leave his mouth. So I want to make sure I'm not misquoting. These things happened word for word, bar for bar. We then spoke about Anthony Davis, and he said Anthony Davis, at his age, one of the best bigs in the league. He compared that situation to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He directly said the situations of the Lakers and the Mavs were comparable. Then, when we got to the Magic situation, Ox called him out, saying that Cooper Flagg is young, the same way the Magic are young. He said Anthony Davis is injury prone, the same way apparently the Orlando Magic are injury prone. Klay Thompson is old. He brought up all of these points. I then brought back the conversation to apparently the Lakers conversation, and I said, if we're going to make all of these comparisons, AD is not like Kareem. He then kept trying to make the parallel, and I said Kareem was the best player in the world. What is Anthony Davis? He then said top 5. The first time he's ever said top 5, by the way. But we'll let that one go. I then said, if AD is not the best player in the world, and Kareem was, and Cooper Flagg is not Magic Johnson, where is the comparison? And then I had to listen to the chat and chill, and then Penn jump in and tell me that none of these comparisons were made. They were actually made. And then, to make matters worse, this is why I don't know why Penn got involved. Penn buried everything because he directly compared Anthony Davis and Kareem, and even implied that Anthony Davis at this age is better than Kareem was at the age in 1980. So Penn made it even worse. I'm not even going to blame Chill for the Kareem situation.
By the way,
I said implied. I said implied.
I didn't imply. You're not going to.
I said implied.
No.
So anyway.
No,
okay, like I said, I'm
you're not going to put words into my
Chill
mouth. That's what you do to Chill, and you're not doing
yeah,
it.
I said implied. I didn't put words in my mouth. No. So I'm not even gonna blame Chill for the Kareem situation. No, I said that. I didn't even imply it.
You implied the Detroit Pistons are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Did you imply that?
I didn't imply that either. I said that.
Okay.
So get your words correct. Anyway, so I'm not even gonna blame Chill for the Kareem situation. The Cooper Flagg and Magic Johnson one, that's on him. The Mavs and the Lakers one, that's on him. The AD and Kareem comparison was directly made by Pensar Basketball. He said the per 100 possession numbers between AD and Kareem, and AD's were higher. If that's not implying that they are comparable, he's a liar. He then went one step further.
No, you're a liar.
He even said,
"You ain't
Anthony
gonna call me
Davis
a liar, buddy."
To defender,
no. You
scores more points.
No.
That's
This
what
has
he
gone long
said.
enough. Bro, we
What
have
are the
40
implications,
minutes
chat?
overtime, and you were recapping an hour that you barely understand.
What are the
you talking
implications
about?
of that, chat?
I'm
What are
trying
the
to tell
implications
you.
of that?
No. I'm trying to tell you that Chill was comparing two scenarios. He was comparing a dominant center and a dominant big playmaker entering that situation. He obviously
point guard, not big playmaker. Point guard. He's a point guard.
And by the way, what did I say? I said he's like James Worthy, right? Like I tried to swerve
James
him
Worthy
away
wasn't
from
even on the
Magic
team.
Johnson.
And James Worthy wasn't even on the team.
Yes,
so
I know that.
Irrelevant.
So what I'm saying is that when y'all tried to jump him on the Kareem AD thing, I think you were trying to imply that the comparison is it's like not even worth thinking about. It's not even worth talking about.
Yes, that's what we are trying to imply.
That's ridiculous to me because at 31, it is not as far as you think.
I
did not say no, they weren't. And I'm not going to. No, they weren't.
They were.
The gap between
What was your
Kareem
box plus
Abdul-Jabbar. Shut up, man.
Want to make sure he's once again saying the thing I just said he was in
and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
but he's arguing it right now.
Then the gap
make sure we know that.
Jokic and Joel Embiid.
Okay, that's cool.
Right now.
I just want to make sure.
You try to make that comparison all the time.
I'm going to say this. I just want to make sure the chat just heard the thing I just said. Penn implied, and he was denying. He is actively arguing right now. The thing I just said he was implying, he's arguing that thing right now.
I'm telling you, it's closer than you're saying it is. I'm acting like
just want to make sure he's actively comparing them, and then he's denying the implications.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you is stop talking about Anthony Davis like he's not a top 5 player. Top 8 player. We all do.
No, Ron, you got it. I just want to make sure everyone heard that.
Everyone, I got a couple more super chats. And then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Jason Grills, you are right. This has been a historic episode.
By the way, Anthony Davis had a 6.0 BPM at 31, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had a 7.6.
No, we don't care about
hairs, man.
Exactly. So once again, comparable, right? The thing he's denying that I said he implied, he's not comparing them.
They are in a conversation. I'm not saying Kareem is better. I'm not saying Kareem is worse. I think Kareem is better.
He implied you said they were comparable.
Comparable doesn't mean better then. Do you understand English? I thought you live in England, bro.
This is the issue. Once again, we can rewind what I just said 4 minutes ago. Penn brought up the per 100 possession numbers, and they were better for Anthony Davis. What does that imply? The whole conversation started.
You can have a conversation about these two players.
Yes, it's a conversation. Because people were saying,
Kareem is a conversation.
No one compared AD and Kareem. Meanwhile, you were actively comparing AD and Kareem.
Go on. I will just leave.
Ron, I can end the stream if you want, because I got powers now. I can end the stream. We could carry on. But anyway, I just want to make sure the thing I said he was doing, comparing AD and Kareem, he then denied it. Meanwhile, he carried on comparing AD and Kareem. Like I said was happening. Like the people in the chat were saying wasn't happening. They were saying no one was comparing AD and Kareem. Meanwhile, Penn Star Basketball has been comparing AD and Kareem for 40 minutes. But anyway, read the super chats.
Rod said, I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to agree with Ox. Why do people try to make basketball a fair sport? It's not. Feel like they want to put basketball in a box. It's not good. Y'all agree?
No, put it into a box plus minus. Put it into a box plus minus.
All right, we'll do that. Put it into a box plus minus. Young Fear said, shout out to everyone besides Penn. He's the worst panelist to be on PC.
Someone has to be the worst. Someone has to be the worst, factually. Someone's the best, and someone's the worst.
I disagree.
Maybe it's Penn. Maybe it's not Penn. I disagree that it's Penn. But someone has to be the worst.
I actually think Penn's the best panelist, to be
Let
fair.
some people tell it I'm having a really bad week because I'm being really argumentative. But I'm bored. So I need
keep
to
up the good work, Mars. I see you revving up for the season. I see you getting Mars. You already in this season.
I'm trying to get to the season. I've been very bored this week, so I've been arguing.
Okay. Yeah, well,
PCL
coming soon, Mars. I can't wait to see you in this form in the PCL. But All Logic, No Emotion said one more chick who was underrated back in the day was Alicia Rogers from Class Act.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously. Yeah.
Jamie and Mars, y'all know what Class Act is?
I have no idea.
What?
I think before my time. I think I'm 31, so I don't know.
No, it's not before your time, brother.
Okay,
it's a 90s.
I'm just out of the loop. I'm out of the loop.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hood classic.
Shout out Mr. Holiday 4434. Mr. Holiday became a YouTube member. Shout out to All Day Threes and TDs. Also became a YouTube member. And last but not least, how fitting, this is the last super chat of the day from Willie Bobcat. Mars Crash Out. Dub Mars Crash Out times 3. It really was times 4 because of that last one.
I 3P'd.
All right, y'all. It has been real. It has been fun. You heard what Jason Grill said. This was a historic episode. Y'all, we will be back tomorrow. It may be some different people, but it's still going to be at the same time, and it's still going to be a dub show, and we going to have some good guests. We're going to have some good topics. Tomorrow what are we talking about tomorrow? Oh, we ranking the top 50 players in the NBA tomorrow. So y'all be sure to pull up. Oh, yeah, we definitely go see Mars in his form. Hey, Mars. You did just what you had to do to get ready for this nice episode tomorrow.
I go.
All right, y'all. It has been fun. Once again, this show is brought to you by Splashsports. And be sure to scan this QR code and join our NBA Survivor because only one person can win $2,500. And you can be that person once you join the contest. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Damien, appreciate you. Mars, appreciate you. Swiper, go to hell. We out.